What if you could give back while you slept? Well, now you can, and let's talk about it. Leesa is an innovative direct-to-consumer online mattress brand that is also socially conscious. Driven by the mission to provide a better place to sleep for everybody, for every 10 mattresses Leesa sells, they'll donate one to a shelter through their 110 program. Also, Leesa plants one tree for every mattress sold and donates 1% of each employee's time to volunteer for local causes. Their 100% American-made mattress is available online in the US, UK, Canada, and Germany. It ships compressed in a box right to your door. Or, if you want to see one in person, they've got a gallery, the Leesa Dream Gallery in New York City. Try a Leesa mattress in your own home for 100 nights risk-free with free shipping, always. Get $100 off when you go to leesa.com/bombcast. That's leesa.com/bombcast.
Welcome to the great debate. On one side, east. The other side, west.
Okay.
Well,
not really.
Well, I guess this side,
not
that
exactly.
side.
Ideological sides as well.
Oh.
One side, popcorn.
Bagels.
One side, popcorn. The other side, soda. Apparently.
Wait,
I like
no, but I
both.
love both.
They're both great.
They
I
go
can
together
love
so well.
both those things.
I can't believe you guys get free soda.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
I am so rattled by this revelation that
Take
I can't
full
do this
advantage of that.
podcast.
It's
It's
a
great.
quarter here, Brad.
I know.
Yeah, but that's
25
too much. It's also like, who carries change?
That's laundry
Although,
money. The options here are better. They have Diet Dr. Pepper and Diet Mountain Dew here, so you got to pay a premium for that.
Do you guys have that ice?
No, we don't have the Polar Ice.
No,
stuff.
we get real
have-
seltzer.
Okay.
We have Polar
For a
seltzer.
second,
That
I
ice stuff is
thought
all
you were
right.
asking if they had meth. I was like, who got that
Oh,
ice?
yeah.
I like that you didn't think I meant ice, like the thing.
Yeah, no, because I know they've got ice.
We have to go upstate for that.
It's 25 cents.
Wow.
So friend prices.
I know. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Hi, guys.
It's the Giant Bombcast. Hello.
Hi.
There's a lot of people in this room.
It's a very giant podcast.
All the chairs are filled.
Big Bombcast.
There's the big Bombcast.
It's gonna be a lot of podcasts in a kind of warm.
Yeah, I figured
environment.
we
I
should
brought
just-
all my jeans.
We
I
should
brought,
go.
like-
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We should go ahead and limber it up in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it stretched
Yeah.
out.
Well, when it gets warm, it's easier to stretch. Like you're less likely to get injured. It's
Yeah,
it's kind of
that's right.
It's like that. What's the hot yoga?
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
the
You get a
Yes,
hot
this is
Bikram hot yoga.
This
Yes.
Bikram game of the year.
Yeah.
It will commence
sweating?
henceforth.
Got to make sure the room smells right.
Oof, yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
No butts.
No butts.
No butts.
One
No
team.
butts.
Butts?
One team.
No butts.
Can't say
Butts?
butts.
One team.
Can't say
Can't
butts.
say butts.
Okay.
Who said
It's
butts?
a family
Butts?
podcast.
FCC, it's coming down.
Yeah.
I want to do the thing where we all talk at the same time.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Everybody introduce themselves starting now.
New Mexico. Boy, are my arms tired.
One of these years ago,
I wasn't one of the original
I can't keep
ones.
this
Yeah,
going.
one of these microphones is not being used. I don't think we
Hey, what's up?
Should we do it again?
we did not utilize the studio to its full
Yeah,
capacity.
sorry. I-
Really want the compressor smoking over there.
Stress test every channel at once.
So what do you guys usually talk about?
I don't know. What do
Video
you guys?
games.
What do you guys usually talk about?
Yeah. No, I mean they're hot. They're very now.
How was the trip?
It's good. I got a middle seat,
Nice.
and I played like 6 hours of Skyrim.
Okay.
I flew in from New Mexico, so it was a little less time consuming.
What's going on down there?
My
Mexico.
uncle lives in Santa Fe, so I went and visited him for
The old Santa Fe uncle.
Yeah, I mean, he's 80, and I hadn't seen him in a few years,
Oh,
so
wow.
it felt like a good time to maybe go do that. He's fine, though. He's in good health. But yeah, no, it was nice. Santa Fe is a very... Like, you go to Arizona, and it's just like, all right, yeah, a bunch of people with, like, fucking guns in the desert. You go to New Mexico, and it's just a bunch of old hippies in their fucking art galleries for the most part.
Peyote.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a very
sounds like a
low-key
good
vibe.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was nice.
I would figure though that it would also still be guns in the desert, just for different reasons.
Just in different areas, yeah. But, like, Santa Fe, it's just like there's an art gallery every third building.
That sounds like a good
That
time.
seems like a place to travel by train. Something about Santa Fe.
Oh.
It just
Sure.
seems like
Like
you
an
would.
old Western kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where is
something, I don't
Yuma?
know.
The 310 to Yuma. Is that Arizona?
That's Arizona.
Yuma? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got trains.
Yeah, they have trains.
Yes.
Did you see any trains?
I saw train tracks. I did not see any trains.
That's probably the other thing I should specify is that we all got into trains out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
A
that's super
solid
cool. What
half
kind of
hour.
trains are you into?
HO scale. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
the good
wow.
stuff.
do you like?
Yeah. Well, hey.
Do you like make those YouTube videos where you go see trains and then you scream at the trains about how excited you are to see the trains?
Is that a thing?
They banned
Yes.
they banned me off YouTube on account of I was doing it naked, and so I had to take it to Vimeo. I had to take my art to Vimeo.
And they love it over there.
Oh yeah, they're all about it.
Always
what's
like
your-
the
what-
editor's choice.
Yeah,
What's your new Vimeo channel called?
it's called Train Games, and like basically like it's me and
take the old brain
It's me
games?
and a guest. Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically it's brain games but with trains. And we pretty much just get nude and stare at the tracks.
That helps
and
with your concentration.
Yeah.
Ride the rails.
Oh yeah, we're riding the rails also.
I
yeah.
would, I would maybe watch that
Nice.
channel of a train that is just like a camera on the train. And every once in a while, it's just a butt. It's just like kind of just somebody standing next to it. It's just,
Yeah.
Every 20
Vinny,
minutes.
there's easier ways to see butts on the internet.
Can you send me a link?
We're not allowed to say that on this podcast.
There was a good. It was one of Pat Bear's panels. Someone brought videos of trains, like shot from. It was in Japan and was shots out the front of.
That
the
was
train.
Erica.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah, and it was all these super relaxing videos of just Japanese trains doing Japanese train stuff through all these
Like real
very
trains.
residential.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just like
exactly,
dash cam footage.
Yeah, dash cam
Wow.
footage
Are
of
they
Japanese
their,
trains.
like super fast bullet trains?
No, just like really low key
Commuter
just
trains.
residential commuter trains, just real relaxed. It was like kind of.
It's
I
hypnotic.
went
Sounds
down
great.
the hole after that panel.
I
and-
can't
and
wait
watched
to
a lot of that.
Densha Day go to YouTube and watch
That's
those
right.
videos.
Again, they kicked it off YouTube on account of
right.
I was in a lot of those videos.
all of you
Doing
all
of
of those
me.
videos.
You were doing Japanese train things.
I do things to Japanese trains,
Which is
that
why
you
they
wouldn't
put why they
believe.
put the shutter sound on the cell phone.
Yeah, I'm the reason. There's no
Kept-
such thing as an upskirt when it comes to me.
All the train is up the skirt.
So this
What?
is what it's like. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. So this is what your podcast is. All right.
She's reading with it's the T-shirt. It's the slogan for the T-shirt.
Oh, I
All
couldn't
the
read it
train
from
is up the skirt.
across
Like,
the table
that's
over
the-
here.
I have no idea what to do here. There are too many people to regulate this
Well,
thing.
what do you
so
normally do?
Talk about video games, I
played,
guess. I don't know.
I played some of the
How was your
Destiny
Thanksgiving?
raid over at
Was that how your Thanksgiving was?
Yeah.
How did that go?
I played with my family.
Oh, how did that go? Was your dad there?
Yes. And it was fantastic. We beat it in like a half hour, 45
wow,
minutes.
man.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty
I
good.
heard it was hard.
That's impressive.
No, we got past the part where you carry the flags and like have to defend the flags.
So you're like 80% of the way through, I think.
And then we had a part where there were dogs and you had to do stealth, and then everybody was like, "This sucks," and then we
That's the worst part.
kind of stopped.
That's
raid-
all right.
I-
didn't
That sounds
seem
like
fun.
the Destiny
That's a good way to
experience.
go.
Yeah, I talked to Casey Malone who played with your
He
folks.
played- yeah, we needed a
and
sixth.
he was like, "Yeah, we did
Oh.
all right. We got past that flag part. Like we finished the flag one,
Yeah.
which is like
Which
the
is
one you do
right.
between every single door."
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's the cool down between the actual
Right.
raid stuff.
It's a nice relaxing.
Yeah.
That was also
that was
like
fun.
that was such a non-part that
I
as he was
know.
describing the flag part, I was like, "Do you mean the part where you run with the balls?"
Yeah. No, they're flags.
They're like keys. They're like big
Yeah.
old keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you got to defend them, and it gets hard.
That's the salad course.
So five
that-
five Caravellas in this raid squad?
There were 4 Caravellas, a Morales, and a Malone. It's our new CBS hit show.
Yep.
Uh,
Can it, Malone?
yeah, that dog part sucked so much that
Yeah.
it just nobody wanted to play
Did,
anymore.
did you know what to do and just
Yeah.
they've not managed to do it?
Yeah.
We got very lucky on that part when we did it because I remember like it felt like we were gonna lose again, but then suddenly we somehow powered through and got to the last bit, and seemingly no one realized how we did it. We just did it.
To be fair, that's been every time I've done that thing
Yeah.
or anything in that raid is you feel like you're going to fail and then you don't. Yeah, it's not.
I don't know.
It's not the best. Who's ready for some more Destiny next week?
Oh, is that next week?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh.
a week from today, that first DLC.
And they're
comes out.
adding like a sub raid, right? In
They're
the raid.
adding more to that raid.
Adding a layer
Oh,
to
what?
it.
Do you have to
You
redo
would
the whole
like
raid
to do that raid?
it?
I don't think they've.
No,
said
I
yet.
think they said it was independent of.
Yeah,
of
it's,
the raid.
it's separate.
Like
It's,
another part
new
in
rooms in the
palace.
same. It sounds like they're reusing the tile set basically.
Okay.
but that it's new stuff in that zone.
It seems like the intention is for it to still be like a 6-player thing, but not like a 10-day long whatever. Like you can
Yeah.
do it in like a few hours. I think
Okay.
it was.
And they're upping the level?
Probably.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
there is a light
Like
level
to
increase with
300.
that.
Yeah,
I
they
think
would
they're
have to.
putting
Yeah.
like the recommended number higher because it was
Yeah.
too low.
They would
arguably.
have to. Yeah, they would have to
they should not have let riffraff like me in there.
If they don't raise the maximum level cap in this, then at some point
point?
you're like, well, I've got all the gear I
Yeah.
need, so just play the content once and done. Which actually that would fit with how they've treated Destiny 2 in terms of like, if you think back to like it was when we had Luke Smith on for E3 before like the Taken King came out, and he said like, hey, we kind of envision this as like a thing you can play and then stop.
Oh, really?
Just like the last thing I wanted to hear about Destiny.
Right.
It's like,
It's like, hey, you kind of take it, and then you put, I think he said, like, you take your character, you put it on the shelf, and then maybe you dust it off a year later and go, what's going on with this? And then play some new stuff. Like, this game is way better at doing that than Destiny 1 was, because it's so much easier to get to, like, well, I've got all the stuff.
Yeah.
Why would I keep playing this?
Did any of us post raid keep playing a lot?
No.
I stopped. I logged in exactly once
I
after
started
the raid.
playing
Okay.
the PC version and didn't level a character to the cap. Like, I got to, like, level 12 or something, and I was like,
Also, half of our clan has switched to PC permanently, apparently.
Yeah.
That clan
it's gonna-
Discord you guys are running is in disarray because neither of you are ever on it.
Hey,
adding new people.
I gave Pascal. Pascal
Okay.
should be able to,
Okay.
so it's
Well,
on him now. He's playing on
well,
PC.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I also played that Metroid Samus
Oh, yeah?
Returns.
Yes.
Playing that?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a sharp-looking game.
It's a good Metroid game.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know that I love the way it looks.
I like the spindly
Yeah.
Samus. I think the animations are sharp. And
The thing I said we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
The thing I said is like it reminds me of like Quake 1 enemies, like the way Samus gets like almost like it's not this, but it's reminiscent of enemies whose arms just converge to a point.
Okay. All right.
Like she's spindly that
Yeah,
way.
Just a bunch of shamblers.
Yeah,
like
in a
Jack
way that
Skellington
looks-
kind of like.
yeah, it's strange.
I like it. I think the animations they make her seem very badass, like the way she's just kind of run, like all the presentation around it, like the sounds are good, the way the doors open are neat, and like
I liked in the 20 minutes I played it, making her plant her feet and just like spinning her arm.
Yeah,
around.
that pre-aim thing.
she's got like a move where
It
she's
looks
just, like,
good.
looking back.
It's a really good arm spin. Yeah.
like Blackthorn or something.
Yeah, nothing.
How petty is it that I don't want to play that game because it's not on the Switch?
Pretty petty.
It's a good swan song for the 3DS.
Yeah, I don't-
That's how I saw it.
But that's the thing is, it's never go- it's not going to be because they're going to keep throwing like there's going to be 6 more Kirby games for that thing or something. You know, it's just
I
like they're
think
just going to
they're
keep
pretty much
churning shit
done.
out until they feel like it's like because there's so many of those systems in circulation, they're
Yeah,
not going to stop.
Right.
They'll knock out another year of like
You think?
of like very low level support for it. Absolutely.
I also
Yeah.
feel like
You're
the
right on
market
with the
for it
Kirby
is much
call.
different because it's like I feel like it's a younger
Yeah.
group because it's like a smaller system. It's a cheaper system.
Yeah.
I think it's a more accessible system.
And it's
than
been
the
out there
Switch.
forever.
Yeah,
I could see,
there's
like,
so many games.
Like 9 more Yokai Watch games.
Yes,
Or like a
and
Harvest
like
Moon.
they all play the 3 or the DS games too, and there's like
Yeah.
huge backlog of those. So
But yeah, it would be nice if it were on the Switch, but I wouldn't have brought my Switch with me. My kids play it at home,
Oh,
so I feel
man.
bad. I had to dust off my 3DS though in kind of a major way and like update it like 7 times. Well, it's one time, but like, you know what I mean. It's, for the story, it sounds better.
You
if
were
I say
7 updates
times.
behind.
And then I bought it, and then I totally forgot the 3DS does 3D, and like turned it on for a hot second. It looked really good with Metroid, and then immediately turned it back off. And
Yep.
it was like,
I like the 3D.
I like the 3D.
I like 3D.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah.
I forgot how well it works, and
Yeah.
like it was still kind of magical. Being like, this really does work. Like they kind of did it.
Yeah.
And then turned it off because I
The
don't want to play it like
It's
this
not
right now.
pleasant to look at after a while. That's
No,
the
I
problem.
disagree.
Yeah,
I think
but
it's so nice.
I think I ended up in a situation where there were too many games where, like, as soon as you turn on 3D, the frame rate cut by half.
Yes.
That I was like, man, fuck this. Like, never again.
The
after,
only game
after 20 minutes, it would just like be. It's like watching a 3D movie. It's that
Yeah.
sensation of like you can't really focus
Like
on
weird
any
eye
one
strain.
thing. Yeah.
Like the only game I think I left it on the whole time I played through was that Luigi's Mansion sequel because like
the
there
Dark
was
Moon.
some fun stuff they did with kind of perspective shifting in that game that I thought was kind of neat. So I kept it on, and by the end of it, like my eyeballs wanted to fall out of my head.
Mario 3D Land makes pretty good use
Yes,
of
yeah,
it.
they
too.
like actually use
They
it
play
in a
with
way. Yeah,
perspective.
totally.
Like you can't tell if a block is
Right.
jutting out unless you turn on the 3D.
Right, yeah.
Which if you're playing on a 2DS, like, seems like it would really
Fuck
suck.
off.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
Well, you can use like. Well, I was going to say the right stick, but I don't know what you use. But you can rotate the camera
Oh, a
and
little
then
bit, right.
just, like,
Oh.
get a sense of like, oh, this is what they're doing.
Right.
They were
It's just
trying
cool
to
it
make
works.
a bunch of those early 3DS games like really utilize it or force it in. Like Mario did that, and then Link Between Worlds did a lot of the like, oh, you're on this floor, and then
Oh,
whoa,
right.
you're going on this one
Yeah.
now, like the verticality. I'm glad they don't really lean
Crush
into that
3D,
anymore.
you know.
I
a
like
lot of it.
3D for just like, oh, this is like nice, like depth to it. Like playing Animal Crossing in 3D was nice. It was just like, oh, this is
Yeah,
looks
like
nice.
it made the rotation of the
Right,
world make a lot
yeah.
of sense
Yeah.
at that point. It
Yeah.
looked cool. There's been a lot of Animal Crossing 3DS being played in our house lately.
Huh, interesting. Why would that be?
Because multiple copies of fucking Pocket Camp got deleted because fuck that
Really?
game.
Really?
It's fucking
I hate
shit.
it.
I
I don't.
that game sucks.
I fell off.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
my girlfriend loves it.
Wait, I feel like last time we talked, you kind of liked it.
Well, I just like started and I was like, oh, it feels like Animal
Totally,
Crossing.
yeah.
It looks like
It
Animal
makes
Crossing.
that first
Like,
hour of like, yeah, and then you're like,
Yeah.
First
oh,
impression.
everything
Right.
about this
Yes.
is not. They couldn't even write fucking puns when you catch fish.
I
Like,
know,
it's the most
I know.
soulless fucking
Wait,
empty.
the writing is bad?
There is no writing.
There
There's
barely is.
barely
You'll
any
talk
writing.
to your neighbors and
Yeah.
stuff like that. There's some of that stuff
Yeah.
going on, but there's not the like, hey, here's this little joke. Or I haven't seen any fossil stuff. I don't know if that's
I
in
don't
there.
Yeah, it's
No.
not.
I don't think there's
It's
a
not in
museum.
there.
There's like nothing that's like, you made a fun world. It's all like, you need to buy your way into
Right.
people's hearts.
Well,
or,
I
Build,
remember
build this chair.
right.
it like launched a day we did a Beastcast or something.
Yeah.
So I think you and I had
Right.
played just a little tiny bit of it, and
And that
early
first
impression
little
was like,
tiny bit,
hey,
yeah.
this seems like a real Animal
Yeah.
Crossing game. I can shake the tree, I can move around. It doesn't need a controller.
But dude, as soon as you, I mean, and granted, the fruit trees weren't you couldn't just shake them forever and get anything out of them.
There's
in
a
the
longer
main
timer
game.
in the real game.
But like literally popping up a timer, like it's just a bad decision for them to make. It's like underscoring like, hey, this is a mobile game.
yeah.
By the way, it's a mobile game.
I don't like it. I think I'm ready to delete it. It's just the
Yeah.
idea of not being able to just wander around the town and run into neighbors and like go visit the
Right.
museum. Like I hate these. Like okay, I guess I'll go to this area and fish. Now I'll go to this area because that guy wants an apple.
Yeah,
It seems too
it's just
Yeah.
it's
checklisty.
disjointed. It's exactly. It feels like Animal Crossing can get that way in terms of just like I'm just trying to knock these fucking tasks out because I want to be able to change this guy's slogan to something lewd.
Ruthless efficiency.
Yeah. But like they lay it all bare. you
Yeah,
know,
like
saying
stretch
in a way
goals
that
and
you're-
time
yeah,
goals
You're just like,
and-
man,
Right.
this literally has stretch
I
goals
know.
as a tab of things to
Yeah.
do.
But it's not just that they lay it bare, it's that they lay it bare while also completely stripping out the parts of that game that were kind of magical, which
Yeah.
is the notion of that sort of untethered experience of wandering around town,
Yeah.
just getting into like random encounters with your neighbors that just sometimes don't go anywhere. But
Right.
that's
Yeah.
that's not the point. You know, the point is that you're just there to kind of fucking hang out and have a good time for as long as you can do stuff in that town.
And I'm going to write
Also-
angry notes and post it to the bulletin board and let the townsfolk die.
Yeah.
How
There's
much is
also
it?
It's free.
it's free. It's a free
Oh,
game.
because you can
You
buy
buy leaf
Yeah,
tickets.
leaf
Yeah, like
tickets.
are you just buying stuff to speed things up?
Yeah,
Or-
it's a lot of
Yeah,
crafting.
Timer
But like,
reduction.
I feel like the crafting is also such a bummer because even in like the Happy Home Designer, you're like you have pretty full freedom to just like make what you want, and you really can't do that because it's like, well, you have to make the specific chair for the specific animal to come to your place. It's like, well, I want to be able to make anything.
That was the
Right.
biggest thing
Like-
for me is just like
Yeah.
the lack of control because
Right.
the way it works is if you want an animal to visit your camp, you have to build a specific thing that they want. And so you lose the creative freedom of I want my like hellscape to be just fireplaces or whatever. If you want to like maximize your friend output and input, you
like
need
a
But to be
Viva
clear,
Pinata?
it's not just that they're requesting things from you. They are demanding that you buy this furniture so that they will grace your
Yeah.
camp with their fucking
Yeah.
presence. It is so shitty.
The writing is just like, oh, I thought you'd never ask about me going to your camp. That's great. And then it pops up a list of things you haven't completed before you can
Yeah.
invite them to the camp. And it's like, you need to be level 2 with them. And you
Yeah.
need this chair.
I need you to buy me this ugly
they have
couch.
specific chairs. So the thing that got me to actually just go, oh man, fuck this and delete this is it popped up something saying like, hey, we've got this like starter, like, this is a limited time offer. And they are KK Slider and Tom Nook chairs that you can only get with the paid currency, which they give you a lot of leaf tickets for like signing up and some of this other stuff, but not enough to actually do this. It's like, oh, so like the 2 most iconic characters in your franchise, if I want them to fucking grace my camp with their presence, I need to buy a real money chair.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
Nintendo's got to
fuck
stack
off.
bells, all right?
Yeah.
So-
no, thank you.
Nintendo's mobile output so far now that like a lot of these are out. Like what's the tier list here?
I mean, I was going to
Like,
ask, do you guys know if Treehouse works on these things?
I
Like,
don't
who's actually
I
making
think
these games?
Treehouse is localizing stuff
Okay.
similarly, but like yeah,
It's
I
not.
Like,
Yeah.
DNA's not doing development of the stuff, right?
I don't think so.
So,
But I don't know. I don't know, actually.
I think Mario Run is a totally fine thing
Yeah.
that is just not that memorable. Like it's functional, it does its thing.
I
but
enjoyed
that's
my
it.
time with it, but I would never
Yeah.
like download it again.
I actively dislike Pocket Camp. I
think I do too.
I really don't want to play it
The
anymore.
only thing about it that makes me feel good at all is that they at some point in some financial call said that they like to do mobile games for games they will then put on their proper hardware, almost like an ad.
Right.
So it's the first sign of there will be a real Animal Crossing someday.
Of course you had to believe there would be.
Of course there will be. But like that's the only solace I can take from any of this is like, oh well, because if you think about it, there is a much better Animal Crossing mobile game that you theoretically could make, and this is so far away from that ideal that you just wonder, like, how do you get this thing so wrong?
I mean, I think I really like that. Finally, somebody has kind of ripped the veneer off of Animal Crossing, so everybody else realizes what a time.
I don't think that's
charm.
It's like basically,
No.
like,
I mean, look,
it's somebody ripped the like the fuzzy skin off of an animatronic robot, and you just see the gears and horrible.
I think I literally tweeted that exact thing like a couple of days ago. Just how angry I was about that game. It is the animatronic skeleton without the skins.
Revealed Tom Nook's grim Rictus underneath.
If it was like monetized the way it is now and all that other stuff, but was still a proper Animal Crossing game, that would be okay.
Yeah, it's not just the
totally.
monetization. It's not the mobile style stuff. It's just that they added none of the flavor that makes those games fun and enjoyable to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I had
none
more
of
fun
like
with
the
Mutomo than I did with Animal
Oh,
Crossing.
I
Yeah,
love
that was a
Mutomo.
weird
Mutomo
thing.
was so fun. Yeah.
Mutomo is bad, but yes.
I love
But there's a
Mutomo.
charm
Like
to its badness.
Yeah.
Yes.
People tend to like Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah, it seems like that's
I kind
the
of
one
fell
that
off
people are
that.
the least angry
I
about.
hated that.
I didn't really like
Okay,
it.
maybe not. I guess
Well,
they're all
I never
it
bad.
touched
didn't
that
have,
one.
It didn't have the real Fire Emblem experience that I was looking for. It didn't have like character permadeath. Like it didn't have you building a team of like. I mean, you built teams, but it didn't feel like you were collecting a squad.
Yeah.
You know, you were rolling to unlock. You know, and hope you get Crom or whatever. But
Always.
Story of my life.
That's why I moved to New
You
York.
got to put another one of those little boys with the pot on their head. I forget his name. He's stupid.
Yeah, so far, like I guess all these offerings have really fell flat for me.
What if they had switched the licenses and just took the mechanics of a Fire Emblem game, but with Animal Crossing characters, building a squad and going out
I
to
would be
march to
okay
their
with
death,
that.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
And the Fire Emblem characters trying to settle down after the war and shake trees for battles.
Yeah, rebuilding.
Just like a weird, like kind of like I don't know what to do with my life.
And then just throw some Shin Megami Tensei on top of there, some J-pop. Just make it a whole thing.
J-pop and dick monsters.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
If they made the actual next Animal Crossing for phones instead, would you guys be okay with that?
No,
No?
I want like a Switch one.
Yeah.
I do hope they bring those birds back though. I love those like fucking.
Oh, the mechanic birds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
birds.
yeah,
All right.
That's like the one good addition. Is those guys are great and their jokes are dumb and I enjoy it.
Except for they renovated my camper without telling me it was going to cost a bunch of money. They were just like, hey, do you want us to make it bigger? And I was like, yeah. And I kept waiting for like, okay, this will be 10,000 bells. Do you want to do this?
Just like a real mechanic, they totally fuck you over
They
the end
just
and
did it,
the
and I was in
estimate they
debt.
give you.
I was in debt immediately.
Yeah. At least they got that part of Animal Crossing right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
In happier Nintendo news, I finished Mario Odyssey not 2 hours ago.
What is finished?
I saw
credits?
credits.
All right.
Does that count?
Did you hear a great song?
Yes. I don't know. Mate, sure.
Did you hear lyrics?
Think so.
Was somebody singing?
You think so?
Did it get,
was this
did it get
morning?
very J-Rock on you?
I was late for work because I was trying to finish the stupid game, so I was just like running through it as fast as. Is that during the like escape?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
I love that stupid part.
I was playing through it as fast as I could.
It's
but,
really goofy.
Yeah.
that thing does some stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
It's a fun game.
it's a strong year for like long, protracted sequences that just get better and better
Yeah.
Yes.
as they go.
Sure.
But I don't know
Now,
how
do you
much-
see what I was saying kind of about the like
Yes.
Destiny like
wait.
in a way how it opens up just a
Oh
completely
no!
a
So
whole new game.
I literally like saved it after the
Oh,
credits. Like
Oh.
I got to where they put you after the credits, and I was like, "Well, that's awesome." And then I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
So I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's way more.
So as I was gonna ask, like, how much more game there? Like, like Cappy even says, like, "Hey, there's way more to do." Like,
I spent way more
maybe
time
if we get some more moons, we could go somewhere new.
post where you're at. I spent more time with the game than I did before where you're at.
Okay.
Like, there's
me
more.
I actually fucking hope so because some of those worlds I got through in like 15
Well,
minutes.
and the stuff you're about to play, if you keep playing,
Yeah.
is
Oh, I
my
totally
favorite
will.
stuff in the game. Although maybe that's just me because I know you two kind of fell off a little bit
I'm in the
after
same boat as
credits.
you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's more challenging.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you get more puzzles with the like later captures. Like
Okay. Is this all stuff that just pops up in the existing levels that
You'll
you've been to?
figure it out real
Or-
quick
huh.
once you go to
It's,
the thing.
to me, it's just I've just been enjoying going in and just looking for moons. Like that's I don't need any additional structure or anything like that. Like I just like going back to those worlds and just seeing like, okay, what nooks and crannies did I not find before?
Yeah,
all
I
right.
also enjoy that, but I enjoy it in a way that I enjoy like checking Twitter or something. I think we talked about this a little
yeah,
last
yeah.
night, where it
Yes.
just feels a little vapid and a little like, oh, I'll get that moon. Oh, I got that moon. Oh, there's another moon. I'll get that moon. And it's so mindless.
You would expect to spend 5 minutes there, and then an hour later you're just bummed out beyond fucking belief, just like Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Do you believe what this moon said? Oh my god.
See, I think it actually gets better because up until that point, like really, really late, you can just kind of run around and get moons all over the place. Like, I'm going to jump on that thing. Oh, I got a moon. I'm going to stomp here. I got a moon. Once it gets down to it where it's like, oh, I actually have to look and I have to figure out these puzzles or do these harder platforming things, like that gets more challenging to me.
I don't want to say that I felt insulted from time to time at how easy some of those moons are to
Some are
get, but
super easy.
once in a
Very
while
easy.
I'll pick one up and I'm like, wait, really?
Yeah.
Like the Captain Toad ones in particular, like you
There
talk
you
to
go.
him and he's like, here you go, here's a moon.
You feel me?
But there's also
It's
so
pretty hard to
many
find
of them.
Yeah.
It's like it is actually a pretty good spread because there are so many of them that
Right.
like the easy ones, yes, they're very easy, but there are a lot of like much more challenging ones to find.
And the way they structure the game, it's like you need to find moons in a specific area. It's not like if you find 20 here, you find 10 less here or something
Right.
like
Right.
that. So it's kind of whatever that first time through.
There is a weird thing post game though where you can buy like packs of 10 moons
Yes.
that do not do anything but just add to your moon count.
Are they
those-
remove
those
moons from the world?
No.
No, I think
those
they're
are separate
infinite.
moons.
So
So
there's,
I
there's
bought,
something like 500 or 600
Collectible?
normal moons.
No, there's like 800 something.
Okay.
It's like 830, 840, somewhere around
which
there.
is a lot.
But then
Yeah.
you can go up to 999 by just
Yeah.
buying additional moons.
So like I bought like 20 moons until I realized
Just
like,
because?
Yeah.
I mean they do have thresholds for like other
Yeah, I
things
was
will
gonna-
happen when you hit.
okay.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask if anyone else. I know you probably did. Got the 500.
Oh yeah,
moon
that's one of my
unlock
favorite
thing.
levels in the whole game.
Has anyone else gotten?
No, I'm
Not
still
yet.
at like 390 or something.
I got the next
I think I'm
tier
280 or something.
So yeah, there's like 2 additional unlocks after the
Yeah.
the
Yep.
last one.
The 500 one is awesome. It's one of the tougher levels in the game, and like
So there are actual new levels then.
plenty. There's plenty more to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there totally is. And it's also all very challenging. So there's definitely like stuff to find and stuff to do.
Maybe I'll give it a go. I don't know. Like I got to credits and
Yeah.
then wandered around the post credit area for like I don't know half an hour.
Also-
did some stuff and then I was like, nah, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back
that,
to it.
I feel like that should have been like the coolest reveal in the whole game, but they let you stumble into that area
do.
beforehand in like this
With one of those portraits.
that
this
is
yeah.
really
Oh,
like
really?
Yes,
like this
they do.
really unceremonious way.
Oh,
Like
I'm
I
glad I didn't stumble
Yeah,
into it. 'cause
yeah,
it was,
I'm
it
happy
was
that I
such a
noticed.
cool reveal when you get to the
it's
post credits.
the portraits. They're like
Yeah.
warp you to
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that one does warp you
Oh,
there.
wow.
I had
Why
that
would they do
twice. Once before the game came out, when you put up the video
Yeah.
of like you went to that event.
That
and
was the
recorded-
portrait
'cause
that
you
they
saw
told
the
me not to
portrait-
go into.
Well, and you mentioned that
Like
on the
they-
video,
they-
and then I could see what it was, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Wait, is that?"
Yeah.
And then I stumbled into it when I was playing it, so I
Yeah.
got like double spoiled.
Right.
And then when I got to it, it's like, "Well, okay, this
It's
is
just-
great," but
It's just this weird, like, unceremonious reveal of what should be like the coolest nostalgia trip in the whole. It's so weird. I don't know why they do it that way.
Like I took a warp zone to like New Donk City.
I did
like,
that too.
Like,
But
find
that-
one,
but that's fine,
it's-
'cause
you knew that was
yeah,
coming.
And it's-
Yeah.
and also like whatever. It's not what that other thing is.
Yeah.
So going to these other areas where it's like, oh, you're cordoned off from the rest of this world.
And there's like one
and this
moon
one
up here.
moon or whatever. Like yeah, but to do it for that one, I thought
For that
was
one in particular, it was a little bit
a weird
strange.
choice.
Especially if you
Yeah.
climb up that chimney and get the thing at the top.
Yep.
And hear that sound.
Uh-huh.
and you're
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
happening? Yeah.
it's still really cool being able to run around
pretty
there.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited
it's
to
good.
see what else is in there.
I just really like playing it. Like that's the thing is that like
Yes.
I understand why people would see the credits and then maybe stop, but like I just enjoy the feel of moving around those worlds and just jumping around and doing dumb shit
Yeah.
with the captures. Like
I'm
I just
never
want to keep
not
doing
having
it.
fun when I'm
Yeah.
when I'm
Yeah.
playing that game.
Totally.
At most, it's just like I'm looking for a moon. This could like I'm walking around wandering a little bit, but at its worst, it's just like where's
Yeah.
the next moon? And then 5 minutes later, I'm
I'm
having
just gonna
fun.
load it back up and then just kick it with my man Uncle Amiibo.
Hell yeah,
I've been on the
Hang out,
verge of
knock
starting.
a few back.
Uncle Cereal Box.
Yeah.
I'm almost ready to like start a whole new game. I almost did that on the plane. Like I want to do every moon again.
You're crazy.
It's so
That's
good.
That's
I don't
It's
think
a
I'll
life
ever get
of
that far,
leisure
but
you
I.
lead.
it's a very Dan move.
It'll probably be on my personal top 10 of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
really
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I know. We'll save it. We'll save it. But you know,
I don't wanna
hey,
spoil
You're gonna have to
anything.
edit that part out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna knock off?
I think near.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, that's a hard choice, but I get it, man. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Which ending was your favorite?
Mario.
Q.
Ending
Yeah,
Q,
right,
Mario ending Q. Yeah, it's a real sad one.
yeah.
I finished near also. over the
Ending
weekend.
A?
All of them.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah. Well, A3.
Yeah,
That's-
the main
that's a-
one.
that's
the
an
main one.
investment.
Yeah.
Not the. Oh, that's crazy.
I think I got maybe like 6 of the other random endings.
I think they're all just kind of text from what I saw.
I mean,
pulled up
or
videos.
a lot of them are
random like
most-
jokes and
yeah,
stuff.
most-
yeah, a
them
lot
just
of them are
cut-
just like game over screens.
Most of them just cut to some dialogue.
And then you get the
and-
really fast credit roll,
Yeah.
which I appreciate.
Good for you. That's
Man, that
that's
game.
definitely an investment.
Go some places.
Yeah. I'm not going to cannibalize that discussion now. 'Cause
No, yeah, we'll have a much
there's
longer conversation.
More appropriate venue for most of the stuff here.
The door's unlocked, so we can't have
shortly.
that conversation right now.
Shortly, but man, that thing does some stuff.
It sure
It does.
Yeah.
And I really like the very end, like the
Ending
finale
It's,
of that.
it's,
Yeah.
it's profound.
Yeah. I was, I was talking to these guys about it. I mean, I was explaining it in not a good way.
You can make all the faces you want during Game of the
There's a lot
Year.
of faces
Just
just
right
like-
now,
I'm not
respect
saying
that we
anything.
love it.
I'm not
That's
saying
all.
anything.
All right.
Well, we can't get into it right now. I've got a kind of a bone to pick about the discourse around that game.
Sure,
that
that's
I've
fine.
seen, but
Sure.
we'll save that.
We'll save it.
Yeah.
It really kind of does that game a disservice.
I bought on the Steam sale another Steam Link. They were selling them for $5.
I have a Steam Link on my desk because
No,
I
dude.
also bought one of the $5 Steam Links.
$5.
$5.
What's a
It
Steam
was
Link?
90% off.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Steam Link is the thing you use, like hook up to a TV and then either wired or wirelessly hook up or connect to your computer to play.
Okay.
Yeah, like remotely.
Sure.
Your Steam
It
Link.
looks
like
like,
a-
it looks like an Apple
Chromecast
TV.
or
It's
an
like
Apple
it
TV.
looks like a little black. Yeah.
I was like $5 with
Yeah.
free shipping. Like,
Yeah. Oh, where'd you get free shipping? I paid $6 for shipping.
oh, did you? Damn it! Wait,
You
it was
got screwed.
I bought it from the Steam store.
Oh, I got it from GameStop. On.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was like I was like looking through the Steam sale,
Yeah.
being like, at this point in the game, probably like a bunch of us, it's just like you're going through and be like, oh, that's a good deal. Oh, I own
They
that
have
already?
to.
Okay.
They have to be discontinuing that thing, right?
I
Like, that
would-
has to be
or like
why.
an
Because
upgrade.
they were blowing it out before
Yeah,
this.
it was like
So-
$15 a month
Yeah.
The
ago.
only thing I think is maybe they're going up to like a 2K or 4K version because you can only do 1080p on it.
Yeah.
So maybe one that supports.
That is 2K.
One. No, 2K makes like the games that like the.
Oh, those awful
it's a
wrestling games.
branded
Yeah.
2K
Yeah, yeah.
version. Okay, yeah.
So you can only do 1080 or below, and then no HDR, and like it's like limited. I don't think
Yeah.
it keeps up, though. I don't know what the streaming capabilities of like a 4K one would be. If like the bandwidth would be okay for wireless. I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely.
Or like how taxing it would be on like your GPU to like compress that stuff and then send it out. I've enjoyed my Steam Link. I play it a lot.
Oh, wait, you already had one?
Yeah, I have one.
Just bought another one.
This is actually
It was $5.
Why not?
This is actually my third one.
Oh, wow.
My first one kind of got destroyed by the kids in like a kind of horrible way.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, just like
It's
kept-
buried in the backyard.
like I ran out of HDMI ports on my TV at some point, and so I was doing a lot of hot swapping, and like as happens, stuff just winds up a big mess like on the shelf at some point, and so it just keep getting knocked over continuously until the thing was like a crumbly mess of a device. So that's why I bought another one. Was just like, I'll keep this one as a spare. $5.
Yeah, $5.
I would have gotten one for $5.
Yeah,
$5.
yeah.
Same.
It might still be on
Yeah,
sale.
it might still be on sale.
I think it was a Black Friday thing. Will Smith was telling me over the weekend they stealth upgraded that thing at one point. It has like AC Wi-Fi in it now
Oh, really?
instead of in, so you can actually do the streaming
They
over
still
Wi-Fi.
recommend wired though.
Yeah,
They're
but
still
yeah,
very much
yeah.
like.
So mine's wired in. Like I have a
Yeah,
pretty good
yeah,
experience
that's the
with
way
it.
to
Once
I
in a
didn't-
while, Steam crashes, and like that's a bummer because you have to go to the computer and set it up.
I didn't even get it for streaming. I got it to see what else it will do. I don't know what
like
homebrew weird shit people have come up with for that thing.
I got it and
Like, see if it runs
I've
emulators
I've
or
had
something
it
like
for a
that.
few weeks, and I'm like, oh, I don't have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
So it's been sitting in the box, and yeah, if it turns out that there's kind of more interesting things
Yeah.
to do with it, I might.
I wish
I might actually try and get one of those.
I wish like our office, like where we sit, is on a different network than our studio for the PC. I wish they were on the same because just put one on our desks.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome, yeah, to just do it. But unfortunately, we're on different networks, and I would never like our wireless to our desks is not good enough.
No.
to do that thing.
$5.
$5.
$5.
Is it still up? I'm getting it.
You can't even buy a sandwich in this town for $5.
No.
$5 foot long.
No, it's
those are
$6.
$6.
It's
in
$6
this
now?
town.
And it's of the day, so you have to like get whatever is the offering.
Oh, it's
Wow.
Friday tuna.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
here's your fucking
Yeah.
sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I was
What's
I was with him. You got that yesterday.
I got that yesterday. It was
right.
bad.
It's a
All
bad
right.
sandwich.
I've never had it before. I figured, I want to give it its due. I had a chicken bacon ranch.
That's
and
the
that
best.
was
That
good.
one's
Oh,
right.
chicken
Best.
bacon ranch is good.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, maybe they can do a chicken sandwich good across the.
I've
across the
just
aisle.
been thinking about what the go-to lunch option was going to be during Game of the Year.
It's,
I mean,
there's a
Henry's
new
is here,
Sweet
so-
Green or whatever, right? Is that the salad
Sweet
place?
Garden.
Yeah, no, we can't
We
talk
can't
about
talk
it.
about it.
We can't talk about that.
Oh, no,
You
no,
can't-
okay.
He can't say that.
You can't
He
say
can't
sweet.
say-
I'm sorry.
You can't say that
I'm
people
sorry.
love trivia.
Okay, I like trivia.
Do not say you like trivia.
Dan.
I had fun. I had fun playing trivia.
Oh God.
I like when people have fun with trivia. I'm
It's,
gonna go get a
You
salad.
are ruining your
business-
future
this-
contract
this business is
negotiations.
destroyed.
Go make a brandless salad.
I beat
That game's good, by the way. HQ's cool.
HQ's
I
good.
like
It's
HQ.
I like it, yeah.
It's the end of the world, but also it's
It's
kind of
fun.
awesome.
How did someone not make this before now?
I know,
Yeah.
truly.
Like the technology's been there. Like this is super
Is it
smart.
Not, is
Should-
it not just like 1 versus 100?
It's a lot. It
kinda-
it
it's
scratches a
basically-
similar itch as
Yeah.
1 versus 100.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's just trivia, though. It doesn't
it's- yeah,
actually,
yeah.
because 1 versus 100 actually incorporated 100 players.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just trivia and Scott Rogowski.
Right, but I mean, the rules don't involve
Scotty
like the
boy.
audience.
1 versus
It's just-
100, the battle
Have
royale
you noticed
genre
that
of game
since-
shows.
Since that whole thing blew up, it seems like that was also timed to when he started very much including his last name in his intro.
Right.
Really?
Say like, if you want to get at me.
Yeah, if you want to follow me on
That's
Twitter.
so funny.
So would you,
Rogo.
would you classify that as an FMV game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so. I guess so.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
live FMV.
Did you guys play in the $8,000 game the other night?
No,
No.
I
Yeah,
got 4,000.
yeah.
was
I got
on a
like
plane.
6 or 7.
That was people came away from that with $189 a piece. I think.
Gary would have won
That's a lot of
$9, I
Steam
think.
links.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
almost
that.
2
yeah.
Steam links.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just- but yeah, like that's the first night I've seen people come out of there with actual money.
Are they
Something you could really buy
sponsored?
something.
No,
with.
they're a startup that is probably seeking money.
Like, where does that pool come
I have-
Do you know? Like, is it like
I have-
brought to you
it's,
by
it's the
LG?
founders of Vine.
I have
so
both.
it comes from the pool of we founded Vine and sold it to Twitter.
Yeah, I have
thing.
I have both the news story and email about HQ this week, but we should just probably talk about it now
'Cause it's
fine
free.
As I look for
Yeah,
this email,
it's totally free, no ads.
No ads on the
They're never
app
like.
or
I
no,
saw
no.
a few
Yeah.
questions like early on when I was trying to figure out like what is this thing? How are they making money? Like there were questions that were very much about brands and sites.
What's
And
your
it made-
favorite Subway sandwich?
And it made me think like, wait a minute, are they just writing questions? Is that
But
is
they
that their
straight up
custom
come
content?
out and said that they aren't. I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
Right.
Since then they have
like
that's
they
the
had
thing, though.
waypoint as a question once.
that was the point where I
Really?
realized that that's
Right.
definitely not a sponsored thing.
that's definitely just pandering to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sponsored questions are not like a weird thing. Like Jeopardy
No.
has sponsored questions
Right.
on a fairly regular basis now.
Are they
Oh, wow.
denoted as such?
I mean,
They've
they
had
don't
it
really
since I was watching it as a kid.
like they don't always denote it, but you can definitely tell when like, hey, this movie is coming to theaters. Or it's like you can, and sometimes Alex Trebek will even just turn to the camera and do like a fourth wall, and it's coming to theaters this month. You know, like
great.
shit like
That's
that.
so funny.
I love it.
The non-trap Trebek.
Yep,
Yeah.
the original Trebek.
See.
The trapped Trebek.
What's the story?
HQ's weird now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Well,
is
ever
weird
since
now.
ever since that fiasco, HQ like
Yeah, now I'm sure it's.
what was it?
I'm sure it was
I
well
don't
before.
remember if it was 150 or 250,000 people I saw in there.
250.
It was I think 250 was
Yeah.
the night of the $8,000 pot, which is like 10 times.
Right.
That's a lot.
I feel like when I
So
when I
much.
discovered that when one Casey Malone said this thing's weird.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was in like 4 digits at
yeah.
that time.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
remember
it was
playing
like
when it was like a few
6,000.
thousand.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
user base has
Yeah.
exploded.
So-
I never heard of it until that big news
Yeah.
story, which I mean, that actually wound up working out pretty well for them.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
as soon as I jumped
yeah,
in, I saw like
yeah.
150,000 in every single.
I mean,
game.
there's a photo. Somebody sent me a photo on Twitter a few minutes ago of Scott on Good Morning America this morning. With
What?
Oh wow.
Robin Robertson and Michael Strahan and Scott.
They developed
Great.
the fucking mobile equivalent of appointment television. They've found a way
Yeah.
to get people
Yeah.
to pay attention to their phones at specific times.
I thought this thing was a dumb joke that was easy to dismiss right up until the thing happened, and then right after that, I was like, okay, this is either a dumb joke or Scott is about to be the most famous man in America.
Totally.
You think they run into like legal problems with like prizes and like all the weird things? Like,
Yes.
I remember
I
even
feel
when
like there's like zero legalese on that thing.
Yeah.
Like everything seems very much like, oh, we'll figure it out later. We're disrupting trivia. I don't know.
right.
Yeah.
that
it's-
healthy trivia industry. That's,
Yeah.
How do you know how you get the money out?
PayPal.
yeah,
PayPal?
yeah, I think you have to hit like a $20 threshold before you can
Like,
cash
do they have
out.
to, like,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
win
You have
multiple
to hit a
times.
minimum.
I wonder if they like,
That's
have
a
to
very online poker way
yeah,
of doing it.
Totally.
classify it as like, oh, it's a donation to this person. If they didn't win anything, because
It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
I feel like once they have to like make it legal.
No, they're just going to pass it through the estate tax loophole.
right.
You're inheriting money from Scott.
It's
Oh,
a
no.
donation.
But what will happen to Scott? They'll start tearing through hosts at a rapid clip.
yeah, that's
It's like,
right.
oh, we hit the cutoff. Call Scott's boy.
He just puts a mustache on.
Yeah, exactly. Get Scott's boy on the horn. You're our guy now. You're the new Scott. Scott's boy.
Go pick out a boy for
Your
yourself.
name is
who will
Scott
serve
now.
you.
I have yet to see any of. Is he like? I just imagine him in a white room, like just like
It's a green screen.
He's got a green screen.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
What's behind him?
Like
They just
swirly
it's just a bunch
stuff.
of motion
Motion
shit.
graphics, fun, cartoony.
Is there music playing?
During the countdown to the start of the show, there is.
Everything about the motion.
Actually, I guess there's a little bit.
Everything
of
about
There's
the motion
yeah.
graphics, the presentation of that thing, his talking headness, like all of it feels like something out of like a
It's a Max Headroom
it feels like
type.
it feels like a Verhoeven vision of the future.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like it feels like something out of RoboCop or Starship.
Like
Do you win
to me, that
citizenship?
yeah.
Okay,
it
good.
feels like that.
I'd buy
To
that
me,
for
that's
$1.
the power of it is that it has this very fucking dark future
yeah,
vibe.
yeah. It's like scary future. It's just
Well,
like
I mean,
It's
once
the
you
thing
know
where-
about that CEO, it's even scarier.
Right. It's the sort of thing where like you want like the shot of the city streets. You want like the fucking like was it like the Super Mario 3 commercial? Everyone shouting Mario as it pulls
Oh,
out,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's everyone dead fucking silent staring at
Right.
their phone.
Yeah, so-
and it just pulls out and everyone is staring at Scott's fucking
Everyone stops
smiling
walking
face.
like on the street.
God,
Yeah.
I'm just imagining fucking like that Emil dude from RoboCop just like fucking throwing a liquor bottle through like a window
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
store, and
Yes,
on a
like-
cell phone is fucking Scott doing his trivia thing.
Like Scott is the guy on all the TVs in the pawn shop
Yes.
window
Yeah.
Yes.
in RoboCop. Like that's what this
Or
is.
like in Blade Runner, the billboards with the geisha. It's just
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So does he walk into
Like a
like
fucking like a 20-story high Scott face.
my God.
Just booming voice, the trap,
If I could get like a robot Scott hologram in my house, I
my God.
absolutely would.
Amazon Echo deal where they like project a Scott.
Yeah, when they
A
inevitably sell to
$5
Amazon.
Scott.
But in that version, isn't the protagonist waiting in like Scott's glassy ass apartment building in the future, and like Scott walks out of the bathroom
In a
in like a
bathrobe.
silk flower
Yep.
bathrobe.
He's like Danny
Like,
Houston in
kinda-
Children of Men.
yeah,
He's
like,
just got this fucking
kinda
like
open.
museum of trivia that he's
monogrammed.
like, he's maintaining.
like he's totally naked with it just open and like a whiskey or something in his hand, and the dude just everything is just like onyx in his apartment.
Oh, my
And the guy just
God.
waiting there with some future gun and like you know.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
Okay, great. man.
He's like,
That's
I
very-
was waiting for you.
And then he has to tell like the people in his leave.
That's very different from the current reality I envision, which is like the top is the suit jacket and the thing, and he's just wearing like shorts under. Like
Bermuda
the
shorts,
camera
yeah.
cuts at like mid stomach, so I imagine he's
Bermuda
just wearing-
shorts and black
Yeah,
socks.
Yeah, he's wearing like flip flops and boxer shorts under there.
Rolling into like this apartment twice
Yeah,
a day to
yeah.
stand in front of a green
Yeah.
screen.
Or like maybe it's clip on. I don't know.
Is he a touring stand-up comic or something? Because there have been a couple
He's
where he's like,
done-
I'm here in Ontario or something. So is he like packing a green screen in his luggage to go do shows and like
I think he's just
setting it up?
joking. I think
Oh,
he's always
really?
in New York. I don't.
Oh, is
I
he?
don't know that he's actually hitting the road, but he,
Oh, okay,
he,
all
he
right.
does. He has done stand up and like has hosted like a live show. He hosted a live talk show with his dad as his sidekick.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, like out of some
Oh,
theater in
good.
New
Can
York.
Can you watch?
HQ.
It's on. There's some of it on YouTube,
Wow.
and like he had Tom Sharpling on.
Do you know what theater he was
Yeah.
at?
I don't. We'd have to look it up.
Okay.
But he was doing like a monthly night somewhere in New York, and I think he was doing it. He
Oh.
did a stint in L.A. for a little while too.
What does HQ stand for?
Nothing. I don't know.
High quality
Headquarters.
trivia.
High quality trivia.
Truth, justice.
Well, they say
yeah.
trivia HQ a lot, which I feel like is
Probably trivia headquarters.
yeah.
Or no, it could still be trivia high
But
quality.
it's HQ trivia is what they typically say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do say like trivia HQ.
It's just where all the HQDs go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Uh-huh.
that's what we're called.
Yeah, we're the HQ.
Vinny, I don't know
okay.
if you know this, but you're in a room full of HQDs.
I did not know that, man. I gotta get on the
We'll play
internet.
tonight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you should check it out. I mean, it'll be on in like an hour.
Should we all
do it live?
Should we?
Can
We should
we?
totally fucking. We've
Yeah.
got 15 minutes. We
Are,
should totally.
are people streaming playing it?
Is
that when we hit that point?
No, but
as soon-
people are capturing it.
People
now.
are capturing it and uploading it to YouTube. Like as soon as all the fucking drama started about like the CEO being a fucking or the founder being a nutcase, like suddenly recordings of the shows started making their way
Yeah.
to YouTube, which is good because like the one after all that shit blew up
It was really good.
is really good.
Mhm.
And,
Oh, really?
and I'm getting this glimpse into like how people view us sometimes, where you get this like and there are people out there to be like, oh, you know, this person hates this person, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, this person. Oh, they say that. Like but now I've got this full head of fucking absolute facts about how Scott is, how this goes, and all that other shit.
like what
This
Sharon-
is
you can tell
boys.
with the way he looked right here that he's actually super pissed. And like no,
Or like every
this
time
is-
Sharon is on, it's because Scott did blank or something. It's-
right.
Is
he's
that
he's
the-
fucking hammered somewhere. He showed up too drunk to work.
Is there another host?
trivia questions
like
like
two
co-ed?
others, I
Sometimes,
think.
yeah.
I've
Scott's the only one that matters. So.
I've only seen Sharon, but I think there's a third one.
There's
There
a-
was
there's
another
another
guy.
dude,
A woman,
there's Scott's
Sarah, that was
boy.
on like once. There was Scott's boy who's
Who's apparently not very good.
No, he's not.
Is there anything on there that says this could not be pre-recorded? Like, is there any interaction with the audience?
Oh, yeah.
he
He-
shouts people out, but chat moves so
I
fast that you have
know.
no idea if it's legit or not.
I
if
always
it's- what
just
if
put
it's
my
all
name in
canned?
chat a million times. I'm like, Abby from Brooklyn, Abby from Brooklyn.
I wonder if they're
I think
feeding
it's-
him a lot of stuff. Whoa.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure it's
We're okay.
live because, like, when it'll start lagging, they will start stalling. Like, because sometimes when they hit a bunch of
No,
people,
it's super live because he talks about the results of each question.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he talks about
Right.
how many people.
Yeah,
voted.
like, that was
yeah.
a savage
Of course.
question.
Savage
We lost
question.
40,000 people.
They're
Yeah.
trying-
I
they're
don't
trying
like the savage.
They're trying to
They
make
have,
it
like,
work. It's not
graphics and
working.
stuff,
The
too,
graphics
yeah.
lame. Like it's
No.
it's
They need a better name for it.
yeah.
Have you guys like watched to the end? I always bail after
Yeah,
I
I
lose
bail.
on like 3 questions.
I used to watch to the end,
Really?
and now I'm more like, as soon as I'm out, I'm like, fuck you, Scott.
Right, yeah.
You're garbage. You're a
I-
garbage dump.
I'm ready to forget about you immediately.
So he's been on mainstream television.
Yeah.
We need to
He's
get
on-
him
he's
on
on GMA
the
today.
pod.
Hey, look, I can tell you, as someone who's been on Good Morning America,
Yeah.
it's not that big a deal. It does not lead to a lot.
Whatever, man. Diane Sawyer touched your leg.
It's true. It led to that.
Wow.
That I'm
I need to
happy
watch
with.
this.
Yeah.
Play the clip.
That I'm pretty thrilled about. But
And like Ready to Rumble, is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah, it just went on to take over the world. So, like,
oh yeah. Midway
You
is
made
now the
that
biggest
game.
video game company. No, whatever. It broke on live TV, and now Midway's out of business. You do the fucking math.
oh man,
That was
sorry,
Dreamcast
Scott.
launch,
Yeah.
right?
That means HQ's got like 3 months left. Then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, yeah.
I believe that. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, at some point they're like, well, it's scaled so big that it was expensive and no one stepped up to sponsor it, so we've decided to sell this to Twitter too.
Is that what happened with Draw Something? Because remember there was like a week where that's the only thing anyone was talking about was Draw Something, and then Zynga bought them.
I
It
had
was like a
completely forgotten
Pictionary
about Draw
type of
Something.
thing.
Yeah.
I loved Draw
Where it's,
Something.
it was 1-on-1, right? Where like, I'd be playing against you, and it would say draw.
Like that game at least had a business model though.
I guess. I feel like, the long list of things that were suddenly the biggest thing in the world that involved mobile
Yeah.
like phones that suddenly, I mean, remember, like,
Remember Pokemon Go?
remember Farmville?
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't that a thing on Facebook still?
People still
probably,
play it,
yeah. But like Facebook games, like casual games, like you hit upon these things that like hit the zeitgeist in a very big way, and you're like, oh, this is how it is now. And I wonder, like, this one seems different because it is so different.
But they tend to hit in the way that like singles by artists you're never going to hear from again tend to. Like it's a lot of very Mambo number 5 fucking Gangnam Style
You
style
take that back.
popularity.
Lou Bega has a deep catalog of Mambo number 6. I'm saying he has a lot to say about the state of the world.
You
Is
mean
there Mambo
David
number
Lubega?
He's no Scatman John.
Who could be?
What is the range of the trivia? Like, what are some questions?
Well, it's very
Every video game question they ask is wrong.
Yeah, right.
Like they've gotten multiple questions like barely correct.
There was one the other night about the Knights Templar. Like, which game does not feature the Knights Templar? And it was Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, and
Mega Man.
Longest journey. No, was
I
it
forget what the other one was. But
I got one that was what's the company from Portal, and is it Black Mesa? Is it Aperture or something else? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Knights Templar one was wrong though. Like,
But it's not all video game.
No.
No.
But there's always these questions where it seems like they're setting you up to fail. Where like there was one, I was pretty far in one, and it was like, okay, at the 2007 concert for Diana, what song did Elton John open with? And everyone thinks, oh, it's Candle in the Wind, obviously, but it was your song, and it's like, who the fuck remembers the set list of the 2007
There's definitely
concert
some
for Diana?
Me.
But, like,
That's who.
They write those questions specifically to thin it out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
and it works.
Yeah.
It was a savage question.
And that's
It was,
that's
it was.
why I always watch to the end, is to try to get inside the heads of the people writing those
Oh,
questions.
what a
So
game
I can try
yeah.
to
Game
like
the
start.
system.
No whammies, yeah.
This is what happens when there's no regulation.
That's
when
right.
when the fucking tech industry tries to disrupt the trivia industry.
Yeah.
Like, we need to nationalize trivia.
I'm gonna go buy a copy of Trivial Pursuit,
Now we're
Genus
talking.
Edition,
Now we're
Just
talking.
memorize it.
Ooh.
and
Stream yourself, answer
no,
the question.
Genus, not genius.
oh.
Now we're talking.
I can't wait to see the knockoffs from this.
I know, right?
Oh,
It's already
man.
5
I
years from
tweeted
now.
about HQ and some other thing called like Trivia Friend Live.
don't say the name of it.
Yeah.
Favorited it.
I definitely like
Oh, boy.
when this shit was going down. There was some other trivia thing that was like, "We don't treat our employees like trash," and I was like, "That's noble, but also like kind of par for the course." Also,
Trivia
no,
hosts.
stop.
I'm
Trivia
sure-
hosts
I'm sure-
need to unionize.
I'm sure 10 cents, mobile trivia game will have 20 million fucking pre-subscribers as soon as it
100
launches.
trivia questions jump out of a plane
Yes.
onto an island.
Okay.
All right, hear me out.
Man,
Every time they get a question wrong,
Yep.
weird.
Also, it's an MMO.
one in the dome. All right, we got to take a quick break if we're going to be ready in time for
Wow.
Yeah.
noon. We'll be right back. All right. I guess we're going to do this dumb thing.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna win money.
Everyone write Abby from Brooklyn.
What am I hearing?
Everyone use referral code Dan Reichert to download the app.
it's Monster Dunk. is
No,
the
it's
referral code.
DANRYCKERT.
TENNIS.
So what you hear? That's what the sound is now. That's the background music.
Yeah.
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 Can people see what it looks like if they?
No.
Okay.
You know, it's an audio show ultimately.
Yeah.
People
There's,
watching live,
there's not a lot
some
to
of
see.
that,
Although they ran a clip of Groundhog Day the other day.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're like, what movie is this?
It was after the question, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Why am I not connecting?
Oh, yeah, they have started doing that where it's like, here's the art I just talked about.
Yeah.
You might be having technical
True
difficulties.
audio-visual experience.
This would be great if this is one of the ones where like they are delayed forever and it doesn't work.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
real great.
It's
How do I tell how many people are playing? Oh, 86,000.
they've had some
90,000.
issues. As it's scaled, they've run into some.
You don't
some
say.
issues. Yeah.
Some hiccups.
It's because, like, what, fucking a month ago, like, 30,000 was a lot
Yeah.
to see in here.
Right.
So we're on the same side here, right? We all want to win.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let's say if there's a question,
Sure.
if there's a question and somebody's 100% sure on it, like an area of expertise type
I don't
thing.
trust you. I don't trust you.
I want us all to win.
But the more people
also
that win,
want
the
us all
less
to
money
win.
we get.
I know, but if
I
we
know, but
all
a
win,
collective
that's
win is
great.
pretty fun.
Do you know
We're
how
like
many
we're like
questions
the
are left?
office that like all plays the lottery together.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should
Yeah.
help each other win here.
If it
Yeah.
gets down to like 3 of us, everyone just pick different answers.
So
Too.
do they keep going until there's one winner?
No.
No.
No,
There's
there can be a
12
bunch.
questions.
Oh,
So
so they just-
sometimes it's like, oh, there are like 30 winners. Y'all get $2.
Great.
Like,
How many accounts would you need to guarantee a win every time?
How many phones would you
statistically,
need?
a lot.
I mean, how many phones can you tap in 10
that's,
seconds?
yeah, a lot.
But it's like three multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
For each
12
question
questions,
for
3 choices.
Somebody in the HQ chat, please write the answer if you're in there and do the math.
Yeah, well, we're definitely keeping track of all this.
Yeah. Oh,
Getting a
man,
lot of
this-
Abby from Brooklyn here.
This chat is
Yes.
just as
I wrote Abby
Wow.
from Queens because I'm a rebel.
There we go.
What?
I think
How
it's actually
dare
working.
2
you?
minutes.
All right.
Okay. Still counting down.
Fuck69 was kicked out of the chat just now.
Weird. Weird. Man, but I was going to win this time.
That's the code I used. Why even this chat's is dumb. Why even have it?
It's
Like you can't read
terrible.
it.
I know, it really is bad.
It makes you feel like there's
People there.
145,000 people
Yeah, it
watching.
does.
It starts in 2 minutes.
Boy.
Oh boy.
This is really something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay, well, now we know this came out 2017. Just throwing that out there before Game of the Year.
Oh yeah,
talks.
well,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Oh, man.
represented in
Yeah.
a couple categories.
I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
This is
Best character?
Best new character.
Best
Oh.
surprise.
Yeah.
Scott Rogowski
Yeah.
is in Best New Character already. Don't worry.
Excellent.
Best music. I don't know if you guys hear this jam.
Oh,
playing.
God, no. The worst
I do
music.
like this background. It reminds me of the old movie theater blobs they used to play before the movie.
Like a Cinemark theater or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where it's just like that's kind of like lava lamp and cool. I can't look away from this chat. It's
I just got an extra life from Donster Monk.
Dilly dilly.
What? Give me an extra life.
Referral code Dan Reichert.
YBBAABBY. YBBAABBY.
You need a more
Abby from
pronounceable
Brooklyn. I know.
referral code.
It's stupid. It's stupid. I know.
You're writing
Believe
this one to
me.
the bottom.
It's my brand now.
Yeah.
And I have to
Yeah.
commit.
Nathan Wentworth gave me an extra life. Thank you.
GLEN.
Oh, look at this. I'm gonna win.
And I saw somebody in the chat write 69.com.
Oh, man,
website.
look at these extra lives. This is great.
I think it's
Oh, I'm
starting.
lagging.
Should we read the questions out so people can listen?
No, they'll hear it.
They'll hear Scott.
Oh, right, because he talks.
Yeah, there's a host.
Oh, Vinny.
Ready? I know. Vinny.
Just wait.
Yes.
Thanks for holding your phone up, Jan.
No problem.
Oh, look at this. This is neat.
This is the music I like. The
Yeah.
2 minutes before it, no.
Yeah.
This part, I'm like, all right.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got the cha-ching sound?
Yeah.
Somebody made this.
It's very
This is
well
cool.
done. Yes.
This is the part that feels like a scary future movie
I
to
have
me.
that woo.
Hola. Buenos
Scott!
tardes, mi cariño.
I'm getting a lot of lag.
Okay, not just me. Are we all just frozen on
The
Scott?
classic
Oh.
HQ experience.
Bienvenidos a HQ, the trivia game show on your phone where you answer questions to win cash. My Spanish only gets me so far. ¿Cómo se dice trivia game show? Oh. I'm your host with the Rosetta Stone.
He's so good.
Scott
He's got a
Rogowski.
teleprompter
I'm
that's like
Scott,
kind of too close, I
coming to you
think.
live on this Tuesday, the 28th of November.
He's got that like
from the
almost looking at
greatest
the
city
camera.
in
Look.
America, Shreveport, Louisiana. Broadcasting to over
Yeah, like I just envisioned them in like in some kind of closet somewhere. But it's like the guy who it's like co-founders of Vine, so they came in with money, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
To my biggest fan, Jessica Cohen at Mashable. First time sliding into your H cubicle?
Sorry?
Get comfortable.
Slotting.
Set up your
Whoa.
focus plan, put all your pens just where you want them. And while you're doing that, let me tell you how the game works.
Who is this
I'm
guy?
gonna ask 12 questions ranging from easy to hard. You're gonna have 10 seconds for when I start reading the question to tap your
Okay,
answer.
here we go.
Get it right, move on to the next round. Get it wrong or don't answer in time.
Scott's a little
you're
low energy
eliminated.
today.
Of course,
Low
those
energy?
extra lives
Yeah, a
come
little
in
bit.
handy. If you make it to the end and
That's
answer all 12
Tuesday, you
questions
know,
correct,
true.
you win
It's only
a
$1,000 prize.
Tuesday lunchtime.
Every day?
twice a
It's
day.
a whopping
1,000.
Okay.
That's right.
Nice.
1,000 frog skins. 1,000
Frog
greenbacks.
skins?
Greenback.
You know,
That's not
it's
a thing.
Giving Tuesday.
Oh, that's a
Happen to
brand
win
of
today.
type
Why
of
don't you
Oakley.
give that
Oh,
money
cool.
to a charity of your choice, huh?
Ah.
No,
We give it to you.
Scott. That's
Pay
not how
it
this
forward.
works.
He's like,
If not for
we
me,
need you to
do it
actually
for Haley
donate this
Joel
money,
Osment.
otherwise we'll
Yeah.
be legally.
If 1% of our winners don't do this,
I have to
whole
say
thing.
that legally
then
now.
I'm going to start hosting the show from a
Distracted,
boat.
Put your phone on do not disturb so you don't get interrupted by
There's
something
some
important
tax
like a
things
client
Yeah.
call.
going on.
And take a deep breath, all right? Relax yourself, girl. Please settle down. Ready to do this?
No.
Yes.
Let's get this show on the road.
He's got good teeth.
May the best brain
He does.
win.
They're so white.
Q1. What was the original base ingredient for gummy bears?
Probably gum,
Sheep's
right?
milk, bear
Yeah, I'm
meat.
gonna.
Probably gum?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's
Probably
gum.
gum.
Let's go with gum. All right.
This feels like a trick question,
Okay.
but
Yeah, it does.
Video hamster just gave me an extra life.
It's bear meat.
Oh, I'm never gonna get tired of doing that bit. The original base ingredient for gummy bears, gummy. It was gum.
Oh, thank God.
right.
I thought maybe bear meat. So
36,000 people said
And
sheep's
we're down
milk.
to 110,000.
Wow.
168.
Wasn't quite savage.
you know,
Lost.
listen, America's
Boy,
a diverse
good
and large
50,000
country.
almost.
Yeah.
Gum
As you can tell by the
acacia,
chat.
Arabic gum is your answer. Gummy bears, chewier than your average bear.
People talking about the earth being flat in the
110,000 plus
chat.
moving on to
Of course.
Q2. Historically,
I
where
got
was the
extra life.
Etruscan
Okay,
civilization based?
Oh, I don't know this.
Antarctica?
That's
It-
Italy.
it's
Italy?
It's
Definitely Italy?
Okay.
Okay.
Antarctica.
I'm trusting you, Vinny.
Yeah, I think he would know.
California,
He pushed. I see. He pushed it on his. So
Okay,
we're all down
all right.
together.
a robust civilization no longer exists.
Do
But
they get
today we
harder
have
as they
their
go?
Etruscan
Yeah.
flatbread
The hard one
that
might be
comes
like in the middle
The
somewhere.
Etruscans
It's
were
not like it
based
ramps up.
in Italy.
They definitely get more esoteric.
Tuscany comes from Etruscan. I
More
think.
people got that one, I
It's
think,
all
than the
there,
gum
all
one.
in
Yeah.
I guess you
Italy.
cull the bear meat
86,674.
people at the beginning.
Got it right.
Oh, yeah, you just said
Q2
Tuscany comes from
coming at you
Etruscan,
hard
I
here.
think.
Q2 was a tough one. Q3 could be tougher for the 86,000 plus. Which animal is notorious for being thrown onto the ice? at
Octopus.
certain hockey
Octopus.
games?
What?
Octopus.
Yeah,
Ocelot.
it is octopus. That's the
Orangutan.
thing.
Revolver Ocelot.
It is.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, very it's weird.
I think they're dead.
Okay, that's
There's
still
that's
very
still
Yeah,
strange.
not living
Strange.
octopus. Bacalar has like a whole
I'll tell you
cooler
what it
filled
is.
with octopi that
Detroit.
he
He
throws
just
and
at
brings
any
to
time. He
games.
never knows when he's gonna need
Every
them.
once in a while, he
Yeah.
just tears into one of those things in the office. It's a nightmare. You get hungry.
Where they throw dead octopi, octopodes, dead octopuses
Down to
onto the
65,000.
ice.
Did you guys read that
And
article about how the plural of
65,312
octopus is octopuses?
Got it.
Is it really?
No, what?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's
Yeah.
octopi.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Ocelot,
Octopuses?
ocelot,
Yeah.
where have
Okay,
you
well,
I
gone?
won't
know.
recognize that.
You're not the answer to this question.
I refuse to.
Q4.
acknowledge it.
Octopi
For the
just means 8 pies.
65,000
I'm
plus,
against it.
Which of these was originally an 80s dance style?
The Running
Running
Man,
Man.
right?
Yeah.
Running Man?
Running Man.
Electro
Although
dance.
turfing-
I know, turfing.
Running Man.
Running Man. I'm going
I was gonna say,
Running Man.
Running Man would be like
2000s
late 80s, I guess.
It's still,
Dance
it's 80s.
style.
You said they're pretty
Okay?
loose with their
That's
facts, right?
key.
Yeah.
I think they
Electro
think it might
dance,
be
I mean,
the
they're all
80s, so let's
dance
go
Yeah.
with that.
Electro dance came a little later, the 2000s. Turfing
What?
came
Wait,
a
What's
little
electro
real?
earlier, back into the 60s.
I mean, Electro was
The
big in
Running
whatever.
Man. The Running
Do it,
Man.
yeah.
It is totally the Running Man.
Yes.
Oh,
Scott.
not
Running
the-
Man is your
Keep
answer.
going.
51,067. They remember Janet Jackson's music video for Rhythm Nation. Also, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of the same
Yes,
name,
yes.
The Running Man. I don't think he did The Running Man in The Running Man.
didn't.
But
Richard
51,067
Dawson
are
did.
dancing along to Q5.
Jesse Ventura.
The angel's share is slang for what? Corporate taxation.
Evaporation.
It's evaporation.
Or
Tithe?
tithe.
It's evaporation.
Evaporation.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right.
I thought that's the devil's
Angel's
cut.
share.
No, that's the part that gets into the barrel.
Okay.
The evaporation part
the
is the angel's
angels
share.
up in heaven, they get their share
Not
of
tithing?
what? Well,
I would've
when
thought it was
whiskey is
tithing.
distilled,
No,
I would have said
I
tithing.
think it's a brewing thing.
is
Okay.
evaporated
Someone in chat
Yeah.
wrote
into
poop,
the
so maybe
heavens.
there's like a right.
Oh,
in
that's
the
probably
distiller's
why.
coffee.
Oh, yeah. You saved
Savage
it. Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
That's your answer. And ooh la la, 18,282 got it right.
Whoever knew that. Was that you, Alex? That was me.
30,000
You saved
plus
us.
did
Thank you.
not. We are
I try.
chipping away
I know a
here.
few things.
Whittling down the possible winners
my app
here
locked
on this
up.
Tuesday
Oh,
afternoon.
no.
Oh, no. Greg, get back in here.
Nothing
10,000
works.
plus moving on.
More for the rest of us.
126.
Chat's not even
What is the
moving.
correct spelling of this word?
Uh-oh.
And the word is
Dan.
irresistible.
Oh, this is a tricky one. I
Which one?
think it's with the I. I think it's the bottom one.
I think it's with an A.
I'm doing the bottom one.
I did the bottom one.
I listened to
I missed
Dan.
it. I didn't get it in
listened to
time.
Dan.
Palmer.
I'm
Oh,
It
eliminated.
could very much be the
Best.
top one. That's a tricky
Simply
one.
Irresistible. But how do you spell
an I?
irresistible?
I think you might be right, Dan.
I-R-R-E-S-I-S-T.
Yeah, you were right.
No, it's I.
Aye, yeah. Okay.
Good job,
All right, well, I'm
Dan.
out.
Job,
Yeah,
Dan.
thank you.
I'm very bad speller.
That is
Yeah,
the correct
spelling
way
bee
to
champ.
spell that word. And and
Oh, wow,
nine
yeah, the
thousand
spelling bee champ.
324.
Yeah,
Several like every
Bomb
year.
down. All right.
Went to like
Cracked
state and everything.
dictionary
Yeah.
Every year still?
No, I did the
Their
drunken spelling bee in
spelling
Minnesota
got
every
spelled
week.
game
Yeah.
this
I'm nervous
afternoon.
now.
I'm
out.
Me too.
Wait, does
HQs
anybody?
left.
I'm out.
We're at the
I'm
halfway
in.
point, past
I'm
the
in.
halfway point.
Yeah, I got
Here's
I've got an
number
extra life
7.
too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I
Which
have, like,
Hollywood
3.
film's title was translated for Swedish release as "Hey, where are the babies?"
Oh my God! Is it? It's gotta
Is
be
it
Children
Children
of
Men?
Men.
It's gotta be Children of Men.
What if it's Kindergarten Cop?
I'm going Children
I'm
of
doing
Men.
Children of Men.
I'm going
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop.
Hey,
We go
where are
down
the
together.
babies? That's
It
how
could even be
the
swingers. I mean,
Swedish
like this
movie-going
seems like one where they
audience
could be tricking us.
was introduced to this classic film. It's in my top 5
Kindergarten Cop.
from 1996.
So it's swingers.
That is swingers.
baby.
Yep.
Vegas,
Yeah,
baby.
Knowing that's one of his top 5
Swingers.
movies makes me like him a lot less.
Yeah. Also, I think it
Savage
fits.
question.
Yeah, no,
It fits.
There's a
Of
whole
course,
lot
he
you
likes
did not.
swingers.
Yeah.
11:25.
All right, who's still in
Hey,
with the
there's
extra
some
life?
beautiful babies in that
I guess
movie.
I-
Oh, wait, how do I
am.
use it?
11:25.
That's not even in my top 5
automatic.
James Bond movies.
I have an extra life. I don't know how to use it.
It's automatic.
1,125
Okay, then me.
players. Moving on.
I
A lot
feel
of beautiful babies
cheated.
left in this game. We're on Q8. Which transportation app is now running its own bus service in London? City Mapper, Move It,
I
or
don't know
Transit?
what those
I don't
are.
know.
I'm just gonna guess City
I'm
Mapper.
gonna say move it.
Yeah, let's do
Move
different
it.
ones. Let's do different
Oh,
ones.
I see.
Train times,
Okay.
and now it actually operates its own bus service,
It's transit.
servicing
It's gotta
some
be transit, right? I
underutilized
think.
areas in the London
I didn't
grid.
pick transit.
Oh goodness.
I did
I
City
like to
Mapper.
move it, move it.
Oh,
I
I
like
don't
to
know.
move it, move it.
Who's in?
Move it.
I'm
It's not
in.
Hey,
You're
I
in?
think I still have extra
City
lives.
Mapper
You can only
is-
use one
Yeah,
game.
one a game.
Oh no, City
no,
Mapper's
This
right.
summer-
City
Oh, it
Mapper's
is.
right.
Oh, it
Just
was
like
City
that, we're
Mapper.
down to
Yeah.
You did the
three.
move it thing.
Yeah.
You threw us off.
All right, down to
Woo.
328.
A lot of you thought it
You're
was
out.
Move It.
I'm out.
Who's still
You're
in?
not moving
Me.
on.
No, I'm out.
Okay, just us two?
Are
Oh, gosh.
moving on.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
City Mapper, if you live in London, maybe it's helpful. Can't use it here. We got Q9. Which of these is not a figure skating jump? Triple flip, triple lutz,
pike?
or triple pike?
I think
I
it's
think
the
it's the
flip.
flip.
I think it's
It's
flip.
the triple flip.
Okay.
Because
flip.
it's always a somersault. It's always.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
really
Yeah.
flip much
Yeah.
in
They
ice.
have back somersaults,
Okay.
but they're kind of
February
illegal.
I bet- isn't
2018,
triple
which
pike
is
a
good, like
dive?
2018 is
I mean, a
almost
pike is
here.
a
What happened
way
to
of
the
having your
time?
legs, basically.
Where does it all go? Well, pretty soon you're going to be watching your favorite ice skaters attempt a triple flip, a triple axel, a triple salchow, a triple loop, a triple lutz, but not a triple
not a pike.
No, it was a pike.
Because triple
Okay,
pike is
I
a
think I have an
gymnastics
extra
move,
life still.
And we're
I'm
now
out.
at
I'm out.
35.
Damn it.
We
Sugar.
just
Is that all of us?
chopped away some more there. Chop, chop, chop.
question was that?
135
Darn
players.
it.
Made it
135
nine.
for Q10. Ooh, getting tense in here.
All right, everybody out?
Getting
Yeah.
tense.
Fuck you, Scott.
Q10.
All right, do we have to do our podcast now?
Oh wait, I want to see
Yeah.
what
I
the
want
last.
to shout out some of our HQ
Wait, there are two
Twitter
more
family,
questions
which
or
is
three more?
expanding
Yeah, three, yeah.
exponentially. That's right. We got Giuliano Torelli, Seth Rappaport,
Say,
Hannah
you're from
King,
Brooklyn.
Amy Bessler, Dylan Farella, Sarah Costello, Sean Bennett, and Allison Williams. Is it that Allison Williams?
Wait,
You're
so-
following us on HQ
Allison
Twitter.
from Brooklyn.
Thank you. You too
They're
can
Twitter
follow us
people.
at HQ
Yeah,
Trivia.
it's not even people in the game.
The @ symbol HQ
follow on Twitter.
Trivia.
Man, I'm super
That's
fucking bummed
the
that this thing
handle.
can just
We have
crash and
135
like
players.
boost you out.
Hands
Yeah,
It's
just do
on the
them.
game today.
terrible.
Yeah.
Lawsuit, class
Three
action.
It would be
left.
worse
Gotta
if like you
answer
had to
all.
put something in to
Q10.
do this, but it was
Yeah.
just
General
free.
Motors CEO was
Yeah.
forced to step down after the 2008 financial crisis. Fritz Henderson, Richard Wagner.
Richard Wagner
Jack Smith.
cannot be a car
That
person.
can't be real.
I actually think it might be Richard Wagner.
Fritz Henderson.
The GM CEO. Remember this big financial crisis? Yeah, I remember it. I was there. Not pretty. Kind of threw everything out of whack for a while. All three of these men
I'm stalling.
were CEOs
I'm
of GM.
stalling.
Jack Smith was previous. Fritz Henderson came afterwards.
It was
But
Wagner.
During the
Totally
financial
Jack
crisis,
Wagner.
that man was Richard
Richard Wagner.
Oh, boy.
One of the
The
worst
rest of the people
CEOs
got
of 2008.
Great.
And 85 players got it right. But guess what? Even though he was one of the worst CEOs of 2008, he still got a nice exit package
course
worth
he did.
around $10 million. Good to be CEO.
Keep your
huh?
politics out of my
85
HQ.
players left.
Yeah, it's great to be CEO of a major corporation. All right, here we go.
Great to be a salaried employee at a company.
Even
Can't say that.
even criminals are getting paid.
Can't say you're on salary.
Which of these countries
Oh,
is not
geez,
currently
I
a
don't
member of
even
the Commonwealth of Nations?
Commonwealth.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
You got to know what that is
Brunei.
first.
I
to
think this is
answer the
11.
Question. Ooh. What is the Commonwealth of Nations? Well, that would be the Commonwealth of Nations who gained independence from the United Kingdom. Yeah, they sort of banded together and they're like, we matter too. We're here also. The Gambia was part of the Commonwealth of Nations, but in 2013, their president
My eyes just glazed
said,
over.
nah, we're out. They got out of it. They are no longer a member of the Commonwealth of
Twice
Nations.
a
So the
day,
Gambia
huh?
is
Yep.
your answer. And we're down to just
Noon
22
and 6 or
HQs
3 and
after
9,
that
I
one.
guess, where you're at.
Did any of you watch American Vandal?
Left.
Yeah, I watched.
Scott reminds me of the shitty history teacher.
Oh yeah, the guy that gets fired.
Yeah.
Whoa, no, this is very Jackbox. Right? There's a big old, like, 12 spinning on the screen.
Well,
How many people are still in?
25,
I think. Oh wow.
Q12. Which punk rock musician was a member of Red Cross, Circle Jerks, and Bad
Keith
Religion?
Morris.
Jay
Nice.
Bennett, Keith Morris or Craig?
I'm clicking it, but they won't let me.
I think it's Keith Morris.
Greg.
Just says eliminated.
I actually don't remember if Keith Morris was in
Emily,
Bad Religion
those
at any
are
point
your
or not.
options. Would you believe
I feel like
it? I didn't
everyone
have
was in
my
Bad
contact
Religion
lens
at
in
some
today.
point.
Did pretty good without my contacts. Greg Hedson, Keith Morris, and Jay Bentley. Those are your options. Now, all these guys were members of the Circle Jerks,
Excuse me?
So maybe it isn't.
but they didn't all
Sure.
play in all
It's-
three
yeah.
of these bands.
Is
Jay
this
Bentley
the
did
name of
not
the band?
play
Oh,
in
yeah.
Red Cross.
Fun.
Keith Morris
Okay, so it wasn't Keith
also
Morris.
did not play in Red Cross or Bad Religion. I think he sang on some of them. But Greg Hedson
Okay.
played for all three bands. Greg is your winner, and so are
No,
11 of
Greg's
you.
not
We
the
got
winner.
11 winners.
Whoa, this is rocket ship.
Running back.
That's a weird bit of deep punk trivia that I don't expect most people to know.
That's why it's there, right? I mean, they don't want to give.
So out of the 11 people who won, how many of them were using some sort of outside help?
Well, how do you know how
us,
much they win?
like this
So
podcast.
It'll
Yeah,
say the
yeah,
timing
it'll say
is
it
so
down
quick
here.
though. Like that's a hard thing
It's
to look
quick,
up.
but like sometimes, like the spelling
Wow.
question you could probably get.
Would it be like 88, 89 bucks?
$90?
88, 89, something like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many? What was the total number of people that survived?
11
Yeah.
people.
Oh my goodness.
That's not bad.
$90.
You
That's
can put it on the board, yes.
Okay, I think.
11
All right.
Stop this
winners.
audio.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
we've
gotten
cannot
enough.
hear his voices.
That's all we can do.
Back to
Okay.
a podcast.
We
Back
did
to
all right.
grind.
Sorry,
So
was it-
that's
I know,
your
I got to 8
game.
questions.
So now you understand that thing.
It's taking over the nation as it should.
That's-
If this crashes, like if HQ becomes not a thing in like 2 weeks, this will be such a weird time capsule podcast. I got like 8 of us all sitting around
It's
playing
so
it.
weird. Like, there's no. Are you like? Where do you like? What country do you live in? Like, what is your like?
Yeah.
There's like. It seems like there is
It's
all
lawless.
fraud.
Brooklyn.
It's
yeah.
PayPal.
It's
Just
lawless.
need an email address. That's it.
I remember once we wanted to send out a
We
gift
can't
from,
even,
like,
like,
GameSpot.
yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
They were like, well, you got to let people like write in, no postage necessary.
And then, like, people in
sweepstakes.
Canada have to answer a basic math problem to win the prize
It was-
because it can't be just a pure contest.
Has
or-
anybody said like I won and received money?
We could ask Gary Whitta.
Gary Whitta won.
I
Okay.
know people who have won.
My
And they
uncle
got
works
like
for
a little
Nintendo.
thing, but it was like a less than $20.
You hear
Okay.
you hear whispers on the wind.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway,
Fabled. It's weird to me because we're in this like post monoculture society that we're in where nobody watches the same TV shows anymore and all that stuff. It's starting to feel like one of those things.
Yeah.
Where everybody I know, it's like a water
Did you
cooler
see
thing.
HQ?
Like everybody
Yeah.
is talking about. I mean,
But
maybe that's the weird bubble we inhabit. But
The
like,
other
it's-
thing that seems like it's happening is I already feel like people are falling off it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
feels like that
I
we
think
are
I
that
just
even
did.
us doing this right now is 2 weeks too late.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's
Sorry,
also,
Vinny.
Yeah, I think I had my fill. I get it.
Look, man, we're at
Sure.
a point now where like culture moves at such a pace that like 17 years are jam packed into every year. You know, in terms of like the amount of pop culture that we are able to sort of withstand and take.
Michael Ian Black is somewhere right now talking about things that happened earlier this year.
Yes,
Greg Proops.
Yeah.
I love March 2017.
God bless him for it. You guys want to talk about the news?
Yes,
Let's talk about the news of the world in the video game world.
We're newsies.
Wow.
Music. Wow.
Cool.
Remember when EA pulled all those microtransactions out of the Battlefront?
Yes.
I wonder if they feel like they did that just in time now that
Yes.
the government is getting involved.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh.
With Star Wars specifically?
Uh,
or
kind
it is
of.
a cited example, but yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Who is the government?
Chris Lee, who is a member of the Hawaii State Legislature, is talking about introducing legislation to prevent the sale of such games to minors.
Predatory
Wow.
loot boxes.
Yeah.
Is this sort of like a night trap thing where everyone is so misinformed in the government that they won't like? Do they know? Do they know what's going on with this? Do you know what I know?
No, probably.
Yeah, I'd
Cool.
say that the
I think-
amount of like exact information that they have with this is probably a little bit loose.
Alrighty.
What is
Maybe,
he
but-
saying? What is the
So he showed up on Reddit after like they gave
wow.
there was like a press conference and they talked about this bill that they're going to introduce. But then he showed up on Reddit, which immediately tripped my like cynicism sensor.
Did he hold up a newspaper or
And made me
something?
go, he sure does see that a lot of young potential voters are very energized about this issue.
And they're taking your money and Star Wars.
And it's like this is certainly something he can hang his political hat on.
It's a trap.
You
laugh. He literally used the phrase "it's trap."
He did.
no.
Man.
You should run for office.
Primary this motherfucker right now.
But he also referred to Battlefront as a Star Wars themed online casino.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's probably the most accurate description I've
Yeah.
seen.
Like, yeah, I can't be mad
fun,
at it.
honestly.
Because an online casino is way more upfront about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like this is more like, hey, we're
And it
selling
would
you
be
this
themed
thing.
around the
and-
cantina and have that good song going. It'd be way
Yeah.
more fun.
Yeah, like the video he posted or his staff posted or whatever is labeled. The name of the video is EA Predatory Behavior Announcement.
Oh, that's a good
And,
PowerPoint
and he
slide.
refers to Battlefront 2 as a Star Wars themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money.
I mean, that's like yes
and
and, no.
adults
Like, that's,
and like
yeah,
you know like
right.
most people they would like everybody to spend money. I
Here
think.
is so he posted a ton of stuff on Reddit. You can go read it if you want, but here's the most salient passage from that first post. These kinds of loot boxes and microtransactions are explicitly designed to prey upon and exploit human psychology in the same way casino games are so designed. This is especially true for young adults, who child psychologists and other experts explain are particularly vulnerable. These exploitive mechanisms and the deceptive marketing promoting them have no place in games being marketed to minors and perhaps no place in games at all.
What's it rated? Is it
T.
T?
That's
Oh.
a T game, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said this on the Beastcast, like explicitly this, like if the ESA doesn't do put out a good
Right.
statement or do some kind of voluntary
They've
measure.
already like cast their lot with the makers of these games.
Right, so like
Yeah.
if they don't
Weird that
with
they
the
would do
people
that.
pay
Yeah.
them.
So right,
yeah.
if they don't, this will escalate into a legal or government oversight thing in a way that is going to be just not.
Well,
Probably
that's what the
overblown.
ESRB, that's what the rating stuff was originally there for, right? Is that it was the industry saying we're going to
Self-regulation.
self-regulate it.
Yeah.
You guys, we hear you, government. We got it under control. Please just stay out of
Right.
this. And that seemed to be what the right course of action would be here as well. But
In this case, they are
might be too
abdicating
late.
some
Well,
responsibility.
Well, whatever. No, the government definitely was breathing down their neck about the rating stuff, and
Yeah.
they regulated. So
I mean, it's like the movie industry
Sure.
stuff of just like, okay, like, can you do this? And I think they did to a pretty good extent. You know, like there was a while there where there were undercover people checking to see if games were being sold to minors at a time.
that was a weird time.
It was a weird time, but like, I don't think anybody cares anymore.
When I was doing a public access TV show in my late teens, I guess, a cop called the number we put on the show to ask if we wanted to become undercover stingers for like try to go buy cigarettes.
He asked you live?
No. It was not a live number. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
like call about the show. It was an answering machine that people could call and leave
Oh, wow.
messages. And they called and they were
Would
like,
you get a badge?
probably not.
Did you say yes?
No, fuck no.
Just a gun, no badge.
You
They-
ain't working for the man.
They
Yeah,
saw you were some
exactly.
noteworthy teens and just thought you could get them on their
yeah.
side.
They were like, "Hey, do you want to try to buy booze from
ain't no narc.
places?" It's like, dude, I'm already too busy trying to buy booze. trying to buy booze for you, cop.
That would be a pretty good scam if like another underage like minor were like ask somebody if they want to be
Yeah.
like that and then buy the booze and then leave it on my doorstep and then like we'll get back to
that's
you.
a great fucking racket.
It's a pretty good racket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something should probably be done, but not in some horrible like.
I think we're all generally in agreement that yes, this stuff is kind of predatory and bad and preys on certain psychologies in a way that is kind of disgusting. But yes, I mean, no one thinks that the Hawaii state legislature is where this needs to be litigated necessarily.
Right. I also think there is a market for this that's not necessarily super predatory of just like, well, there are people who have like a ton of money and like throwing hundreds of dollars a week into these mobile games or EA games. It's like not necessarily like that predatory. It's just like this money's nothing to them. So I do think there is a market outside of just like trying to scam people.
Yeah,
the
it's-
bummer comes from when it's like necessary. Like it's necessary to do this for the game, right? It's necessary to
like
hit
it's
these
tough to
upgrades.
Right.
enjoy Battlefront
And if you're
you don't
like
put money into it.
a single mother who
It's tough
bought
to enjoy
your
Battlefront.
kid
End of sentence. Like,
Battlefront 2 for Christmas,
Right.
and all of a sudden now he's like, "Oh, I need your credit card because I need to buy Space Bucks to unlock Han Solo," and it's just like, "Well, I've already spent $60
Yeah.
for a game." Like
Right.
that just becomes.
I think there are certain things that they could put in, especially I think we talked about this on the Beastcast quite a bit, but like on consoles where that stuff is kind of like regulated a little bit more than on PC,
Right.
they can say, hey, if you're going to do this,
You need to enter a
can
password
enable
every time,
or like
or-
enable caps, monthly caps for how much you can spend, or like a
Child accounts,
child
sub-accounts
accounts,
and
or I think the thing I mentioned was like, hey, maybe if you put a prompt up every time you buy something, it's like, hey, just a reminder, this month you spent $475 on loot crates, and so you're like, okay, I forgot that I did that.
They could do something like
yeah,
that.
something that's just like another step in between,
or more hard, like forced caps in some cases would make some sense. Like, hey, you can only buy 10 crates a month.
Or like when you as soon as you enter your credit card information, it's like, hey, do you want to set a cap for how much money, so that like
or
a
just
parent can
like take all the blind boxes out of video games.
Yeah.
That I would also be super in favor of.
Like that's kind of where I'm at on this, is that like people love to invoke the specter, like the boogeyman of the big government regulator coming in, but like what are they trying to protect in this case? Like the sanctity of the loot box experience?
Yeah, like the thing. I think like I can be on the side of microtransactions, add-on style content. I would prefer it to be cosmetic, but it's when you are paying money to roll some dice,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck that.
is where it gets like too fucking crazy at some point.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's a very strong argument for just direct purchases, right? Like, hey, do you want the thing? Buy it. But obviously, this works better to make.
Oh, of
them
course,
revenue,
yeah,
right?
no, absolutely.
So, like,
but if they are then face down with this idea of like, well, hey, what if we come in and fuck your whole thing up?
Yes,
they're like, oh.
So like, I kind of fall on the side of like
horse armor. It is.
I think they should be allowed, like adults should be allowed to spend money as much as they want if they can afford it. But I also think we need to protect the people that are most vulnerable to this stuff in it. And I don't like game prices haven't gone up and the cost of development's gone up. So I think there are a lot of places where they're trying to squeeze money out, right?
And in Battlefront's case, it specifically, like keep in mind the first thing they said about post-release content was they got out there and said no season pass.
No season pass. All the maps will be free.
Yeah. So at some point, if you're the bean counters, if you're the people that have to make money on the Star Wars, you're like, okay, we'll figure out. I mean,
Especially-
we can do that, but you have to figure out this alternate revenue stream.
Especially because, like we talked about last week, in this specific case, they were all LucasArts or Lucasfilm also forbade them to sell cosmetic items.
Did they really?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
According to, there was like a VentureBeat
What
story.
a dumb thing for them to do. That's the easiest Star Wars
Right.
thing for them to do.
But there's like levels of approvals that go on within
with
Star
a new
Wars.
movie coming out, they have to make sure
the
everyone...
canon is important.
Who cares?
They care so much,
You've got like
Vinny.
Darth Maul fighting an emperor that is running around doing flips, shooting
Yes,
lightning
but
out
you
of
know
his
what?
hands.
That
Like,
Emperor and
can
that
do
Darth Maul have authentic, correct gear and likenesses that are not fuckwithable.
But they're fighting each other, right? You just fight everybody.
Some of the maps are era specific. Like some characters can't be played on some maps.
You can't mix and match?
To prevent some of that, I think.
Oh, weird.
But I mean, there's the like heroes versus villains mode where it's
I guess
like,
that one is
Darth Maul and Kylo Ren.
Maybe that one is just whatever. I don't know. I didn't play much of that.
That sounds fucking cool.
It
Darth
looks
Maul
fun.
and Kylo Ren
Pretty
hanging out.
cool,
Oh,
yeah.
It looks
I would
fun.
rather be Darth Maul and Kylo Ren skateboarding because we
Okay.
know
Yeah,
Darth
yeah.
Maul is an expert fucking skater.
We do know that, yeah. Him and Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Officer
Yeah,
Dick.
like the,
And Kylo Ren's
Disney
angsty
owns
enough.
all of these things, it turns out. So
Like
it can happen.
every Star Wars toy that like at least when I was growing up there were like 17 versions of Luke Skywalker, right?
Yeah.
Like here's him in his like black
Yeah.
uniform. Here's him as a stormtrooper.
Hey,
Here's
here he is with a new hat.
There he is when he wrote the Tauntaun.
Totally. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, right, exactly. Like just put all those skins and make
Yeah.
them like
Yeah.
$5 each
Totally.
and like I'll
Totally.
buy them.
Totally.
Because like that's neat.
Yeah.
Like it seems so
Yeah.
easy. I'm sure somebody there was
see,
like this would be an easy
layers
thing.
and layers of people getting fucked over by dumb regulations that no one pushed back on, and then they fucked the game into a corner, and here we are.
Really colorful.
No, I mean that's
We don't allow cussing on this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Peener?
Peener
God
is
damn it,
absolutely
We have a
okay.
delay, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one.
What does that mean? Like peanut butter? Is that what's
Yeah, yeah.
Peanut and jelly.
Penis.
Peanut and,
Oh.
peanut.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, penis and jelly.
It's.
I used to have it for lunch every day.
A penis?
I wonder if it'll gain momentum or. If
Yeah,
this is
so
just-
he mentions in here, where is this? While we are stepping up to act in Hawaii, we have also been in discussions with our counterparts in a number of other states who are also considering how to address this issue. And then later he goes on to say, like, hey, it's hard to change federal law, but not every state needs to pass laws at the state level. Only a handful of states.
Right, 'cause then they'll
a handful
have to
of
make
state
the
laws,
game
yes,
starts the ball
are
rolling.
enough to change this company's behavior.
Right, because then you can't sell in those
Right.
states, and why would you? You'd
right.
be lowest
Yeah.
common denominator.
Right.
So yeah, I
What do you think about the changes for China? Like the changes for loot boxes in China were that they had to publish the odds for drop rates and
My
stuff.
understanding is they
That's-
found some ways to get
Well,
around
like, set that aside for a
Yeah, but,
second.
like,
and
just
think about the
conceptually,
solution like
like-
that. That is for me an effective deterrent.
It's at least a good first step.
If I look at that thing and see like, hey, the ultra rare item I want out of this thing has a 0.5% chance of
But
dropping.
you're
like,
also not a
I'm
14-year-old,
I guess.
and
Yeah.
understand odds a little better. I'm not saying like they don't understand the math, but just like a 1% chance, a 0.1% chance, like might as well roll the dice.
Right, it's
a
my
few
mom's
times.
money anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, adults play the lottery, even though the odds are posted.
Right,
and
sure.
You're not going to win that.
Do they post the odds?
Yeah.
they
Like
have
scratcher
to.
tickets and everything. Yeah, you'll always see
Yeah.
that.
Oh, so
Yeah,
wait,
they
is
do.
that what we're talking about in China? Like tiny little print at like the
Kind
back
of.
of the box
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Probably, yeah. You have to scroll down the E EULA.
Yeah, seriously. Like if it's like that kind of thing, then like I don't know. I think I mentioned it's like kind of like putting a clock in a casino kind of thing. I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, like do you need to just put something up to be like, hey, heads up, you're spending a lot of money. And if somebody is like cool with that,
If
then
you're
fine,
saying
go
if you're
ahead.
saying every loot box game is going to come with an oxygen mask, then I think I'm probably in.
You're way in.
I'm down.
I think I was I don't know. As this just continues to develop, like I keep changing. I don't know. I keep thinking about this in so many different ways, and it was very easy to go like, oh, well, cosmetic stuff is fine because it's just cosmetic stuff. You're like, oh, well, actually, but then isn't it weird on Steam with Dota and Battlegrounds and stuff like that that stuff ends up holding real monetary value? Like I opened this crate and got these shorts and then sold them and then bought 2
Right.
video games with it. Like that's
it is
in some ways way crazier.
And even when you go to like the most simplified version of it, which is like, just Overwatch, like here's your shit that you get out of these loot boxes and that's it. You can't resell it or anything. It's just there and you just funnel it back into the game if it's dupes or whatever. Like I still think that shit sucks. I would still much, much rather have the ability to buy what I want using earned in-game currency.
Yeah, if we're talking about like ideal consumer experience, I mean, within reason, not just saying, well, we'll just put all the skins in the game for free.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause, like,
trying
even,
to,
even in Overwatch, you can't get that currency without opening boxes.
Yeah, you're right. You can.
Yeah.
yeah, but you get one per box per level.
Yeah.
and so you theoretically get there, I guess. But and Call of Duty is not too far off in some similar stuff.
And it's not like you couldn't redesign that so that you're earning that currency instead of building up to loot boxes. Like there's ways around that obviously have been done many, many times over in games. It's just that they have chosen not to do that.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like the evolution of this was it was just buy the item you want, right? As DLC. Like it was a list of things. It wasn't a box.
I mean, that's where it started. Was the horse armor thing was the first piece of microtransaction, right?
And then I
That
feel
I
like
could
you were
think of.
buying
Yeah.
crates of groups of things, right? And then suddenly they made them like, oh, you get a chance to get these items. Like once we started getting to rarity on items,
Yeah.
like we started getting to this stuff.
well, rarity and items applied to games with drop tables and loot rates and Phantasy Star Online and
Sure, or
Diablo
like
and all that
Diablo.
other stuff.
Right, but you couldn't buy it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they said like, well, what if
Yeah, what if you
could
bought it?
buy it? And then
Well,
a rare
it
version
just
of
reminded me of the outrage around horse armor.
Oh, that was a huge thing.
and like
Yeah.
that feels so quaint to me.
Yeah,
It does.
Was that 2007?
I don't know. It still makes me mad. It was really expensive.
It was like $5 for the horse
$10
armor.
for a horse
Yeah,
skin.
it was too much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Creators Club is relatively recent in a way that you go like, oh, they're still at it
Yeah.
in some ways.
I just think I also kind of go back and forth, but more and more side a little bit with like game development's very expensive. Game prices have not gone up. Like something's going to have
So
to budge at
we
some
are
point.
starting to get a slow trickle of emails every week from people saying, "Hey, maybe game prices should just go up."
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I'm starting to see that sentiment. Like I'm starting to see like this feels like the inverse of the minimum wage argument. Like maybe the fight for $70 or whatever.
It's weird because I feel like game prices are actually the lowest they have ever been in my lifetime.
Inflation-wise, yeah.
Of just not even inflation. Like even like when we were buying carts, games would go up to $80, $90.
Yeah.
But then
And
they're
like-
like $10 a week later now.
Yeah, now they're exactly.
The
Like,
sale price, like they do not hold like most games do not hold their price
especially
at retail.
on PC.
Yeah.
Like, well, sure, but I mean, even at retail, like physical copies of Wolfenstein go down to $20.
Yeah.
but the
Yeah,
digital
Wolfenstein
copies
and-
are still 50 or 60, or
So I think you can make an argument, and I bet somebody out there who knows this stuff better than I do would that now you're talking about also a bigger market, right? So there were more back when we were playing games, there were fewer people were playing them and buying them, but now you're selling hopefully selling millions of copies to kind of. Okay, well, at $1 million at $50 is different than like 100,000 at
take
$80.
Battlefront 1, EA's first Battlefront, not the Battlefront 1.
Yeah.
They sold 14 million copies of that game.
It's a lot of copies. Yeah. And so, I don't know. You still see just so many studios. It sounds ruthless out there, just closing down from like it just sounds like you're one bad game away from a closure.
The darkest, or not the darkest, but like one of the dark things that has come out of this EA stuff has been that like a lot of small studios that are reliant on some types of microtransaction to survive are like very really threatened by a lot of this stuff. This is like, oh, EA fucking they tipped over the apple cart and now we're fucked.
Right.
Like we are all doomed because of what EA
You
just
blew it.
did.
Right.
They have blown up our spot in a real bad way. And
and you're talking about stuff like this, and you're talking about like studios getting closed and cost of development, all of that. But let's be real about this. With these major companies, like in a lot of cases, yes, development costs have been going up, but like the thing that's really been inflating is like executive salaries and the people that are like number crunching and the people that are being paid to do this kind of
that
stuff.
has always been the X factor for me, and at the corporate level is okay. Do they need to make more money to keep the lights on, or do they need to make more money to optimize
To pay out these
shareholder
executive
value?
bonuses, yeah.
Like, is this about increasing shareholder value, or is this about actually funding development?
You can always. I mean,
I think there's
ultimately, it's about shareholder value.
Right.
And if the game gets better,
Yes.
that helps shareholder value.
But there
as
is
well.
no doubt that like with the higher resolution, like assets having to be higher, like,
Yeah,
all
totally,
costs go up.
totally,
Like more
yes,
artists,
yes.
open world stuff
Right.
is very expensive
And I would
to
be
make.
totally fine if like the average indie game bumped up from like around $15 to around $20.
Which you've
'cause,
seen.
like,
You've seen that.
Here and there,
It
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
It started, and I feel way more comfortable. Maybe not way more comfortable, but I feel more happy about that jump than like if AAA games started costing $80.
Oh, if
I'd
the
feel-
bottom came out.
I'd feel a little bit better. Like I'd feel like these teams are working day and night, and I'm not saying the AAAs aren't, but they don't really have the shareholder thing to report. It feels like
Yeah.
my money is going towards the art more than like EA.
Yeah, that's the thing is those indie companies, like they are seeing the very direct benefit of their labor when those games come out because they aren't paying out to shareholders, they aren't paying out to an executive team. Whereas in an EA, like say a Visceral situation, like they're just all on salary until they're not.
Yes.
Yeah.
That still sounds like a tough business.
Yeah.
And like trying to find where
that's
the money's going
like.
to come from.
I get why publishers would keep trying to find different ways to make this stuff work that don't involve raising prices, especially when you consider that like I said, games don't hold their value at retail for very long, so deals are always ready to be had. So like, yeah, you could raise to 70, but then you'll just have that will then increase the percentage of people that wait and go like, well, I'm going to wait for it to be 40. And I'm still waiting for it to be 40, even if they're charging $10 more. That just means I'll wait another month.
And I feel like EA is the one who's been like flailing in the pool for like the last 10 years trying to figure out what that model is. Like
Online passes,
multiplayer,
yeah.
like multiplayer needs to be in every game.
Lots of experiments.
Yeah,
along
like
the way,
just
yeah.
like
Big time
trying-
innovators in the space of getting paid.
It's in the game. Money, I mean.
yeah, like trying to figure out how to make a longer tail on their games and like make it so they're not getting sold back. And
And the thing we talked about last week was that Ubisoft seems to be finding their way into that longer tail in like a really interesting and cool way. Where like Wildlands is seeing like continued support and modes.
Siege.
And Siege. Siege is a great example of a game that like when that
Forever.
launched, I thought like this is like a really cool concept, but it's just the way Siege was put together. It didn't really work for me at all. But they stuck with it and have stuck with it in a big way, and that's a huge game now.
How's the Division doing?
The Division, I don't know. It's a different. They have not added much to that past the kind of season pass stuff. Like there were a few things here and there, but they launched in a way that they needed to fix things. They pushed their DLC back to fix stuff with the game, and they didn't get it. Like I'm not saying that that Ubisoft gets it right 100% of the time. But in a world where you can compare what they're doing to what Warner's doing with Middle Earth and what EA's done with everything that they've shipped,
they're at least making like quiet mistakes, or
right?
like,
Or they're just they're being smarter about this stuff in a way that feels like it leads to just they're sticking with games. They're not like, oh, week 1 sales weren't what they needed to be, so you should all get out. Like it feels like they're sticking by their products.
Like people who are still playing
fascinating
Siege are way into it. And the stuff that they sell in Siege is incredible. Like I don't know if you've been in that marketplace, but it's like shit that hangs off your guns for like $2
Like truck nuts for guns.
pretty much like little little
Oh.
dongles and stuff like that. I mean, you buy the operators every year, and like this, it's kind of expensive.
The
And
Call of Duty stuff has been interesting. I've been spending a lot of time staring at this year's Call of Duty and Modern Warfare Remastered, which is the blueprint for this year's Call of Duty. And watching the way that they monetize and the way they do their stuff is really weird to watch because you can see it in two forms. With World War II, they're kind of just getting started. They didn't launch with the paid currency in the game. They just added it so you can spend money to buy crates. But everything is cosmetic with the exception of the guns, which the only difference on the guns is when you use one of their epic guns, it's 10% more XP.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's not like a
gun
damage
itself,
increase or
a bit of
anything
a
like
coin
that.
dollar
Yeah.
kind of
But
thing.
okay, but you say that, but that's
What
now
gets you the other
then
stuff.
look at Modern Warfare Remastered, where they have also added all new guns to the game that have new stats. And honestly, so I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare Remastered lately because it's really good. And the guns they've added, I'm looking at them going like, man, I actually really want that gun.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a higher fire rate, lower range. Like that assault rifle that they've added after the fact seems better than the ones I will get out of the base game.
And do you just buy those individually?
No, you can't even buy those. So they've got a system where there are collections. So you assemble, and World War II has the same thing, where like there will be a top tier item that you can only unlock by acquiring the 7 items in that collection. So, and so those 7 items come out of crates, but also you can craft them out of crafting parts that happen when sometimes the crates have crafting parts, and sometimes you get crafting parts if you get a duplicate item
And that's how
in
you
a crate.
specifically make the thing.
And that's how you specifically make the thing you want.
That's very Battlefront.
In World War II, they have added the ability to have like a daily login bonus, so you get an allotment of those credits. Modern Warfare Remastered does not have that, so you have to earn it all out.
Was it that way from the beginning with Modern Warfare?
Yeah, with Remastered,
Yeah,
yes.
where they had crates and everything.
Yeah. But they've handled it, because that game has had crates for the last 3 years or 4 years or so. And I want to say it was Black Ops 3 was maybe the worst at it in terms of just like, here are gun variants that are only in these crates.
Right,
Or
the
even
supply drops
Advanced Warfare definitely had supply drops.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's a gun variant plus 2 accuracy. And you're like, well, fuck. Like, of course I'm going to try to find that compared to the base level gun. And so it goes beyond cosmetics. So I fully expect that World War II will get to a point where it goes beyond cosmetics. It's just not there yet, because if you look at, because they run it in seasons almost of like Modern Warfare Remastered has like the Copperhead crates and the Days of Summer crates and the Arctic Wolf crates, and they recently made it so you can get the Irish crates again for a time, so you can get like a shillelagh to hit people with and a green gun.
Green gun.
Green gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's the healthy is the community in that thing? Do they still expose like the number of players online?
It's
and
percentage.
Stuff like that?
So you can go like, 46% of players are playing team deathmatch.
Huh.
I have not had trouble finding team deathmatch games in that game. So that game. So I played it a lot over the weekend. They're actually kind of
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare Remastered, and so they had a weekend playlist that was double XP, but it was RPGs only. So you're playing Call of Duty 4.
Role players.
Yeah. And you're role playing as Soap.
That must have been really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. I put
Great
my mic
character.
on. But no, it's just like dumb. Because you're just running around playing team deathmatch, just everyone firing fucking fast reloading rocket launchers at each other.
So
and
it was
those rocket
Quake?
launchers,
Yeah.
but like the rocket
Rocket
launchers
Arena.
are horribly inaccurate in that game.
That sounds kind of fun.
And it was super fun. And then like there
But
was
do you want a whole weekend of that?
and I got to hear 2 kids make friends. And it was like these 2 like 13, 14-year-olds like, I'm Damien, I just got this game at Black Friday sale. It's pretty good. What's your name? And like they're just like shooting rockets and having
That's
a great
Let's
time.
be gun friends.
And I'm like, yeah, this is fucking rad.
I can't tell you my name because I'm hiding out in Hawaii playing this game in a bunker.
Yeah.
I don't want the cops to come bust
Yeah.
me.
or the state legislature.
So it's Modern Warfare Remastered is good, but also you see how they will probably, and they'll probably tweak it. There are already some tweaks in World War II, but you look at it and go like, oh, this is probably how this goes, where they will eventually grow into, hey, here's just straight up new guns, different stats, like gameplay relevant items, as opposed to just like, here you're wearing goggles, you're a tank driver.
I
I am a tank driver.
You are a tank driver, American tank driver.
All that stuff they added in Assassin's Creed, I'm not a fan of.
But that's the thing. Like I have never interacted with that stuff.
The only thing I can say about it is
like,
that at least it's like, do you want this sword?
So like that stuff for me, like I just don't like the the item like leveling up stuff. It's just like not what I want. From
The
Assassin's
loot
Creed.
system in that game is the worst part of it. Like
Yes.
it's the most tacked on and needless feature that they added to that thing.
Like I don't want to be checking if this sword is better every 5 seconds after I pick something up. Like I just want a good sword and like play the game with it for a while. And I just feel like I'm getting so much loot that I'm just like dismantling stuff constantly.
Totally,
Yeah.
or selling it back, and
Selling it
I'm
back.
just using that to upgrade the one sword that I like.
Yeah.
I got some Twitch Prime loot. I like from a bundle or something, and it was way better than anything I had or was getting. So
stuff
it
with
was
the-
nice.
yeah.
You just stuck with it.
I just stuck with it for like 4 or 5 hours.
That's good.
The stuff that came with like the $100 version of the game or $80 or whatever it was like,
That's the version I bought.
the poison sword
It was
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Here's a poison sword that makes it so if you hit anybody, you just get to watch them die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great.
But
this
I
is
had that for a
awesome.
couple of hours, and then stuff was like a little bit better, and I was like, oh, I still got the poison on this. Then it got a lot better, and I was like, I need to.
Yeah.
Well, the thing they say when you go buy, like the store prompts around, like, hey, do you want to buy this sword with like whether it's like Uplay credits or real money or whatever? Is they're like, hey, don't forget you can go to the blacksmiths in town and level up your
that's
swords
cool.
to make sure that it's still
Yeah,
like the item you
relevant.
bought is still relevant.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah, I need to do
do
more
it.
of that. I still love. Like I didn't like Uplay points at first, but now that like they're banked from like all these
Yeah.
games that I never paid attention to,
Yeah.
and I jump into a game like, oh, I've got 450
I've got
Uplay
a
points.
decade
Throw
worth
home.
of
It's
Uplay
like having
points.
airline miles all of a sudden.
Yeah, kind of. And it's just like, yeah, sure, I'll take all this
Also,
stuff.
sometimes you can buy some weird, stupid stuff with like I bought the menu music from Toy Soldiers with some Uplay, and they like just emailed me an MP3.
Really?
Oh,
weird.
Yeah, it was super weird.
Yeah, like Uplay sounds like this like weird forgotten currency that's just like, yeah, I guess I do have. Like,
I really
see if I
love
have
the
any.
idea of some like fucking French Canadian dude just emailing MP3s to people.
Dude,
Like
the menu
that's-
music fucking rips.
Yeah, I know, I'm not saying you shouldn't
It
do
was
it. I'm just saying
amazing.
it's funny.
What was the thing Gearbox tried to do with Borderlands 2 with
Shift
like
codes.
shift keys?
Shift
Yeah,
codes, yeah.
what was that
Oh,
thing?
right.
It'd be like
So-
special
They gave them
treasure
out
chests.
all the
Yeah.
time,
yeah,
though.
like
So
Randy
it's
Pitchford
like,
would just tweet out 5 of them or
I
something.
know, it's just like all these like gold keys. You just open
It
the
was,
chest.
yeah, it was a code that would get you a key, and then there was a chest in town that you, as long as you had keys, you could open it. So it would
Yeah.
cost you 1 key to open.
Could you
and it
earn
would-
them in game? You couldn't, could you?
there were a
think
handful that you could.
Yeah,
There were?
and
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it was all based on your level. I think. So like, if I was like level 12 and I opened a key, it'd be like a bunch of level 12 guns.
Right,
And some would
yeah.
still be pretty powerful, but it's much better to save it for like the
Yeah,
later
like hit the level
levels.
cap and then open it.
Could you
Yeah.
buy those? Or was
I don't
that
think
just
they
like
ever. I don't think they ever actually sold the keys.
Huh.
You could edit INI files.
You could
though.
absolutely
Oh, really?
get yourself some keys.
I
You
remember
had to-
they were. I had
Keys,
like an
get you some.
excess of keys at some point because they just kept cranking out keys, and each code was
Yeah.
like, "Here's 5 keys."
The problem is
Right.
you have to sit there and watch Randy Pitchford do magic for 10 minutes before he'll give
Like
you
Wow.
any.
I always-
I
yeah.
would for free. I'd give
Yeah.
them keys to do
Paid,
that. Yeah.
The interest curve on stuff like that for me is so dire because like you start playing a game like that and I'm just like I gotta hoard these keys. Like I don't know how many
Yeah,
more I'm gonna
it's-
get. Like I fucking need keys, and then like 2 weeks later I'm just like
I can
fuck
get you some keys.
Yeah.
Like I can end up with 100 of them because who cares?
Because that's what I did. Is I played to the level cap and then opened the box over and over again. I was like, oh, all these guns are shit.
Right.
Great. Thanks. I guess they could have been good, but they weren't. Yeah.
I know. It's actually good to do it at like a mid level because then it's like, well, now I'm higher than I was before. Whereas like when you're
Yeah.
in the max, it's like I
None
can't
of
really
this
go
matters.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should continue talking about
News?
microtransaction fueled games that people are angry about
Okay, which one this time?
because that's all we ever talk about these days.
Well,
Because
there's a lot of them.
just in time for the first Destiny 2 DLC next week.
Oh, yeah.
Destiny 2 has a big old microtransaction scandal on its hands.
What's the scandal?
They have been throttling experience points and not telling people.
Wait, like actual experience points that bring you up to your meaningless level?
Well,
Well, they get you those bright engrams,
Yeah, you hit
right?
the level cap
Yeah.
pretty quickly, but once you're at the level cap, every
Yeah.
time you level, you get you get a cosmetic box, which you
Yes.
can also pay real money for.
Those are not just cosmetic though. They have
well,
weapon mods.
Yeah,
like,
but
there-
they're,
there's-
those mods are kind of
when you start needing +5.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
it's not meaningless, but
yeah,
but
it's the bright engrams.
yeah, it's the bright engrams. So people basically ferreted this information out by like literally studying the XP bar when it would go up,
and they have an API.
and there are ways to start
Oh,
doing
right,
it.
because
Wow.
right, all those third-party apps.
yeah.
But-
so what is
but
this? What is the
they,
claim?
They figured out that for activities that are hard, like the Crucible, that take a lot of time, or the raid or whatever, like XP is I think static as long as you do it. For things like public events that are super easy and repeatable, the amount of XP you were getting from them was invisibly going down the more you did them.
Did they ever claim otherwise?
Like according to this, and it's like a weird, confusing issue, but according to this article on Kotaku I read, it appeared that you were getting the same number of points
In your bar?
every time. The
would-
number
the
was
number
the same.
would go the same.
number was the same, but
Oh,
people noticed the
wow.
increment that the bar was going up was getting smaller.
Oh, so they were actually reporting a different
Yes.
number than you
Yes.
were getting?
Yes.
Okay.
So
That's
they
shitty.
were
Like
hiding
willfully obfuscating.
They were
it.
hiding.
Yeah.
It was basically just a system to prevent people from like grinding
Yeah.
things that they otherwise.
I mean, I
would pay.
feel like why hide that when you can just be
yeah,
like,
like they
yeah,
could've
don't
just-
repeat the same thing over
That's
and over.
the change. Is that now they show all the XP and they doubled the amount of
Yeah.
XP it takes to get a bright
So they came out immediately, more or less
Oh.
acknowledging that it
Nice.
was true and disabling that system. But then, yeah, they also upped all the requirements for.
Who
everything.
cares? Why? Like, who cares if you're getting those bright engrams? Like, that's not a thing.
People care.
Yeah.
People who play a lot of
I'm
fucking
saying,
Destiny.
No, I'm saying like, why do the makers of Destiny care if
Because they
people
want you to buy it.
Because they also sell the bright ingots.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah, they
forgot.
sell
You
the,
can
the
test.
silver or
Test.
whatever it is.
They
Yeah.
sell a path to.
I
bright
totally
How could you
forgot.
forget tests?
I forgot. Well, because tests, I usually just get my skin for my sparrow and then like walk away. And,
Yeah.
like, I
never
forgot you
never
could-
be seen again.
I've never bought silver.
Some people
in that
really
game.
want spicy ramen, and they'll do anything to get it.
I totally
I got
forgot
mine
about
for
that.
free.
I
Yeah,
did
me
too.
too.
Yeah, I got mine out of a drop.
I have paid no extra money to that game.
Yep.
Yeah, me
Ah,
too.
sorry, I forget. Yeah.
I got
okay.
that weird
Now-
floss dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is like that stuff. I mean, the mods are gameplay relevant, and I think that's an issue. But I look at that stuff and go like, yeah, I mean, okay, like the bright engrams are lame. Like it's not a, and if they want to make it take X amount of time, if they want to change how much time it takes to grind to get them, like I guess like that's their business model.
I mean,
The answer is don't play. Like if you're at that point where you're doing that, you've played too much Destiny. Like
Right.
wait for the DLC and then play more
The game
when
is
there's
telling
something.
you
Yeah,
there's
like,
no
but at the
more.
same
Be
time,
punishing players who are having fun
Yeah.
with your game.
I guess
You shouldn't be
Yeah.
punishing players, and also the fact that you are willfully misrepresenting
Yes, that
what
sucks. That
Yeah.
what is
that
happening
sucks.
there
Right.
is rotten.
If it's deceitful, then that's.
But my
that's
advice, I guess I would say, is fucking you should have stopped playing Destiny.
you
by
should
now.
wait until that next thing is
Yeah,
out before you even
like,
touch that game
Right.
again.
And it also sucks because the shaders are one time, right?
Yep.
And those are
Yeah.
those bright engrams are the best way to get shaders.
I only used the shader once. Should
Yeah,
I be
I-
using them more?
they're pretty
I-
cool.
I-
At this
I-
point,
I-
like,
I
because who
hoarded them
cares?
up
Yes,
and
never
Yes,
use them.
yeah.
Whatever.
I guess I should burn through them. I don't know.
Make yourself red for a while.
They just need to.
Yay.
They really need to like vary those up a little bit more. Like I like the color schemes and everything, but I want some stupid designs to come with that. Like I want to
Yes.
fucking turn my warlock into like a Rob Van Dam full of fucking like tigers and
I
like
want
airbrushed
flames.
tigers and
Weed
yin yangs.
leaves. Yeah.
Like I want just the ugliest shit possible.
There was one shader for my character that made my like armor glow.
That's all
Oh,
right.
that's
And I was
fun.
like,
You get the
well, that's
aura
cool.
thing?
No, it's
Okay.
just like this one shader
like
makes
glowy.
the veins in this armor light up.
How much
Yeah,
is that
also-
one?
That's cool.
It was $8.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Some of
it's
the Trials of the 9 gear has like energy stuff coming out of it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
just,
Blah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
Who's
the
excited to play more Destiny next week?
I mean, I'll
Yeah,
turn it back
I'll
on.
play it.
I'll
I'll be
play
glad
it.
to.
No,
Yeah.
I am super stoked about it.
Having that break was ideal
Yeah.
because now I feel like okay, I can plug that game in when there's
Yeah.
new stuff and I'll be okay about it.
I want to go
I
hang
don't know
out.
if I can ever go back.
I find the core mechanics and gameplay of Destiny 2 to be very fun.
Oh, it's-
And
the
I-
shooting
I-
is great.
Absolutely,
And I
absolutely.
find the
Fantastic.
the work to put in of that loop of getting stuff to be abysmal.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
if you and in Destiny 2, you're saying?
Yeah.
Man, you should have played Destiny 1.
No, he shouldn't have because he would have been miserable from the get go.
The crawling pace of just like finally I got the one item that'll
Man,
bring my
you
light
should've-
level
You should
or
have
my
played Destiny 1.
my power level
because
up.
Destiny 2 is like the most streamlined, fucking simple. Like it's almost out of the point where I want to be like fucking casual game. Like, it's just they have streamlined so much about it.
They have.
Like, yeah, if loot in Destiny 1 was a dripping faucet, it's
Yeah.
a fucking fire hose in Destiny 2.
But like it just
it's-
seems like you just see the like tiny migration of
Oh,
your
yeah.
of your power
Yeah.
level of like
well,
oh
but that's every loot game. At
I'm
a point.
261 on all my gear except for this gauntlet that's like
Uh-huh.
258 and if I could just get that up finally I'm overall
I mean,
power
that,
level
that
262.
is the genre. Like, that's just that game.
But it
And
goes
then,
for
and then
so
when you
long.
get there, then your drops all go up a little bit, and then
Right.
you like then you
That's
do it
right.
all over again.
And then you
yeah.
do it all over again. And like I think I don't know if this is like it seems like most people I've talked to like at 260 or whatever that's when you hit this like kind
Oh,
of
there's a
like,
huge wall at that point.
265,
and
yeah,
then you're just
65.
like oh
And then when you get to 280, it's on again.
and then I don't know if I don't play these games a lot so like I don't know if all games have these just weekly chores that you're just doing like go in do your 2 Crucible runs do your public
Vinny?
quests yeah
All video games are chores. That's
I
all it
don't
is. It's
know.
just laundry lists of shit to do that you have to do. It's just work. That's all
Save
games
the
are now.
children. It's just a checkbox.
Numbers go up.
At the end of the day, no actual human cares if you save those kids or not because it's a video game.
unless they do if
None
I'm
of
paying
it's even
money
real.
the developers they're
No,
like,
you already
oh,
paid the
okay.
money. They don't care.
No I gotta buy loot boxes
Okay, if you
I
need to
gotta
buy
buy the
loot
loot
boxes
boxes.
to save the children,
Save the children.
then that's a totally different thing.
I think I described my wife was like, "Oh, how are you liking Assassin's Creed Origins?" And I was like, "I feel like I'm in like a saving kitten simulator here of like running. There's this like big assassination I need to do, and everybody's just like, my apple cart turned over, or like I lost my shoe in the desert somewhere,
Or
and
there's no
bandits
bandits!
and bandits stole my shoe, and it's like." I guess that's kind of your character. You kind of are just like
Yeah, you're an all-purpose helper.
you're kind of just like a cop who's just like,
But let's
where's your shoe?
let's not undersell
Paul
it.
Blart Egypt cop.
Yeah, let's not undersell it because there's definitely those moments where it's like, okay, I'm helping a person who had like a minor accident and that's no big deal. But then there's also ones like, hey, my entire family was wiped out by hippos. Can you go find the bodies for me, please?
Can you go find the body of my son
Yeah.
amongst all of
Totally.
those?
But like then also it's like, but I also need to bring down the shadow organization in my spare time, and then I'm also like, I think my banana's gone bad. And bandits.
A Medjay's work is never done.
It
really
isn't.
isn't.
It really isn't. And I mean, you are the last one, so you kind of have to do it for the entirety of Egypt.
Yeah, there definitely are like a lot of quests of like I'm just walking around town and like see like 2 or 3 bodies in the street and just like that doesn't look right. Let's investigate, and then it turns into bandits in a
Yep.
cave, and then it's like I don't know.
Or that
I
little,
kinda like
that
the
little
game.
kid's yelling at you like, "Go kill those bandits!"
And then like, okay, I'll send my
These
eagle.
cat mummies are fake.
Yes, totally. And it's like send your eagle out because the target's nearby. Like that mechanic, I'm tired of already. Of just like
The tagging stuff.
oh, just like I get it. Like I don't know.
I
just
like
let me
doing
buy
it.
the upgrade that does it.
I like how
automatically.
stupid it is in Assassin's
Yes.
Creed. That like they don't even like try and like tie it. And it's like, oh, he has like some mystical power we can see. No, it's you can just see through your fucking eagle's eyes. That's just how that works. Okay.
And it's like this like scope thing that like comes together in a
Yep.
circle that's like got him.
Yeah, I hate having to do that for the objectives, but I like flying around a palace and like
Seeing where all the
seeing
guards
where all
are.
the guards
Sure.
are, looking at the layout,
Seeing the
figuring,
thing
like,
that says that they're relieving themselves right now, so
Yeah.
I can go fuck up a guy while his dick's out. Yeah,
That stuff's good.
Like,
and then eventually you can have your bird attack them.
Yeah.
It's like Wildlands.
it's like a
it really is like Wildlands.
Yeah.
Totally is.
It's like Far Cry. You're marking targets.
Mark of Cree.
I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little marker Cree.
Yeah,
if
sure.
the next Watch Dogs has like a drone thing that's exactly the same.
Wildlands is that. Like
This-
you bring
yeah.
a drone up and tag
This
enemies,
is totally
and
a
then you
drone
go.
skinned as an eagle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
it has a hover button.
Yes.
That you hit, and
Yes.
you like
It's not a Harrier.
You stop and you can just like you just go. It's got a thing that gets smaller as you get closer.
Vinny,
to
I don't know
it.
if you know anything about eagle
sound
biology,
effect.
but they can do that.
I mean, it's the Ubisoft game. Like
Yeah.
they're all kind of the same game at this point.
I know,
but that's
it's just-
fine because they're all.
I mean,
They
generally
don't have
they're
their-
pretty good.
Yeah,
They've been
yeah,
pretty
yes,
good,
but the shared DNA is intense.
except for Wildlands. I
At this
fucking
point.
hate Wildlands.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I came around on Wildlands in a way I did not expect.
I have to ask a question because I haven't played Assassin's Creed yet, and I'm like deep into Horizon.
Sure.
Do you guys like Assassin's Creed better than Horizon? Because it's kind of
I
I'm
do.
getting the vibe that
I
like,
wanted to keep playing Assassin's Creed. I didn't want to keep playing Horizon. That's not because I think Horizon's a
where I am.
bad game. It didn't hook me the same way.
I was the total opposite. I loved Horizon, and I didn't want to keep playing
I
Assassin's
feel like
Creed.
Assassins just kind of has more going on. Like
Really?
more of the quest stuff. I think is
Huh.
there's a little more variety to
Yeah.
it.
I think there's
than-
less good intrigue and more good like character interactions that I was seeing because like I liked Aloy as a character a lot, but
Yeah.
I feel like she didn't have a lot to work off of.
Right.
In a lot of
Well, I
scenes.
think-
like,
like this-
uncovering the truth of the world
Yes,
and like
yeah,
what
like
her
that's
backstory
good.
is why I'm still
It's,
playing
it's
that game.
for the same reason a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff is great in Nier.
Okay,
Right,
It's great in Horizon.
But so yeah, Horizon to me felt very much like this is a main plot game, and everything else around it is like maybe a little bit interesting, but not necessarily a thing I want to spend like hours and hours doing. Whereas with Assassin's Creed, like the main plot's there, but that's not why I'm in it. I'm in it for all the side stories. I'm in it for just poking around that world, which is gigantic, but also doesn't have that awful issue of like Ubisoft like map barf.
I love an open world game that feels like a short story anthology.
Yeah.
like The Witcher or something, where every side quest you do feels like a good little story.
Yeah,
in
it's not
itself.
affecting the world in the way that like some of the Witcher stuff kind of did, but like it those little stories like have a lot more impact. And
Right.
also like just straight up, I've played that game for like 45 hours at this point. There are parts of that map I've still never been to.
There's a lot. There's
it's
they're
big.
dense.
Yeah.
Egypt's
Yeah.
big.
there's stuff like that in Horizon.
I like
though. mean,
Horizon.
there's definitely some.
I think the
stuff that-
world design in Horizon's really good.
Yeah.
What you were doing in that game and who you were interacting with was not as interesting to me.
They're also very different. Like the Assassin's Creed stuff is just dense, where Horizon was pretty sparse. Like Horizon is
Dude,
full.
there's so many icons on that map.
They're icons,
Yeah.
but they're not people, right? They're
Oh yeah,
just-
yeah,
sure.
And like and
Sure.
Assassin's Creed is just. I mean, listen. Do you like killing bandits? Then you should play Assassin's Creed. If you like killing robot dinosaurs,
If you want to
Probably
go kill a bunch of like Greek and Roman soldiers, you can do that.
Probably.
I had a chain of 45 assassinations on one fortress last night, and it felt really fucking good.
Dude, those like early on, you start to worry that like the assassination part of that game is just going to be lame because they really take their time to kind of get into it.
Yeah.
But like some of those later fortresses are like some of the best stealth missions I've
and your
done in any
perks are
Assassin's
like
Creed
really
games.
good for like the double assassination perk,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of really
There's a
cool
lot of
stuff.
really cool stuff in there.
I do feel like they don't explain the combat system. I haven't played the last 2 Assassin's Creed games, but it feels like the combat system is very different, and they don't explain it well.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Like they don't explain parrying. They don't explain. There was like a perk that's like when your overpower thing is here, like do double damage.
Right.
I'm like, which one is
that
this?
the meter fill
Yeah.
like pop thing you pop?
I think it's the thing you pop, and then it's like,
and then
oh,
that's
you can tackle
weapon.
a guy.
That's
That's
weapon
weapon
specific,
specific, yeah.
too.
Right.
Some
Oh,
just
wow.
like make you stronger. Some are like
Right.
a move.
Yeah, the
like a super
swords are
move.
like a super move. Like the pole weapons are like you get a faster combo
Man,
that
I
does
love,
more damage.
I love those pole weapons.
Yeah.
Those are so fun.
And like the perks will like chain off of that. We're like tackle a guy after you do this overpower thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not even sure when I'm doing the overpower when what the animation is. So it's just I'm getting it as I'm playing
Yes.
it. But like also like where is my shield bat? Is a heavy move a shield break, or is there do I use the parry button? To
Vinny,
shield
I'm going to be
break?
honest with you. I have used my shield maybe a dozen times the
Oh,
entire time I
really?
played.
I use it all
barely,
the
I
time,
barely
yeah.
need it. I just dodge around and just stab guys. That works just
I
fine.
am always fucking
Yeah.
saying fuck this shit with
Right.
the shield and then sticking
Parry
people. Yeah.
and-
Like
So-
even when I'm like fighting those big ass like phylactetes dudes, the bounty hunter guys, like I still am just able to dodge around a lot and not necessarily have to worry too much about blocking.
So is the heavy the shield break?
You have to
Charge.
So if you
Depends
do
on
it,
the
if
shield
you, if you do
also.
the heavy, it'll kill a little shield or a medium shield. If you hold it, it'll
Yeah.
kill a big shield.
Yeah.
If you have the perk, right?
Yeah, if you have
Yeah.
that perk.
Okay. All right, and then all right.
But like
yeah.
the charge attack is something you have to unlock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
that's,
that's
the
the
heavy.
perk.
That's the
yeah.
hold down the heavy, right? Okay. Yeah, it's like I think I got it all, but it was definitely like a lot of like.
I wish like there was a little
Like
thing.
there were
If you hover over the thing, it tells you.
there's
what it
definitely
does,
cases where even hours into that game, I run with people and start mashing on X.
yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, you fucking idiot. God, that's not how the combat is built in this at all. You know another game, Session is like that. It's a skateboarding game that it cleared Kickstarter.
Was that playable?
Yeah,
There's a
have
demo up of
They
it.
have a
Yeah.
playable demo up that is like the craziest control scheme I think I've ever fucking seen.
Really?
Is
Like,
it
on
like
skates?
does it grow out of skates? Is it like similar to that? Or?
It is.
Because the way they put a period at the end of that title immediately
Yeah, well,
made me assume
look,
they were.
the demo that they put up like it has the word Skate 4 in it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh.
no, but they're not making that game. Or they're making their control scheme is very much their own thing.
So the Yanya Cabalista controller?
Yeah, definitely.
That, okay.
Actually, you know what? In some fucking weird way, it kind of is.
Really?
So each analog stick is a foot.
Okay.
So like you to do an ollie, you will hold down on the right stick and then pop up with the left.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
Or down
Like, that's
with
gonna take some getting used to.
So
but
so and you steer with the analog triggers, like left and
Oh.
right.
oh boy.
It's like it's sort of thing that when you look at it on paper, you're like, I see why you would do this.
Yeah,
This
because
makes
you're
a lot of
leaning
sense.
when you're steering a skateboard.
This makes a lot of sense. Like there's a science
Ey.
to this that you've approached it with, but in terms of like picking it up and trying to play it, it's fucking
Like if you had
impossible.
never played a skate game, you could be like, okay, I'm
Wow.
looking at
This
the
almost sounds like
controls,
this
but-
almost sounds like the co-op of skateboarding games.
Yeah, it's not quite that, but it's a lot.
It sounds like a sim. It sounds like a flight sim or something. It sounds like the very like
yeah, but like
deliberate
that's
control.
kind of what skate was doing
Yeah.
compared to what was popular at the time, right? Like
Yes.
they were very much like cock it down, like the directions you're moving on the right stick, like were very like felt realistic to what you might do on a skateboard.
I think Tony Hawk just broke me though, because like we all play Tony Hawk so much, and
Oh, yeah.
got so used to the like, muscle
Yeah.
memory, and then skate I never could get into just because it was so
I mean,
different.
I think skate is great, and that stuff is done really well. To varying degrees and throughout the sequels, but like it is really cool. But it's you want something so different when you're playing skate versus Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is designed, it is manufactured to be the easiest skateboarding
Yeah.
game you can play.
You want to
And
get
then-
like an insane 30,000 point combo.
Yeah.
And pull out a fucking pizza and a burning guitar.
Yeah.
along
Grind
the way
on the
and-
Eiffel
yeah.
Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Yes.
But like Thrasher Skate Destroy at the time, but also skate very much was like, hey, remember like skateboarding is a real thing.
Yeah. It's not a crime.
and it's it's not a crime. B, skate videos are awesome,
Yeah.
and skateboarders are naturally funny.
And breaking your
in a
bones
way,
is awesome.
Yeah, and fucking yourself up is funny. And skate videos are hilarious because none of these people are good actors. And here's Tony Hawk dressed as a pizza guy jumping over a fucking Manx TT cabinet, or whatever. Just as an example, I don't know.
I don't know how I found this, but there's a picture somewhere floating around of Tony Hawk dressed as Larry David in
What?
Career Enthusiasm skateboarding.
That
I don't know
sounds
why
very
he did this.
fun.
I don't know why it happened, but I found this photo accidentally.
Totally, yeah.
While
Why
doing
wouldn't-
a Google image search for Tony Hawk gun, because someone is like, I've never seen a photo of Tony Hawk holding a gun. I wanted to see, and somehow I found this photo of Tony Hawk in full Larry David regalia.
Hang on, though.
All right.
Did you ever find a picture of Tony Hawk holding a gun?
No, I didn't.
Somebody posted something that
because
looked like it was
Tony
in the
Hawk
Call of
is
Duty.
the gun.
It looked like it was from a Call of Duty or something, where it was like a model of Tony Hawk with 2 guns. Like he was never like DLC in some
It
weird
could
shooter,
be like
was
a
he?
hack thing, like someone had put like a character model into that game or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, maybe
That's
something
pretty good,
like
Larry
that.
David.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's your album art for this podcast.
Right. Yeah. It's that session thing is really weird, and I don't know. Like they've cleared the baseline of the Kickstarter stuff, which is the only reason I'm talking about it anyway.
Right. Because on some level, it seems like they will at least try to make it happen.
Yeah, but like there are things on their list of stretch goals that are like key things that you should not ship a video game, like a skateboarding video game, without. So it's just like I don't know. It's a weird. It's weird. But the control scheme is really interesting. Like it feels like it like skate feels easy by comparison. So it's
I want to check it out now. Like you're describing it makes me want to check it out.
It's worth seeing because, like, you know, if you think about it, like so many games have kind of come back to very similar control schemes these days. Like, you know, some of that stuff gets flattened across genres even. That seeing something that's just like, no, we started from scratch on this thing and it's fucking weird. Like, all right, yeah, cool, that's neat. Yeah,
Session with
Session.
Session dot.
Yeah, that's what they're
That's
calling
fair
it.
Okay.
And then there's a little downloadable demo that's just like, here's a tiny area that you can skate in, and
All right, I swear this is the last story about Loot Games Gone Bad.
All right.
They shut down, or they announced they were going to shut down Marvel Heroes at the end of the year.
Okay.
They
And
did
then all of a sudden, the day before Thanksgiving? 2 days before Thanksgiving?
days before Thanksgiving.
Apparently, the creditors pulled the plug on Gazillion super early.
yeah.
Instead of the end of
So
the year, they were like, "Hey, your last day is Friday, and also no
Yikes.
more health insurance. You're not getting your severance or your PTO paid out."
Wait, of Gazillion?
Gazillion
the
is the company
studio
that made
Marvel Heroes.
That made Marvel Heroes.
Wait, I thought. Oh, I thought the story was like they're shutting down Marvel Heroes.
Yeah, they were, but also,
And also
I
the
didn't
studio.
I didn't realize the studio was going.
Yeah.
down.
the studio was going under. But yeah, they had supposedly said
It'll be
They
up to
had
the end of the
until-
year, is
yeah.
what they
Oh, I
said.
didn't realize
There was a
Gazillion
note from
was-
Disney originally that was
Yeah.
like, because that's why you wouldn't necessarily automatically assume the studio was going away.
Yeah.
Because like I think Disney made the announcement that like,
Oh,
hey,
that
effective
stinks. Yeah.
December 31st,
I thought it was like a licensing
the game is
game.
going away.
I think it was language of like we're ending our relationship
Yeah,
with
totally.
Wow.
and stuff like that.
But then, like suddenly,
the banks fucking pulled the plug on
Oh,
Gazillion.
well,
wow.
if
That
that
sucks.
relationship, I mean, maybe that wasn't the case initially, but
Yeah.
as soon as like, okay, the one game you're making is
Oh.
getting shut
Right.
down,
Like our
what
revenue
do
stream
you
is
got?
done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that led to so they like that studio everyone lost their job
Yeah.
Wednesday or
That
Tuesday.
sucks.
Pretty savagely on a holiday weekend.
Yeah,
Which is
and
pretty-
some of them were
pretty
told
rotten.
like, hey, it sounded like it needed to be like, hey, you need to get your stuff out of here by Friday.
Like we're closing the doors.
But also maybe you're traveling, so who knows? You know, like
Right.
because it's Thanksgiving, like.
Yeah.
Oof.
So that led to a lot of talk about the game being shut down on last Friday instead of the end of the year.
Yeah.
And a lot of reporting happened saying that was definitely going to be the case and all this other stuff.
So is it?
So Friday night came around and I'm like, well, I'm going to log into Marvel Heroes and see what's going on. And it's like, it was a bunch of people going like, all right, I guess this is it at like 6 p.m. Pacific, which is a weird time, but I guess
Okay.
that was the time that they had heard from somebody and someone heard this and that. So I'm like, okay. And then everyone gathered on the Rainbow Bridge outside of Valhalla, wherever the fuck it is.
Sure.
The weird space bridge, Cybertron.
Yeah. They went a little.
And so
far,
I turned into Wolverine, and Wolverine has his travel power where he rides a motorcycle. So I just rode it in a circle.
just waiting for the end.
And other people were setting off fireworks.
okay.
There was an infinite fireworks.
Sounds like
thing.
a good proper
Yeah.
online game shutdown.
And then it didn't shut down at 6. So people were like, well, maybe it's 9 o'clock because that's midnight Pacific Eastern, right?
Maybe they just got it wrong.
Then
Yeah,
everybody
maybe-
started drinking.
So logged out of the game, came back for 9 o'clock. Everyone on the bridge, launching off fireworks, doing all this stuff, arguing about politics,
Okay. The internet.
complaining about the developer, even though all those people just lost their jobs, which is like kind of rough. 9 o'clock comes and goes, game's still up. I'm like, all right, well, they're based in the West Coast, so then everyone's like, well, it's got
Midnight,
to
West
be
Coast.
midnight.
Yeah.
It's got to be midnight. Midnight, come back.
Mm-hmm.
Played about 12:05. The game is still up right now.
No,
Wow.
it shut down. I
It
thought
did not shut down
last night.
Oh, last night.
I believe I saw
Because I played yesterday.
I saw Greg Miller tweeting about it last night that it was like finally done. He couldn't log in. I saw a Eurogamer headline
Okay.
that it shut down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, well,
yes.
Obviously,
Okay.
it's watch internet time.
As
They're,
of-
you know.
Okay, yeah,
make
it's
sure
it's
they-
880 beats
Yeah.
right now.
Duh.
They had to spend the
Uh,
weekend trying to find someone to contract for a week to come in and shut down the game. 'cause
Come
they
in and
let
press the
everyone
big
go.
red button that says
Yeah.
shut down game.
It's Wolverine's birthday. That was
Yeah.
obviously the code
Okay, so all right.
Yeah, last night.
Oh man,
After all that time, you missed your time on the bridge.
I was doing donuts on that motorcycle. I ate every single like boost item I had in my inventory.
They had stopped allowing people to buy stuff in that game.
They had turned off
right?
the coupled with this announcement. They took everything out of the store, and then at some point, a few days ago, they just gave everybody a ton of the paid currency and lowered all the prices on everything to next to zero.
Go for it.
Just fuck around for
And it was just
some
like, hey, go
time.
nuts. That is especially rough on consoles where that game has only been available for like 4 months or something, so people might have spent money.
I saw
Xbox
yeah,
that
6
they
months.
were doing
They said-
refunds, but
yeah.
Sony was maybe a little. I don't know if that's changed, but that was the narrative over the last
thing
few
I
days.
saw,
Has
yeah.
been people saying like, "Man, fuck Sony for doing this. Microsoft is at least giving us a refund."
yeah, I think they had like a 3 or 6 month. I forget what exactly what it was. Like, oh, if you bought it within this period. So yeah, that's hard to hear about Gazillion, especially over a holiday break.
Yeah, it was
that's rough.
bad.
Rough.
They're like not a small company, right?
I don't know what they were at the end, but they seemed like they had a lot of people on staff at a time.
Yeah.
But you know, the course of that game, like this announcement, like the way it went down was shocking, but not super surprising. You know, the player base had started to get a little more ornery as they kind of missed some stuff on the PC end.
I was reading over the weekend. I didn't realize this. I guess Dave Brevik.
Yeah,
worked on that game
that
for-
guy was gone. Yeah, he was
absolutely.
He
Yeah,
was-
like
that
one of the creators of
I
Diablo.
want to say he was like one of the founders of that studio also, but
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. But yeah, he was also long gone from there.
And yeah, of course, I saw that information in the context of like, of course, everything went to shit as soon as he left. Like that was the complaint going around.
Yeah, but you know, they started missing some release windows and stuff. You're like, oh, well, clearly the Thor movie's coming out, and all these other Marvel licensed games are getting their Thor thing, and yeah, so it wasn't hard to see like, you know, there are definitely people still working on this game, but not at the same pace. Like the stuff is not rolling out at the same pace that it was when it felt like that it was like a very now kind of vital thing.
When did that come out? Like 14?
I'll say 13.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Because it changed names, didn't it?
They changed it. Yeah, they started putting the year on it.
Is that
at
for the
one point.
Metacritic thing?
Yeah.
it?
The first time I want to say
Yeah.
it was like they changed they added a year to it, and that got them a new Metacritic page. which
Right,
seems
because
like
when
all
it launched, you got
sleazy.
bad reviews, and they wanted it
yeah.
like,
Sweet.
yeah.
And then at some point when they launched on console, it just became Marvel Heroes Omega, and then they
Omega.
made that change on PC as well. Yeah, it's a bummer. There were cool things in that game, but I don't know. Like they added raids and they added a few things over time to it, but I feel like I got everything I wanted to out of that game with one character at launch. And playing through the story mode and being like, all right, I beat up Dr. Doom, that's cool. And then they added new areas and new hubs and new chapters, and I was like, this stuff doesn't seem like it's as vibrant or as like, you know, it doesn't feel like it's tied into this overall story. I'm already at the level cap. Like I guess you could prestige the characters and play on harder difficulties and get better loot, but at some point it's like,
I watched you play it. I never played it. It
Yeah.
kind of seemed like an online extension of Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
yeah,
which I
definitely,
really like.
Some of
Yeah.
that, some of that for sure. Scratched a similar itch. Yeah, the characters, you know, they redesigned the leveling tree and power system and all this other stuff so many like a lot of different times in that game with how, you know, as they brought it to console, I think they made another dramatic change to that stuff there in terms of just like how you like it I don't think it was even a skill tree anymore. I think it was just like at certain levels your powers get this, and then you pick which powers you want to have on your hotbar or on the buttons on your controller, and that's your loadout.
That's your
kind of.
Okay. Can I ask
and-
you a kind of hard question here?
Yeah,
How's the Star Trek online stuff going?
fantastic.
Is it
game of
still-
the year? No, I dude, I have no
You have
idea.
the lifetime thing, though.
I do, yeah. I'm
Is
a
it-
lifer.
Can you still log in?
Yeah.
Like it's still
The
going?
game's still going.
Yeah?
yeah.
They
I get
do
an
new stuff
email
for
once
it?
every 6 months or so. They're like, episode 19, the Romulans are mad.
So, like,
The
not the
console
Romulans.
versions of that
Yes!
have only been out for a little while, right?
Yeah, console versions were last year sometime,
Yeah.
I think.
So like you probably have gotten your money's worth just in terms of like the lifespan of that game.
Well, so the thing that changed though is that they went free to play
Completely or like up to a certain level.
completely.
Oh,
and
really?
so but
maybe
you,
not.
you can still pay them money, and you get like a stipend of the in-game currency. And so that I think that's what I got is I would get like some
Okay.
stipend of the in-game
Credits,
currency,
like-
and also, you know, like when they roll out the episodes, I want to say that maybe those were those are there's some kind of money that could change hands at that point. I don't know.
Was your thing 300 or 600?
I think it was 300.
300?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to sound like a pretty smart investment.
Yeah, hey, my lifetime's still going, so
You can still play Star Trek
feeling
Online.
pretty all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that game. The thing that happened to that game is the thing that happens to all games like that, where you log out for anything longer than like 2 months of a live game like that, and they've gone and rebuilt the whole thing from the ground up in a way that you no longer understand.
Like a whole redo of a skill tree.
Yeah,
and
so you're like,
pop-ups
I've got a high level captain, and I've been refunded all my points. I don't know who I am, where I am, where I'm supposed to go, who I'm supposed to shoot, and which points I should spend to make that shooting more effective.
Sure.
So you just look at it and go like, I should start from scratch, but also no.
I should log into my WoW character. I wonder. I never deleted them. I wonder what that is like.
Yeah, I think my level 36 rogue dwarf is still sitting out there somewhere.
I did that a couple months
declared
ago.
legally dead.
You can play up to level 20 for free now. So I
Did you start over?
downloaded the game,
Did you have your character?
and I have
still?
like a level 8 warlock from 2004.
And
Oh,
they're
wow.
I
launching.
think I started that character at actual WoW launch.
They're-
And it was still sitting there.
They're launching those vanilla servers too, right?
Yeah,
at
they're
some
also
point?
doing that.
Yeah,
But that stuff doesn't hold up so well.
yeah.
You think?
There was a time.
I see why people would want that, but it sounds like they're not even going to use, like the raid finder or like the group finder stuff might not even be the same way it is
God.
in modern WoW.
Like the quality of life stuff is not just
Yeah,
coming over.
like
that.
some of that stuff. I think like little bits and pieces of it are,
Yeah.
but like by and large, it's not. So it's, it'll be. I'll be really curious to see how popular vanilla WoW ends up being when they roll it out.
You can bring back Dawn Sandwich.
Yeah.
I can't believe I remember that.
I should bring back Dolomite.
That's right.
Brad,
I'm trying to remember everybody's WoW character names now.
Should I play WoW for the first time?
We did that video.
Yeah.
That's true. I think yes.
Beat you to it, Ben.
Ryan had the whole like name all of his characters after cities thing. It's like Cincinnati the Rogue. Detroit was the Rogue.
Yeah.
Cincinnati sounds more like a mage.
what do you think the chances are ever that there's like a WoW 2 proper? Like not just a big expansion.
I bet there's like a Wetworks team somewhere, and
Well, that was
Blizzard
Titan.
is-
That was supposed to be
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
Overwatch became.
Right.
And they couldn't figure it out.
But I bet at some point there have to be things about World of Warcraft, just the architecture of it, that hold them back. Right? There has to be some constraints provided by that stuff. Like there's still some remnants of 2004 tech or whatever in there that they're just like, these worlds can't get much bigger than this without it breaking everything. That I bet if you were able to start from scratch and just go like, all right, we're gonna totally re-engineer these concepts with modern tech and modern server, But I also,
but
but
have to
if
bring
you-
everybody in.
no.
I mean, I feel like who would want to hit, because you'd have to roll down the other server if you want to not split a player base, right? So you'd have to
Yeah, that was the thing that
sunset.
like EverQuest ran into
Right.
and Asheron's Call and stuff like that. Where
I feel like it has never gone well, right?
Yeah,
So you'd have to
I
kind of
guess not.
sunset.
Like I think
I don't
there
know
was,
enough about it.
I think there was a point where EverQuest 1 was more popular than 2, right?
didn't they shut down 2, but 1 is still going?
That's
I
right.
think
Is that-
that's accurate.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you'd have to sunset it. People would be super mad, and if like they'd lose their character, they put all this time
Yeah,
into.
that you wouldn't do that.
Right.
You
so-
could put World of Warcraft into some kind of maintenance mode and say like, hey, we're kind of done with content here, but you'd have to leave it up for people. You couldn't ever.
What if you could import your character into a new World of Warcraft?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, I'm sure you could probably import account data, but you would also have to.
But
you
keep
would
in
have to pay
mind,
them again.
Also, if you were sitting down to make an MMO today,
Yeah. It'd just be loot boxes.
I
you
would
make
say
Destiny.
let's
Yeah.
not
You
make a
would- yeah.
fucking
Yes.
MMO.
Yeah.
because like the
Unless I
you
were
would
Blizzard
make Guild
and I
Wars
had
1,
WoW.
but the thing is, no, you well maybe, but like
Maybe.
all those
even
people.
Blizzard tried to make Destiny. That's
right.
what Titan. That's what Overwatch was.
Yeah. And so if you think about it, like with where server tech is, like this concept of just like shards and servers, and even WoW's a little different with it now. I think how they handle that stuff, but it's not like log into Ner'zhul and that those are the only players you ever see and all that other stuff. Like they do cross server stuff. But like the way that stuff. Like it's changed. Like people don't make games that way anymore. In terms of just like, well, here's the box you're logging into. It's the physical rack-mounted thing.
Yeah.
It's more like,
Like,
okay,
where
what
you making
mix of
your
peer to
character,
peer, and how many people really do we need to be in one area at a time? Is it 16? Is the right number actually just 16? Can we just get away with that? Because 16-player servers super easy to do. So like you would build it a different, smarter way that would be less server intensive and all this other stuff now.
Or just make it a battle royale.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
100 dwarf rogues all knifing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Call of Duty Online? The Chinese free-to-play Call of Duty is getting a Battle Royale mode.
Really?
Wow.
Great.
But it's like a 16-player
It's
battle
18,
royale. Or
oh.
18-player.
Remember Warface?
Do I?
Warface.
You want to see my Warface?
Warface also just got a battle royale
Great.
mode.
Yeah, that's going to bring people.
I
Okay.
also just got a battle royale mode.
Oh,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you.
Wow.
I'm very, very proud of
Just
I hope
it.
you
Cause
win.
2 needs a battle royale mod.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be pretty good. Wingsuits.
Grappling
Well,
hooks
Just
only.
Cause 2 already
It is
has
kind of a
I mean,
battle royale
yeah,
mod. I don't know. Like
Imagine
they
the
need
circle
to
getting
get
smaller, and there's
yeah.
like a rocket in the middle of the circle, and then you just like jet up with the
Yes.
last 2 people and fight on top of the
Yes.
rockets. Like
Or
the end
like
of the
people are just trying
campaign.
to fly like jet planes in a tiny circle, just crashing into like a invisible wall.
Yeah, the circle would have to come down from the top too.
At the rate we were going, I honestly expected in that Civ 6 expansion that was coming, they just announced today, like there was going to be like 100 Civs, fucking, I don't know, just total
100
domination.
Gandhis.
Yeah. Just nukes everywhere.
All right. Do you have any non-loot
One
box?
one last story in this continuum of sadness.
Okay, I love sadness.
That is this news section.
Continuum of sadness.
They're shutting down Demon's Souls next February.
Oh,
Well, the servers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the online component of Demon's Souls.
You can still play it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
But I mean,
there's
the
a lot to
appeal
that
there,
game and the
yeah.
online stuff.
I would go back and play that again. That's the only Souls game I've ever played all the way through. And yeah, it was so cool at the time. Just like the soapstone
Server tendency
stuff,
and stuff
like,
too,
oh,
right?
That was so cool.
Yeah, the world tendency stuff is like the one thing they've never really done again. Like
Yeah, because it sucked.
yeah, it was
It's
kind of
terrible
insane. It was
'cause
kind
you-
of insane.
Because you unplug your PS3,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, we'll
and
go
then
with
then go in and do the thing that changed the world tendency,
Yeah.
so you can make it to get your gear and then plug it back in.
Because like messages and invasions and all that other stuff is in every one of their other games.
Right.
But the world stuff.
world tendencies. What,
That-
you had to
that
kill the
was a bummer.
lizards to change the world tendency? I forget what you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember those lizards?
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you've got like 3 months to play Demon's Souls.
That's
Online.
worldwide, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I first saw the announcement, it was just out of Japan, so I wasn't sure if it was.
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be
Atlas
everything.
US
Okay.
posted a thing. Also, there's
This has been held off. Like they kind of announced that they were thinking about doing this and then held off.
Oh, really?
Right? I feel like a year or
Yeah, I
two ago,
feel
they were
like
like,
they
"Hey, we're
talked
shutting down
about
Demon's
this.
Souls," and people were like, "Don't."
I
And
know
they were like, "We're not going to shut down Demon's Souls."
I know this stuff does
Yes.
not work like this, and like it's probably just some giant fucking rack farm in like some Amazon headquarters that's running it. But I like to think there's like a sticky note on a computer that just says like Demon Souls, right? That's just like
Do not touch.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just an
Wiggle
old-
mouse once every 24 hours.
Right, like somebody has tape over the power button that's just like don't turn
it's
off.
an old Dell from 2009.
Yeah, totally. That's just like when it launched, just like sitting there, and it's just like, what's that one? Oh, that's Demon Souls. Don't touch that one. But it's some elastic cloud computing thing somewhere that is spinning up in that.
Don't touch it except for the guy who has to go in every 24 hours with the flamethrower to fucking stop the tentacles from coming out of that fucking server.
Yeah. I wonder if there will be any opportunity for a custom server
Yeah.
to spring up
You
out
mean
of this.
from Atlas or
No,
what people
not
hack,
from
hack,
Atlas.
hack, hack that together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they teased the idea of shutting it down a while
That
ago.
seems something
which
like
that would be the sort of thing that would kick people into
That
like,
fan base would be
totally.
into.
But
Yeah.
you have to like figure out how to get there from like the PS3, right? Which would be tough to like change any code.
Hey,
on the
man.
PS. It's people. I'm just saying, there's no way for that to happen.
Yeah, no, you're saying it's
Definitely
totally
not.
impossible.
Completely impossible.
I'm saying that you could do it.
Please.
It's not easy.
Vinny, you could do it.
I don't.
You can
you're-
save Demon Souls.
You're gonna play a game not on like its original, like whatever. That just sounds crazy.
I'm just saying, with the right gear, we can make a Dreamcast connect to a PC in my bedroom,
Impossible.
and it will play Phantasy Star Online.
Impossible.
Just putting that out there.
Next, you're gonna tell me people are putting more games under NES Classics, and
You
that's
can't. They looked into it.
impossible.
You can't.
The cartridge slot doesn't open.
Yeah.
I tried it. I was
Physically
like,
impossible.
You can't play
It just
WarioWare on
doesn't.
that thing.
it doesn't.
impossible.
No way.
Lastly, as a little piece of bonus news, Arby's bought Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, let's go.
I have Arby stock.
I don't know if that was the reaction I, was
do.
expecting.
Whoever wins, we lose.
You have Arby stock.
The ticker is WEN. It's
suddenly,
Wendy's.
Suddenly,
owns Arby's.
everything you've said about fast food on the air makes a lot more sense.
I probably talk about Wendy's less than anything.
Why aren't you still like a Buffalo Wild Wing so good? I spent like 48 hours there.
I didn't know the sale was
Man,
happening.
I wish
They don't give us
somebody-
insider
Wish
information.
somebody would buy this.
Next time Dan goes to
Arby's.
do a Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah.
he's just like, yeah, I'm kind of an owner of this
Yeah.
company.
Did you get a
Now
jersey?
you're really the captain.
I packed it with me. I have the captain jersey here.
Yeah, while he was there, he's like, "Hey guys, you know what'd go really well with these Bahama Mamas? Some roast beef.
Square hamburgers. Yeah.
I kind of saddened that Arby's is sullying their good company with this Buffalo Wild
That
Wings.
is 3 good
I'm
companies.
really confused by what you just
Yeah,
said.
none of
on,
that
like,
makes any
every
sense to me.
level.
I'm
Wendy's,
saying-
Arby's, Buffalo Wild Wings, all great.
2 out of 3.
Yes, the holy
Great.
trinity.
No, they're better.
I got Buffalo Wild Wings here in my not here, but in my hometown, not that long ago, because I remembered having a fond but bad time with you.
Oh, you
all
too.
Bahama
in
Mama.
Seattle. No, I remembered my time.
Oh,
there.
right.
And I went there and got food to go, and it was mayhem. It was a Saturday night, and I was going in there trying to get food at like 10 o'clock or 9:30 or
So
something
like a
like
UFC
that.
fight happening or
No,
something?
there was
Okay.
no. It was just
Just a
basketball
lot of people
season.
playing poker.
Yeah.
And
Who was
like
the captain?
there was, no, I mean, clearly there was no fucking captain
Wow.
because it was mayhem,
Rudderless ship.
pandemonium in there. There was just like it took me 10 minutes to get anyone to like when I was there to pick up an order that I placed online. And even that took like 10 minutes just to get someone to say, like, I go here, right? And they're like, yes. And then stood there for like 10 minutes. 3 people came through going like, are you here for the food? It's not ready yet. Okay. And then I'm just like, watching like 2 people working there. It seemed like it's horribly understaffed in like a dangerous way.
I mean, it's not fucking like Buffalo orderly wings. It's Buffalo
That's
Wild.
true.
It was
Yeah.
fucking,
True.
but it was wild against the employees.
Jeff, you know what helps?
Wildlands.
People were not having a wild time there. They were having a time of like,
miserable.
fuck, man, I've been standing here for half an hour, and I don't even know if I'm going to get to sit down. The people sitting down are having bad times going like, I wanted 9 more drinks.
I mean, you know what helps at time is a nice blend of coconut rum, orange juice,
Okay.
and more.
Yeah,
I mean, a little bit of glass.
Again, a little bit of glass, just for flavor. If that was something that anyone could have got in a readily, then maybe this would have been a better time.
I think the most preposterous thing about this, to me, this whole story, your stock, them buying Buffalo Wild Wings, is that Arby is somehow a parent company. Like
No, Wendy's is. The ticker
Wendy's
is
is the-
WEN.
Okay, so
Wendy's owns Arby's.
Okay.
And now, I guess...
That is way more
didn't
Wait,
know
so does
that.
Arby's own Buffalo Wild Wings?
I mean, there could
now?
be tiers here. You
Yeah,
know, there
that's
could be
a
different
Wow.
tiered
levels.
system.
Huh.
I would think BWW would be at the top.
Wendy's is a much bigger one.
Yeah.
Millennials aren't going
Wow.
to the chain. They're only going to fast food still. So
I think they might
Yeah,
get
not
equal...
fast casual.
No.
Fast casual is
No.
not hot right now.
So what's the stock? Did it go up?
Yeah, it went up like 3% when you told me about it this morning.
Nice.
Whatever.
Also, I just discovered the closest Arby's is in Sunnyvale.
Oh,
What the
okay.
fuck?
Yeah,
Is that
there's
close, or-
one like 10
Not
minutes
no.
away
Oh,
from
okay.
me, which
Yeah,
is
That's,
which
that's a
is
solid
40
the only
miles
one.
away
Yeah.
from
there's
here.
one in Santa Rosa.
There
There's
used to be
a-
one in South San Francisco
Yeah.
that closed down.
Yeah.
Man.
There's an Arby's in
That's terrible.
right by Port Authority.
I've still
yeah?
never been to
Oh
an
yeah,
Arby's.
that one.
Yeah.
Well,
That
I'm-
one's
yeah.
like, don't go to that
Don't
Arby's.
go-
Really?
don't go to
I'm
that
going to
one.
open
That's
my
all
new
right.
business, Buffalo Wildlands. It is a combination Wild Wings place and also a narco state.
Great.
I haven't had
Sounds good.
Arby's in a
Dan,
long
as
I've
an
never had
investor, would
Arby's.
you?
It's good.
Oh, it's
I
good.
want to have it.
I've never had it.
No.
Arby's is not good. What is
Oh, you
wrong
never
with
had
you
it? No,
people?
I've never
Arby's
had
is
Arby's.
fantastic food.
Arby's
is
Like,
good.
I had weeks in college where the only thing I ate was Arby's.
Ben.
Like
Don't
breakfast,
don't do
dinner.
that.
That's
like-
not a qualitative
That's
statement.
not
But
good.
they don't do the
don't
5 for
take
5.
this at face value.
Ever since they stopped the 5 for 5, I've not eaten there much. That was the thing I
Yeah.
liked the most was the
Yeah.
5 for 5. Then they made it 5 for
'Cause you get
you
$5.95.
got to go to
mozzarella
an
sticks.
investor meeting. You got to make your voice heard.
Yeah, when I call into
Can we
those conference
go,
calls.
Can we go on a little field trip where you take me and Ben to Arby's for the first time?
Yeah, as long as they still do Arby's melts and the curly fries.
Well, you
So the
said
5
it's
for
like
5.
far.
Yeah, there's not one close enough
Oh,
to
that's
here
right.
to
Five
do it.
mozzarella
We can make it
sticks.
work.
In New York,
Oh, yeah.
well, we can't take Ben to New York. Shit.
not allowed.
You could just do 5 Arby's melts for $5.
Yep.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
or you could
yeah.
throw in the mozzarella sticks
Wait,
or the curly
what is
fries.
the
My
Arby's
partner's got a
melt?
car. we
The
can
Arby's
go.
melt
got
is just
cheese
a
on
little.
it.
I never got the giant monstrous.
No,
roast
you get
beef
the big
things.
Montana.
So you get
No,
5
all the big
sandwiches?
Montana. I
Yes,
want more
you get
cheese than
5
meat.
You get 5 fucking sandwiches, and you eat them all in one sitting, and you fucking like it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Arby's, motherfucker.
That's too much food.
I want more cheese than meat on anything I eat. In the
Yes.
Arby's melt, they would just drench in this like nuclear
Okay. Why
don't you get
yellow
the beef
cheese.
and cheddar then?
Yeah.
The beef and
Okay.
cheddar?
Yeah.
How is that different than the Arby's melt?
That's
is it
why I was
smaller?
asking.
I don't know if that was on
know.
the 5 for $5.99.
It's probably more beef.
What if
less
you ate at a
cheese.
different
Oh.
restaurant that was better?
I
Does
don't
it cost
understand.
more?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
They have
Life
Arby's
is
sauce.
pain. Eat Arby's.
Yeah.
Arby's is great.
right.
It's genuinely great.
God.
All right.
I
We've got to.
I do like the Arby's.
It's great.
Arby's.
Wendy's is also.
Wendy's is
I
also
know,
great.
I know.
None of
love
you are
Wendy's.
allowed to say this. We
Wendy's
don't have
is
a marketing
good.
deal in place
Wendy's
with
is
Arby's.
good.
You
Wendy's
can't
great.
say we
Yo,
like Arby's.
we're trying to make it work, okay?
Roy Rogers, now that's a fun establishment.
I've never even heard of that.
Really?
Uh-uh.
I've heard of
Roy
it, but I've
Rogers?
never seen one.
Oh, really?
That's
None
like
out
I
here.
feel like road trip food.
Yeah.
Like, let's pull off over here and get some more.
That's
rides.
Dairy
Oh,
Queen for
Ponderosa,
me.
yeah.
So like a Golden
Huh?
Corral.
Dairy
or
Queen.
I
something.
It's
love
like
Golden
a
Corral.
Golden-
Golden Corral. I
Why
hate
don't you just
Dairy
go to
Queen.
fucking
Wow.
Howard
Wow.
Johnson
Dairy Queen
while we're at
sucks.
it.
Dairy Queen's non-ice cream stuff sucks ass.
Yeah.
I know, but
It's
kind of
the
in a
worst
good way.
fries
Like
I've
they
ever
have,
had.
I know their
Yeah,
hot dogs are like
no.
decrepit,
No,
and I will
right.
eat them.
Brad, take control of your podcast.
I am team
Take
cool
control of your
treats. I am
podcast.
not team hotties.
So here's
Cool
the
treats.
here's the real problem with Dairy Queen is I saw some commercials on the television recently, and their whole pitch is like they've got T-shirts and it says "No chicken nuggets." Like their whole thing is like we don't got chicken nuggets.
I heard they're making
why?
a push
This will
towards
not play with the
hot
nut
food.
queen.
They have,
I know.
they have
ice cream.
strips. Their whole thing is like we got chicken strips.
they're
'cause-
both great.
'cause fuck-
I know.
exactly. What the fuck
Nugs
is
are
You don't
fuck?
have to
good.
take teams.
Nugs
Like
are
it's,
good.
this isn't a bone in, bone out thing.
It's all just chicken. Like chicken
Look,
nuggets.
it's
Chicken
a
nuggets are
manufactured
good.
My gang
rivalry.
is bone in,
Yeah.
bone
Give me
out.
some
though.
nugs.
You have to. It's very hard out there. A lot of stuff has been mined already. Got to take a stance, even if it's a weird one. You know.
I'm not big on Dairy Queen outside of the Blizzard. And even then, I think the McFlurry is a great competitor.
Isn't Dairy Queen just drive-through?
No,
You can eat
not
inside.
at all.
It's a restaurant.
Oh.
There's a Dairy Queen Orange Julius in the mall near
Yeah,
me.
there are like a ton of them in the mall now.
Oh,
too.
really?
Their
Is
ice
that-
cream cakes are still the best ice cream.
That's
I
all
also
they
like
sell
the
at the
thing
mall.
they dip in the like hard cherry stuff. And
That's
they pull
pretty
it out.
good.
It's like-
But the middle crunchy layer of the ice cream cakes, those are really
They
good.
still got those hot dogs on a stick.
hot
still
dogs.
got
You mean
the-
corn
Yeah.
dogs? You mean like the hot dog on a stick?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The hot
Yeah.
dog on a stick.
Those places still exist.
That's still a thing.
Yeah, the mall in Santa
Yeah.
Rosa still
All right.
has a hot dog on a
you
stick.
still got to wear the stupid outfit if you work
Good.
with
Yeah.
them.
What's the outfit? What is it?
It's like a blue. It's like vertical blue and yellow and,
And
red,
red
stripes.
stripes.
That's not
I
flattering.
once
No.
had to wear
No,
that
the-
uniform actually.
Really?
I was a hot dogger on a stick. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Favorite activity?
Wow.
Pumping the lemonade.
Oh yeah, no, that
Oh,
seems
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
most
Is that
fun.
a euphemism?
My favorite activity is watching
Pumping the
people
lemonade.
pump the lemonade. So this works out great.
Usually you have to pay a premium to watch people.
No,
pump
tell
I
me
just want to
about
eat a hot dog and watch somebody
Yeah.
pump some lemonade.
the first hot dog on a stick is that tiny shack on the Santa Monica Pier. I've eaten there. I've eaten at the first hot dog on a stick.
Is
What
it
an
just-
honor.
Is it just a hot dog on a stick?
It's an absolute
corn
monument
dog.
now.
There's
corn
no
dog.
corn dog material
No,
on
it's
the
not
outside?
corn dog.
It's corn dog.
Just call it a fucking corn dog.
It's just fucking.
The name of the
so many
restaurant is
fewer
hot dog on a
syllables.
stick.
It sounds funnier.
Look, man,
Yeah,
they
I
opened in the
guess.
fucking 40s or some
Okay.
shit on the
was
beach.
corn dog not part of the vernacular
Probably
at that
not.
point?
They're like, what the
Okay.
fuck is corn?
Yeah. I
Is that actual corn?
It's
Why is it called a
It's like
corn dog?
cornbread.
Right
It's
there.
cornbread.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
What's up, Brad?
Brad, take
Let's
a
take a
podcast.
We need to air out this room before we read some emails.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Barbecue.
I'm learning some lessons over the next couple of days
Of?
about what to wear in this room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and-
nothing with
Oh.
long
And
sleeves.
how often to open the door.
I was going to wear bikini bottoms
File
for the
it.
rest of the
Okay.
week.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Just like
Yeah.
Scott.
a lot on top,
Yeah.
nothing on bottom.
Well, yeah, as
Yeah.
long as you got something waist up, you're
Mhm. Oh, also I was going to be shirtless.
good. Oh, I see. It's whatever gets you through.
Wear those pajamas with like the little flap on the butt. Yeah.
Two big buttons.
Yeah.
Gonna be some long hours in this room. So let's spend a few more minutes reading some emails.
All right.
Oh
Podcast
wow,
chat on. There we go.
the live production.
Do you guys have
Yeah.
segment music?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's all post.
Dan has a new email
Oh, yeah.
song.
Okay.
You
Oh.
want to share it with the people?
Live?
Yeah,
Yes.
do it right now. Come on,
Wow,
perform
live
for us.
version.
Oh, boy.
It's really good.
All right.
Sing, monkey.
Email, maybe it's an E, maybe it's a mail now. Email.
Like that Eminem song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Did he sample that?
Yes.
He sampled The Stroke?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a bad song.
Wait, I actually hadn't even heard that.
It's recent.
Is that
which
from
is
that?
why.
Oh, wow.
Which is why
Okay.
you have not heard it.
Wow.
All right. Here's some emails. This one doesn't have a name on it. Came from an AOL address.
Cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is Game of the Year the Dark Souls of podcasts?
And then it's way harder than it should be and goes on way longer than it probably should, and the lore actually isn't that interesting.
And
Yeah.
there are dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Like puddles of blood all over the place.
Yeah.
We do have to keep starting it over every year too.
Yeah, there's also that. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The answer is yes.
Definitive.
Here's an email from Joe. I assume this email makes sense to someone.
Oh, these are always the best ones.
Since Abby is in the house, and,
Hell yeah.
and also a horse,
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
We snaw, baby.
can you take the time to stack rank video games' best and worst horses?
Oh,
What makes a
goodness.
good horse anyway?
Oh, good
I
lord.
think Pat Gill already did this in a Polygon video,
Hmm.
but I would say that one horse DLC you can buy in Red Dead Redemption, probably Primo Horse, because it just makes you faster, it gives you more stamina, and you can get it for like $2 beginning of the game. It's like good DLC where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this, and like I kind of am breaking the game a little bit, but not enough where it's like I feel overpowered. Just so
Get
much
your
it's
money's
like
It's not like some god horse.
no, it's
about
just like more convenient.
What about the undead horses?
Undead horses are very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that horse that you get if you're like super evil in Red Dead. The only horses I know, I guess, in games are from Red Dead.
Did you say stack rank?
Yeah.
What's that
He
mean?
uses the phrase stack rank.
What's this?
Put them in order. Put them on a list.
Okay, number 1.
Rank them in a stack, 1 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number
there a
1,
different kind of
war
rank?
horse. Number 2, undead horses. Number 3, that evil hell horse. I think those are the names of them. They're all Red
Yeah.
Dead horses.
Yeah,
Look it up.
those are the official names.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the horse in Assassin's Creed is pretty good because every time you call it, it does show up.
The one that's
very
a camel?
quickly. Or a
and
camel. Yeah,
same
either
thing.
one.
It can
5,
be a camel.
camel
It
horse.
it can also be a unicorn.
I believe so.
You can buy a unicorn.
That's fun.
Years and years ago at Game Informer, Ben Reeves, who was on our podcast this year at E3, he was assigned a rank all the horses in video game history thing, and so he had to write this
It's a rite of
top
passage.
10.
Everyone has to go through
yeah.
it. Abby is now.
That is a Sisyphean fucking task.
Yeah, so
Brought
he
to
had
you by Arby's.
So he had to rank 10 horses, and he wrote paragraphs for all of them. And he couldn't think of a title for it, and so he just kind of put in a placeholder one, and it was just horses, fuck yeah. But he forgot to change the placeholder. So for a solid
the
20,
old
25
game
minutes
fan.
before Andy McNamara saw it, it's just like the headline on Game Informer was horses, fuck yeah.
And nothing has beat that traffic.
amazing.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows video game publications can't swear.
Wow, that's
Right.
very
How
good.
about your Epona? What do you call
Oh,
it?
Epona?
Epiphone.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
Epona.
Yeah,
It's pronounced Epona.
Epona.
I like, and there's one, which I think it was Twilight Princess, you can name Epona, and I like naming her Zelda 2.
Nice. It's very rude.
Thank you.
Shadowmare's up there?
I'd say number 1 horse though, Yoshi.
Shadowmere.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Also, there are a lot of good Animal Crossing horses, a lot of sassy ones.
Oh, yeah.
What about the one from Shadow of the Colossus?
Aggro, hell yeah.
There's the pocket card jockey
aggro?
ones.
Hell yeah.
Pocket card jockey has
I'm
a lot of
a
horses.
little partial to Roach from The Witcher. Just
Sure.
he's just so
Oh, yeah.
shit on. Like these trees like crap. I
he
feel
does
bad
a lot of
for him.
weird stuff, like hanging out on top of barns.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
true.
D-Horse?
Oh,
Oh,
D-Horse.
yeah. D-Horse is pretty good.
Yeah.
D-Horse
man,
has
D-Horse
some
is
bonus
solid.
features that a lot of these other horses lack, too.
Except Yoshi.
Well, I mean, obviously, we have yet to see the most advanced horse tech yet because the new Red Dead has the realistic ball swinging.
That's
right.
of the
That's
horse.
true.
So that's
true.
going to be the ultimate
Just
horse.
like
Does it
Yoshi.
really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's in the trailer. Take a look.
Some very poor tech artist had to sit there and watch videos of
Or
horse
very
balls
lucky
swinging.
tech artist.
Yeah, you know whatever you're into. But I'm just saying,
The horse and Tony Hawk was good?
some fucking Equus
Yeah,
shit.
no,
I like
this-
that.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
That
of
horse
good.
people mod into GTA.
It's a long, rich history.
Was there a guy with a horse head in Hotline Miami?
Almost
yeah,
certainly.
horse mask,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so that's up there.
Didn't Ben Reeves also do
whole
the Bully
horse?
2 stuff?
That's Jack's back. Wait, but Jack's back Jack? Or what was it? No,
Jack's
Get Back.
Stevie's back Jack or
Yeah,
something? Some
someone's
character that
back
wasn't in it?
Jack.
Yeah, he told that story on the E3.
Yeah.
Kevin's back
Kevin's
Jack.
back,
Jack.
Jack.
Yes.
A hot history of typing weird things into the CMS.
Yep.
All right, here's an email from Tom
Hi, Tom.
entitled "Choose Your Meat, Mushroom King Edition."
Oh,
Or Mushroom
no.
Kingdom Edition,
Oh,
I'm
no.
I'll take
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, like what do you eat? Oh.
Okay. We all have types of meat we wouldn't eat. For example, I would not eat dog. Identify
I'll
where
try it.
you would draw the line from the options below. In this scenario, we'll
All
say that you can have the meat prepared in any way you like, ground as steaks, etc.
Okay.
Goomba.
Yes.
Sure, yeah. Bring it on.
No, it'd be
It's a
mushroomy.
mushroom. Yeah, no.
No,
no thanks.
like
I've
mushrooms.
never subscribed to the
Oh,
Goombas are
mushrooms.
mushroom-like
It's like
creatures.
Portobello's got a good
They're not
texture
supposed
to it. I mean, that's probably fine.
I don't like
mushroom-shaped.
mushrooms.
I don't think so, but they don't look shaped like it's not like a mushroom in Mario reskinned with eyes on it.
No,
I've
see,
never
that's
looked at a Goomba
but
and
that's
thought
the
mushroom.
thing. It looks more like a real mushroom
Yeah,
than
yeah.
the mushrooms in
Yeah.
the game.
I've never once made that association. And people
They're
start-
the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Right.
Well, then
They're
you're saying that
mushroom people.
Yoshi is mushroom-like.
Yoshi lives in Dinosaur Land and
Yeah, he's
was
Dinosaur
brought
Island.
into.
He has an egg.
He lives
Yeah.
in Jurassic
He's got a
Park.
timeshare in the Mushroom
What
Kingdom.
about toads? Are they like conquerors?
They're
of the
mushroom
mushrooms?
people
mushrooms.
too.
There's a lot
They're
of-
a
The toads are
different
mushrooms.
strain of mushroom.
Like I think they are
the
conquerors
psychedelic mushrooms.
who are also nightmare people that have that wear the skin of the people they have conquered.
Okay.
All right, what else is on the menu?
Mouser.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is
Wait.
Mouser a generic thing?
thought
no,
that
no,
was-
he's a boss in Mario
First of all,
too.
I
I
won't
thought
eat
Mouser
anything
was
that wears
a-
sunglasses. That's just a rule.
He's
I
a
have
mouse
fun.
with sunglasses that throws bombs. He's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I would
yeah,
eat
Cows have
sure.
worn sunglasses
No.
before, I'm sure of it.
But
Absolutely
I
not.
always thought Mouser was an individual. not
Yeah, I
a-
thought it was.
Yeah.
Wow,
He
we're
is.
just
He's a
like
personality
cannibalizing.
there.
Yeah.
Can't.
Okay. Wow.
Well, like there's multiple
brutal.
Birdo.
Yeah,
Like,
but I wouldn't eat
Birdo's not
Birdo
just
either.
one character. I'd eat
Oh,
Birdo.
we'll
You're missing out.
Birdo eggs.
We'll address
Well,
that.
the
when we
eggs are different. I'm just saying I wouldn't eat Birdo.
I did
Yeah,
Birdo.
give me like a Birdo egg over like.
Would you
uh,
eat the thing that
mouse
like
or-
Birdo craps out when you beat him in
Hang
Mario
on,
2? The
hang
like
on, there's
shiny
the
thing?
order.
Yeah.
There's an
Is that
order.
like
There's an
candy?
order to this.
Okay.
Koopa Troopa?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, 'cause I'm not gonna
I
fucking
don't-
eat turtle.
I don't want
No.
turtle.
If it was jerky, I would eat Koopa jerky.
Tonight
would
I
eat
dine
a-
on turtle soup.
Yeah, a Koopa soup. I bet would be delicious. Turtle
But,
soup
like,
is supposed to be very good.
How do you know what Koopa you're eating? Like, what if it's a fucking Hammer Brother? Like, there's another Hammer
The
Brother.
red
It's like,
ones are
oh, you just
spicy.
ate my brother. I'm gonna fucking throw a hammer at you.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's
why
meat,
isn't he
baby.
throwing a hammer at the guy who cooked and prepared and killed
Yeah.
his brother?
That's what I'm saying.
And
He's
also,
gonna do
that,
it.
that motherfucker just throws hammers at anything. So like,
Yeah.
it's not like
That's how he resolves
I'm gonna
every
get
issue.
I don't want to be
spared
a
by
part of
not
some Hammer
eating.
Brother revenge plot. That's all I'm
I
saying.
mean, when you eat a hamburger, a cow doesn't come after you.
Not yet.
Not yet. Also,
no,
don't,
they haven't mastered hammers yet.
That's true.
don't forget, these things would all kill you in an instant. Like
Like a Hammer Brother?
Yeah.
How tall would a Hammer Brother be? Because look how tall a normal human man is next to Mario in New Donk City.
Yeah.
And Mario is taller than a Koopa Troopa.
Yeah.
So, like, we
I'm
could
gonna say a Hammer Brother is between 3.5 and 4 feet tall.
No, I think it's 2.5.
Even
max.
still, a
Ken's
2.5 strong turtle throwing hammers at you is
Yeah.
gonna hurt.
Yeah, if the
not gonna
hammers
feel
are
good.
full strength, yeah.
He's like mad.
I bet that meat
Jumping
is real
around.
stringy.
Yeah.
I
No,
didn't
turtle
sinewy.
soup is supposed to be
I mean,
so
he's going to be
good.
bringing a hammer to a gunfight. So
Yeah.
Also,
Were you going to just shoot the turtle?
if he's coming after you with hammers,
I mean, look, in
all
2017, Mario has a gun now, so there's no stopping him.
All right, who here would eat a Koopaling?
Oh, yeah.
It's like
I think
veal.
Morton Koopa
Yeah.
Jr.
I would
yeah.
sooner eat Bowser Jr. than a Koopaling.
Yeah, I would.
aren't they
Wait,
like? Aren't they
does Bowser Jr.
disowned?
count as a
No,
Koopaling?
they're separate. They are separate canon.
Yeah.
You just don't have a mom.
Oh yeah, like
None of
that's
them do.
kinda wait, so like,
Oh, yeah,
Bowser
are they,
Jr. is
like,
like a
children?
baby. Wouldn't that be
Are
like,
they
isn't Veal
children?
baby
Yeah.
something?
If they're
Yeah.
babies, I
Cow.
would maybe
Cow?
be like, nah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that seems rough. I
That's
don't
it.
know.
They're trying to kill you.
But like
so,
Roy, like
I'm in.
You're eating Roy.
Again, I don't eat
Yeah.
anything with sunglasses on. I don't do that.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
How about a
You're
Shy
not
Guy?
thinking of not consistent.
Shy
No.
Guy? Oh,
Shy
yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
aren't they skeletons?
They do have
No.
skeletons. They do have skeletons.
What's under there?
It's like it's a
You can see it
skeleton.
in Yoshi's Woolly World when they fly behind this like
don't
X-ray sheet.
That meat
They
is
have a skeleton.
tainted.
I don't think I want to.
It's
that meat
freaked
is
Drew out.
tainted.
I like Shy Guys too much to eat them.
It's dirty meat.
They're like dogs. I don't. Wouldn't
What
eat
about
a
a
dog, I wouldn't eat
sniffet?
Shy Guy.
A sniffet?
What's a sniffet?
They're the shy guys that spit the
Yeah.
balls.
No,
no.
sniffets because we're are they just full of those balls? Like are those balls tasty?
They might be like jawbreakers.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, but on the inside it's just lead.
Birdo? That's true. Birdo,
No,
yeah.
we already
Birdo
said
eggs,
Birdo.
for
Yes.
sure.
I'd eat Birdo eggs.
I eat Birdo.
I would eat Birdo.
I would eat Birdo eggs, no problem.
I eat the chicken.
And
I'll
are
eat the
you eating
chicken
like
eggs.
the weird nose part of Birdo? Like
It's
what
the
part
best.
is
It's
it?
rubbery. It's like
Ugh.
the calamari.
Yeah, it's like you deep fry that.
Yeah.
No,
nice,
not that.
delicious.
Nice
Birdo rings.
Birdo
Those are
egg
hard to
white
Birdo
omelet.
Birdo
is the only thing
thigh,
I'll eat.
yes.
Yeah.
Very healthy. Yoshi?
No.
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 It's the
Oh.
first. It's the first to
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
He's like the main. He's like the apple in his mouth, just like
Oh, a whole
No,
roast
spit-
Yoshi.
yeah.
Spit roasted.
yeah.
He's
I
a
just
friend.
Yoshi is so useless that he's not even worth eating.
So
They
like,
just send him straight to the glue factory.
Like
is what you're saying?
I would kill Yoshi and use 0% of the Yoshi.
of the Yoshi,
Yeah.
just like I'm just kicking.
I'm
into
not
a pit.
making a belt out of Yoshi's skin
for sport.
I'm not.
Just-
yeah,
yeah.
just like there it is. I'm posing with pictures of Yoshi's, holding it up, going, "Look at me!"
Yoshis do not
But the
deserve the
difference is that
scorn.
no one's going, "Look at this douchebag." They're going, "Oh, thank you, sir, for
So you-
taking care of
I
this
love
menace."
You're
Yoshi.
going out
I
into
do
the
too.
wild and like just taking the saddles off, but like
Yeah.
like ending the Yoshi and then just,
Exactly.
yeah, just a
and
wall
burning the shoes.
It's burning the shoes. So we decided that the saddle comes out fully grown, right? The saddle is meat. It's Yoshi meat.
Yeah,
The
Yoshi
meat saddle.
Yeah.
No, we decided that the toad head was meat.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what
that-
that. But
That's our
also,
belief.
It's like a hat meat.
Since
yeah.
Yoshi's born with shoes and a saddle, it must be
When did they
Yoshi
come out like-
meat.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
the
because
meat
we know
shoes and
again
meat
we
saddle.
see baby Yoshis and they don't have the saddle. They have shoes,
No
tiny little
saddle?
shoes. I don't. When you carry them around in Mario World,
Maybe there's like a pubescence that takes
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Yeah, when you
like
get to
a
eat 5
maturation.
enemies.
Throw the saddle.
Yeah, but they have to. The babies give birth to the bigger Yoshis, right?
No. When you have a baby Yoshi and you feed him 5 enemies, or maybe coins count too, like another egg happens. No, big Yoshi.
It's like the DeLorean. You can just feed any garbage in there and eventually
Yeah.
it'll grow.
I think it goes into an egg. It's like a cocoon period, and it comes out with the thing.
Right.
You don't
Wow.
ever see. No human has ever seen until that one Planet Earth episode. That was really cool when they caught that. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
Beautiful.
last item on Tom's list.
Mario.
Mario, it is Nintendo's stated position that Mario is not a human being.
No.
Then yeah, let's go
I
for
mean,
it.
he has.
Well,
He has like he can talk.
we actually had this
and-
on our thing.
Can he, though?
In a
Eating
correction,
Mario?
and he is a human.
I'd
Humans
sooner
are
eat-
different, is how they described
I'd
it.
sooner eat Mario than Luigi.
That said, I'd eat Mario.
I wouldn't eat him. I would serve him and make a lot of money. Like how many people would pay a lot of money to eat
To
Mario?
serve
Like,
Mario,
saying
it's a
Mar-
cookbook.
That's right.
I'm saying that Mario's got a lot of coins on him. If you're serving Mario, he might be a big tipper.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I could like serve to Mario. Yeah, I'd sell him to Bowser on like a plate. And just be like,
You'd sell him out.
I'd sell him out.
Wow.
Totally.
Does Bowser
good
wanna
is he?
eat
Like
Mario?
Wolfenstein
No,
2
he
all
wants
over
to
again.
kill
He wants
Mario.
I thought he just wants to kiss.
I think he just kind of
Yeah.
wants to torment Mario more
I
than
think he
anything
wants
else.
to kill Mario so he can just kidnap Peach and just have her
It's a
kidnapped.
Popeye Bluto thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he wants to kill Mario at all.
You
Because I
don't?
feel like
Have you seen the
I think
things
he
It's
just
a
wants to-
Batman Joker thing. They need each other
Right.
to
Bowser
exist.
doesn't need Mario.
But I also think he just wants to take Peach, and then Mario's like, "She's mine," and then he goes after, and then it's just like, oh, he just keeps foiling.
Mario-
him.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying
exactly.
is if
Yes, the
Bowser
circle
wanted
of life.
if
Yes.
Bowser wanted Mario dead, he would have been dead by now.
Have you seen the constructions he's made to kill Mario? The levels, the fortresses, the
I mean,
flying
have
the
you seen
ones
the things
you've
that the
made.
Wile E. Coyote bought to kill the Roadrunner? I mean, it doesn't always work. Just because it takes the man and the machine.
The
to
only
make
thing
it
Bowser
happen.
really
It's
needs
true.
is just a fucking knife. Like they're together often enough that if Bowser just went check this shit out and like stuck him, that'd be that.
He's just testing
Yeah,
Mario
driving
like
by
an
him in
American
Mario
Gladiator.
Kart.
Yeah.
Put a bomb underneath his go-kart or something.
Not even that.
I mean, the other possibility
Cut
here.
his throat.
Yeah, cut his brakes.
The other possibility here is that neither can be killed, and in fact, they both exist in a purgatorial state where neither can die, and they are forever doomed to repeat this process for eternity.
Like that Luigi game.
Well, I'd eat him.
You know who's first at the table when I serve up Mario? It is Luigi.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the one
no
who sells them out.
question.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luigi's the only one that
Ooh,
matters.
Just like eating the mustard, just rips it off and just like. mwah.
Ew.
Even more than Mario, I want to eat Wario. I feel like Wario.
Oh, he's
well-
too
Yeah,
fatty.
the garlic
He's
would
too
be good.
fatty.
Very
I feel like
garlicky.
it's through his skin or something.
No, you
can't
gotta
eat-
roast them over. It's like pork belly. You know, you gotta treat it right, and you get that.
So
yeah, that
fatty,
Wario, that
though.
Wario bacon is
How do you-
Wario,
Stuff
Wario's
with
nice garlicky.
Stuff.
It has a little
Okay,
too
I
much
bet that's
fart
pretty good.
flavor, but you know,
What does
Wario's
Waluigi taste
Wario's
like?
nothing but gristle.
yeah.
What does Waluigi taste like?
nothing at all.
Yeah, it's too
It's like
stringy.
eating sticks.
Yeah, jerky. I'm thinking jerky.
Yeah, it's like eating
All
like
right.
chicken feet.
All right, cool.
Who's eating chicken feet at this time?
It's like a
No,
it's like a rice
I have eaten it.
pilaf
I've
with
eaten
no
it, okay.
taste whatsoever.
Chicken feet are pretty good.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's
When
mushy.
prepared
just
correctly, yes.
warm,
It's
wet.
like crunchy and
goop.
like.
Brian writes in from DC.
Hi, Brian.
It seems like everyone in the 25 to 35 age range played the same edutainment games when they were in school in the 90s. Games like Oregon Trail, Carmen Sandiego, Math Blasters, and the Super Solvers series.
No, don't know that one.
How did these games end up in what seems like every school in the country? Is this still going on?
I want to say it had more to do with the fact that computer labs were starting to become a thing in schools, and they were just looking for ways to utilize those. And it was like there was only a handful of companies that were making those games. So I
Yeah.
imagine they just signed deals with various departments of education to just like, hey, here's some software for your class. It's good for your kids. I don't know, whatever.
Like MECC is like a government organization or something.
Was it?
Isn't it? It's like a Minnesota.
yeah, it was the
collective.
Minnesota State.
Yeah, but I thought it was still a private.
I
Like
don't
Mavis
actually know.
Beacon and everything?
Broderbund was.
Yeah, Broderbund's a private
The
company.
Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium.
That sounds like government to me, but maybe
it could
not.
just be
I don't know.
Later changed to corporation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I mean,
Oh
it could
no,
just-
no, yeah. Under founder it says Minnesota Legislature.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
missed
okay.
the boat for those. I did
Fuck,
Type to
man.
Learn and Kid Picks.
Okay.
Kid
Heard of those.
Picks.
Kid Picks. I know. I was
Oh,
friends
man.
with the son of the creator of Kid
What?
Picks.
Kid
Yeah.
Picks was the best.
What are you
it was like
doing here?
Photoshop, but with like
You could
fun
be-
stamps.
We had
Living off the Kid Picks fortune.
But yeah, like every school I went to, like that had any kind of computer situation set up, like they just had the same set of software every time. It was like if you had the green screens, you definitely had Oregon Trail. Like if you had anything that was color, it was definitely Carmen Sandiego.
color.
Yep.
Yeah,
Never
like
played Carmen
later on,
Sandiego.
eventually some color monitors started showing up.
We had one Apple IIc, and the
Oh,
rest were all
wow.
2Es.
Fancy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had we had like a dozen two.
We had the,
The
Vic, we had
teacher
Vic
had
20s
in-
and pets.
This was
Wow.
in junior high. In elementary school, there was one Apple II.
Right.
That was it.
Wow.
I don't always feel super young, but hearing that y'all didn't have color computers at your school,
Yeah, no,
I'm
we
like,
straight up
oh
had
boy.
it was just straight up green monochrome.
Yeah, I had a Vic
Wow.
20 and we had pets, and then at some point
Pets, God.
we had typewriters.
That's crazy.
Uh,
by the time I was like finishing school in high school, we had like smart boards and stuff.
Yeah.
what is that? I don't
Which
even know
it's like a touch.
I don't even know what that
It's like a touch like whiteboard.
It's like a tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you touched the computers in my school, you had to go to the principal's office.
Wow.
Is that just if you touch the computers
Yes,
at your school?
I had very greasy hands.
and the principal had some wet naps.
Yeah, it's like just stop it, just stop it.
I had to take a typing class and a shorthand.
Yeah,
class.
Well, I
learned,
had to
yeah.
type to learn,
I
not
learned-
shorthand.
I
'cause that's
learned to type on a
useless, but-
286.
Did you guys have to do
DOS
like
word perfect?
typing thing with a box over your hand
Oh,
so
they
you
did
could
a
prove
piece of
Oh,
it?
paper.
yeah, yeah.
They
I had to do
take
the
the
same
piece of
thing.
paper.
Yeah.
I never
Yes.
had that, but they definitely were very adamant about me learning the home row, even though
Yeah.
I've never typed that way.
We
Oh, do you do one finger?
So yeah, I hunt.
Alex
Oh wow.
is the most aggressive.
So I type 90 words a minute with just my index finger.
I mean, I heard it's just as fast, but like,
Yeah.
We had I think I've told this story before, but like our typing class was like super old school. We had to take shorthand, and like it was like, if anybody day one can type the alphabet without looking, I was like, you get an A and don't have to show up anymore. I was like, we've been typing for like 20 years. Well, I wasn't 20. It was like 15 years. And
That's
like,
why you were typing before you were born.
it was like I felt like a fucking ace. It was like, yeah, I could type the alphabet without looking. What? And I didn't have to show up for class anymore, except for the dumb shorthand lessons. Which
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about shorthand.
We had a typing class in 7th grade, and the teacher sat at one end, and there were 2 rows that wouldn't face, like they couldn't see the monitor. And somebody figured out how to put Duke Nukem 3D on the entire like school's networks. I don't know how we accessed it, but like, yeah, those entire rows, every screen was Duke Nukem 3D.
In those days, those networks were not well protected.
No.
wow.
Surprised I have the
We played
space
Counter
for it.
Strike.
Must have been on flop.
Wow. Weird.
We just did like Flash games.
Yeah,
like
for a while it was
board.com or
Flash.
whatever.
Flash. That's
Yeah.
fancy.
We just always wondered what would happen if you put your finger through the hole that's on the disc, because they always said not to do it.
I would do it all the time.
What would
the disc-
happen?
Nothing. You spin the disc on your finger like a cool
Ah!
guy.
yeah.
Can't touch that.
It's not my disc. I don't care. I don't have an Apple at home.
All right.
That has been your edutainment minute.
Brandon from California. I was wondering what goes into those cross-coast collabs. They don't happen often, but I do enjoy them. Some examples are the Rocket League competition, the Overwatch stream, the Giant ROM stream, and certain quick looks, such as Persona 5 and the Hitman content with Brad and Dan. I imagine it's quite a hassle to get schedules to line up and other details people wouldn't necessarily think about.
We pre-record those when we get together, and then
Yeah,
just
that's right.
kind of make it
Trickle
look
them out.
Sprinkle it.
We
Trickle
say,
them out.
say a bunch of like really generic video
Yeah.
game stuff, and then
It's really
put a new
tough
game
to
with
get
them.
some of those games like 10 months before they come out.
Oh, we're here for 2 weeks.
Right.
Well, that's when we just
Yeah.
say generic things like, I don't know about this one. I think the microtransactions are just
With everything in the news today.
Yeah,
you know,
this is
yeah.
the shooting is okay in this, but like I don't know, something about this character really bums me out.
Have
think
you
this
heard
game's
about
for
those
me.
clowns in Congress? What a bunch of clowns.
Anyway, what's the platform and when's it coming out?
No idea.
That's why we never know, because we can't be that specific.
That's right.
That's why half of these videos are just about Nicolas Cage movies now.
Yep.
Yeah, probably making the schedules line up is the hardest part, right?
The schedule stuff is
Like,
is
That
hard.
Hitman thing we did like 2 weeks ago or something. Like
The
it-
tech
that-
stuff can be tricky.
Oh,
took-
A pretty
that took
real
like a
one
week
that
Yeah.
happened.
to find. It took like a week for us to find a time when we could both be available.
When your guys' Skype updated, it just like broke everything.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
And it was we were using Skype TX, which the latency is supposed to be better. Which I think the latency actually is not bad.
It
It's
hasn't
pretty
been
good.
bad, no.
The audio can sometimes be not great, but
Yeah.
I wonder
Sometimes-
if that's like network stuff.
And sometimes we'll record audio locally and then have
And then-
that recording go
Yeah, I
bad.
think that happened with the Hitman thing. Was the
Yeah.
local audio went bad.
yeah, so that because you have to isolate the track and the whole thing. But sometimes it gets bad or like the gameplay's married into it or something happened that was unexpected.
The Hitman one was the first one I had done in a long time, and I was like kind of anxious going into it. I was like, he's not going to be there. Like, how am I gonna? This is going to be like the
We've done a
phone?
couple
But by the end of it,
cross-coast.
though, I was just like, I wasn't even thinking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It totally works.
It's like we record most of that stuff in a dark room where you can't really
Yeah.
see the other
Yeah.
person anyway. So
It really,
headphones on,
it really
yeah.
is just like that tiny half second though that
Yeah.
throws you off.
Yeah.
You can tell, but it's not that bad.
I think it's something that shows up more in an audio only format, like a podcast.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that latency becomes more noticeable there.
Yeah. Let's see. Daniel from Los Angeles.
No.
Vinny requested shower questions, and I don't understand sarcasm, so here you go.
What?
Do any of
Shower?
you?
What?
I assume this came from somewhere.
Vinny, what did you do?
Do any?
Turned the
of-
lights off when I was in the shower this morning.
Do any of you guys take cold showers? Not accidental hot water broken cold showers, but intentional cold ass showers.
Like in the middle of the summer, yeah.
I will if
I
it's
started-
hot as hell, yeah.
I started doing it because it has various health benefits.
Does it?
Weight
I
loss,
think it's better for your skin.
weight loss, better skin, and increased alertness. But I've grown to kind of enjoy them. It's hard. It's hard to describe. I
Yeah.
spend about 5 minutes staring at the cold shower before I quote man up and shove myself into the freezing cold. Once I'm in there, it is intense and ultimately invigorating.
I can lose
Yeah.
weight taking a cold
I don't
shower.
know.
That one I don't know about.
I don't do
think
it for the
it-
weight loss thing.
It's supposed to.
I think
it's
it might be
supposed
like
to-
you have to like burn calories to stay warm. I think is
Oh,
what
like it lowers
is.
your core
I
body.
think it like amps your metabolism for like a long period of time. Like
the
yeah.
sinful food demons leave they
Something-
get scared to the
Yeah,
cold
it's
body and have to
something-
No,
leave.
nothing scaring those fuckers away.
I mean, I think it's supposed to speed up like blood flow and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, can you start in a warm shower and just sort of like take it down?
I mean, you could,
but I think it would be worse.
It's tougher if you go in while it's freezing cold. So I usually do the going in. Yeah, like I do it more as like a mental challenge thing, where it's just like you're so worried.
Is your life just not hard enough, Dan?
I guess not. Yeah, just to like, it's like, okay, this is gonna suck, but you work it up too much. But if you just like clear your head completely, it's just
like jumping
I'm
in
just
Tahoe
walking
or
into
something. You know,
I tried
jumping into Lake
this.
Tahoe.
I tried this a couple years ago.
Since jumping into a grotto, I was like, wow, that's a very fancy
So
life.
when I was when I was in New Mexico, like we went to a spa for like an hour or something, and like we were in the hot tub or whatever, but there was like a cold tub right next to it. So after a while in the hot tub, I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump all the way in, and I went like about chest deep into it, and it was like my entire body seized up.
Yeah,
Like, a really
yeah,
fun, breathing way,
it
but
feels
yeah.
amazing.
There are like pools in Iceland that have like a similar thing where it's like a really hot tub, slightly less hot tub, and then like the like
Ice
regular
cold.
That's
temperature,
weird
which
things
is like
to you.
40 degrees
Right.
out, and you're supposed to like get in it and then stick your feet out. It's like really shallow. It's like you stick your feet out because like the energy is supposed to come out. I don't know. And then you go into like the hottest one, and it makes your body feel all tingly and weird.
Next to that should be like a fondue pot where you can actually just get in there and get all cheesy.
Yeah.
I don't want cheese in my hot tub.
I avoid cold showers if I can, but maybe now, the next time you see me,
It's a challenge.
it's going to be,
I
it's gonna be a different Vinny.
shivering.
Yeah.
I tried what he's talking about a couple years ago, and it's for like 2 weeks, and it was pretty fucking
Cold showers?
harsh. Yeah,
It's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
you get used to it. The
You
fun
get
ones
used to
are
anything
when
you
you
do
do
it
it
enough.
The
I'm
fun
gonna start
ones is
doing it.
when you jump in there and your breath involuntarily leaves your body.
Yes.
Like when you like cannot
Yeah.
keep like when it's that cold.
This is the path that
It's
you just
pretty
turn into
wild.
one of those polar bear dudes. Like
Yeah.
that's just how this goes.
I tell myself that that's why there's so much grunting in the showers at the gym, like weird, loud grunting. I've talked about it before, where it's
Safe,
like that type of stuff I hear
you're
all
getting
the
that in
time
New
at the
York
gym.
also?
Yeah, I think it's just a gym shower thing.
Yeah.
all right.
And it must be like people walking into cold water,
Must be.
right?
Yes, we'll just say that.
I'm telling myself that that's what's
Yeah.
happening there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you take a cold shower, like I think the part for me would be like turning around to my spine.
That it's
to
tough.
the-
It's tough.
and it's like, or like putting my head down so like
Right.
the
I have a
hits
lot
the
of
back of your
hair.
neck.
I-
and you're just cold hair.
The hair is cold before
Just to
everything.
kind of avoid that, like I will just put my head like if here's the thing, I'll
Yeah.
put my head here and I'll just turn it on like that, so it just like all at once, all down your back. down
Oh,
your
it
front
must be
and
nice
everything.
to be able to stand under a shower head and have it
plenty of
go over
space
your
there.
whole body.
Yeah,
This be,
What do you have to do? Do you have to like
convenient.
crawl?
I have to
underneath?
like bend my knees and like
Oh,
sink
that
down.
Do you at least have one of those showers with like the detachable head?
No.
thing? Oh, damn it.
It's really inconvenient.
Yeah.
You just just turn the shower head around, and point it up. Just like
Have you considered taking baths?
Don't fit in the tub.
Oh, yeah. Have you considered just standing in the rain?
I thought you were saying just being stinky.
Yeah, there's that too.
All right, detachable shower heads, I want to say, are like $14. They're cheap.
They
Yeah,
are
they're real
very
cheap.
And I had one at my old place, and then now we're in a rental, and then the thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I had one with LED lights that would detect the temperature, and it would be blue if it was cold,
sounds
and red if it was hot,
That
and it would be
sounds
green if it was
fucking
kind of in the
awesome.
middle. It was pretty cool.
Never
my
mind, this
God.
feature's great.
Yeah, I fucking have to get one of those.
That is
sounds
cool.
incredible.
Pretty cool.
Can you like tell Alexa to like make it warmer or colder?
Oh, I wonder if there's smart shower
Oh,
heads.
there were.
I don't want
Definitely
Amazon knowing what I'm showering with.
They already know.
They know.
I almost spent $160 on Hue lights over Black Friday weekend.
Yeah.
Just, I have like a tiny apartment, and I actually talked myself out of it. Like
Yeah.
I don't need.
No,
when
you
am I going
don't.
to need my living room to be purple?
So my
I mean, that does sound fucking rad.
I
though.
know. I know.
I want my fucking apartment to look like the inside of a Virgin Airlines flight.
If I was still single, I would have done that months ago. Years
Yeah.
ago. At this point, I've been like, yeah, no, it's gonna be fucking real cool, man. We're gonna hang out and
so many lights though.
yeah.
There was my little brother has them, and this was like a weird thing because I don't have them or like don't know people that have them. But I went to go turn his light on in the bathroom. I was like, "Your light's broken." He's like, "No, they're rebooting." He had to, like reboot the network because the network
the
had
Wi-Fi. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so like he had to like reboot the thing, and his
This
lights
feature
just
sucks
wouldn't-
again.
Just wouldn't work until like the network, like his router rebooted.
Oh, I got a NAT 3 error on my lights.
I say yeah, it's like I got to close NAT, can't use my lights. So it was fucking weird. Like it was a weird sentence to come out of his mouth, and like I couldn't stop laughing for a little bit.
Fucking destroy the Internet of Things.
Mm-hmm.
This email also does not have a name on it,
It's from me.
but I like the way it's phrased. It's
All right.
Thank
weird.
you.
This is a weird email. In this day and age of overclocked computers and cool hacking, could something cool be done with the Matrix franchise?
No.
Yes.
They were
Okay, who would be the new
talking-
star? Is it just Ryan Gosling?
No, Keanu. It's
just
still
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser.
Keanu Reeves has never been cooler.
Keanu Reeves should just play
True.
the Morpheus character this time around.
Yes. Then who's Neo?
The guy from Star Wars.
Army Hammer.
The former
John
trooper.
Boyega?
Jaden
Yeah.
Smith.
Sure.
Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith.
Jaden
Jaden
Smith is
Smith.
Neo.
Okay.
Oh my
No,
god.
no. Willow
Yes.
Smith.
Yeah.
Willow Smith.
Well, there can be two Neos.
Yeah.
It can be the both of them.
Wasn't Will Smith like he was
Yeah,
going
Will
to
Smith
be
was like up for the Neo
Wow.
role.
Jaden
Jaden Smith
yeah.
can fulfill the prophecy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I actually
man.
saw him in concert recently.
Will Smith?
Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith. He opened for Fall Out Boy.
Oh wow.
That you know
Wow.
what? That sentence shouldn't make sense, but it kind of does in a way.
I've heard a lot of positive things about his new album.
His new album actually isn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's definitely
All right.
not the Fresh Prince, but it's different.
What
It
is?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, musically, I think I lean more Willow.
I
Personally.
know, me too. Her newest also, it's like, wow, this is surprisingly like passable.
Surprisingly passable. Put it on the back of the box.
Yep.
They will definitely remake the Matrix at some point.
They've already been talking about it.
There's
like a
been
full
reason,
reboot.
reasons.
Like
Yeah, I
Warner
wonder-
Brothers has been trying to find a way to do it without the Wachowskis and just do it on their own
I
thing.
wonder if the Matrix reboot or the Star Wars reboot is coming first.
It will be
Probably the
I
Matrix.
bet a Matrix and it will be a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Like or Hulu original.
yeah.
That's funny a good Netflix series.
Yeah.
Why'd you boo?
I didn't boo. I went eh.
I just
Yeah,
don't
I
need more
really
Matrix.
Because I feel like
Like,
those are kind of like B tier, aren't they?
Oh,
Like, because like Marvel treats their movies, I don't see any of these, but like Marvel treats their movies as a real big deal. But then it's like, oh, then we got this,
Well,
like,
so
like 19
it's
Netflix
separate
shows.
divisions is the thing. Is that the movie studio is the Kevin Feige run company that is all very specifically building movie stuff, and the TV studio is it's a different division. And I want to say that like that's more like the comics people have more say over that stuff.
Okay.
And also the budgets are obviously way lower.
Is
Right.
that Punisher show good?
I
I'm
don't
kind
know.
of curious about that one.
I watched an episode of it. It seemed.
Daredevil
Okay.
was good for the first season. I don't
Yeah.
think I watched past that, but I was like, oh, this is pretty great.
They ruined Arrested Development. Probably wasn't.
Well,
them.
I mean, Arrested Development had kind of ruined itself by the time
Right.
season 3 ended, and I four.
Season 3 is still pretty solid.
Yeah.
Some of
It's-
3 is good.
It's a lot better than season 4.
I think more what
Well, yeah,
ruined
4 is
Arrested
just bad.
Development was that like none of them were available at the
Yes.
same
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
The green screens were terrible.
But that's the thing is that Netflix is similar to like Amazon. Like they are just trying to suck up as much content as they possibly
Yeah.
can. So instead of just
Same.
getting like this one-off weird like Wet Hot American Summer rerun, it's like, hey, what if we did that again?
Yeah.
And you clearly don't have any ideas left,
Oh,
but
no.
let's just do it anyway.
It was better than Returns was better. The second
The
sequel was-
reunion was not as good as
I liked
the,
it more.
the first day of camp.
I liked it
First
a
day of
lot
camp is
more.
way better.
I liked American Vandal.
yeah,
That's a
American
funny
Vandal.
weird
Yeah,
thing
I've
they
watched
did.
part of it.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying Netflix doesn't do good things. I'm just saying that for every good thing they do, there's like 9 that you have
Yes.
either have never heard of or just bad.
Yeah. A lot of stand up.
Yeah.
How about that Death Note movie?
Well, enjoy it while you can, because net neutrality is going away,
I can't wait to pay for my Netflix package.
bruh. Yeah.
I'm just going to cancel the internet if that happens.
If net neutrality gets,
Yeah, I'm just going to stop being on the internet.
Good luck.
I have to imagine, like that'll go to court, right? And then
It's
good
going to be tied
people
up for
will
a
stop
long
that
time,
from
whatever it
happening.
is.
Yeah. Okay.
Question from Daniel. So everyone's going to offer up samples to figure out who the secret fingernail clipper is, right?
Ew, what?
Wait,
is
what?
going
What are you
on?
talking
You
about?
guys never heard about
Rory.
it?
No.
It's got to be Rory.
Yeah, you would
In
say
this
that.
office,
Yes.
someone's
You would
clipping
say
their
that.
nails?
There was a nail found.
We discovered
One?
on one of the shelves of the PC desk
Finger
in
or
the studio.
toe?
It looked like a finger or maybe a thumb.
And wasn't it when
That could be
Rory was
toe.
like doing Divinity Original Sin stuff? And that seems like a Rory
He
thing.
swears up and down it was not him.
I would
You're
put.
so quick to
I
put
You know
would
what
Rory
though?
put
Here's
money
the thing.
on Rory.
I would put money on Rory admitting to that if it was
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I
mean,
feel like
I-
Rory would.
I can understand Dan being defensive because everyone immediately accused him of
Well, and also you guys discovered this like 8 months after I left the office, and talk about would admit
it
it.
was-
The floss in the garbage and everything. I floss at my
You
desk.
definitely-
I
you definitely
I have
flossed at
no
your desk.
no shame whatsoever about
Yeah,
that stuff.
if there's
I
one
think
thing I know about Dan
fingernails.
Reichert, shame is absent
Exactly.
altogether.
The fingernail, it was like kind of back on the shelf enough that it could have sat there.
Was
for
it
8
also
months.
bit?
I
Because I've
didn't
never
fucking-
once been able to
I
bite
didn't
it.
Get close enough to.
Yeah,
figure
you know
that
what?
out.
Sorry, we didn't CSI that shit
Okay.
in fucking like blacklight to see like what the cut pattern
There's-
was.
Bite this silly putty so I can match the.
0% chance it's me. 98% chance it's Rory.
Wow, that's
But how do we know it's someone from our team?
No one else is usually in that studio at all.
Yeah, it's
so-
the gaming piece.
Although that one time we walked by and like 3 people walked out of there going like, "Oh yeah."
But I mean, for all we
Yeah,
know,
there's
like
a lot of like people like
what?
touring the building, like like I don't know if they're interviewing for a job.
They're just
or
going in
who
there
the fuck
dropping
these
off
people are.
nails.
Yeah, but they're like, oh, and here's where they just play the video games all day.
I mean,
It's
so
like,
for
and
all
every
we
time
know-
I want to stop and go, fuck you, we do not.
for all we know, Jim Lanzone could be coming in here on the weekends and just using this place as like his personal fucking like grooming station.
The thing that I heard that makes the most sense is it probably like got caught on clothing and tracked and like Because I've
Was it a pile or was
I've
it a
had
couple
like
stray
toenails on
ones?
socks
It was one.
before.
I don't want to talk about this
one.
anymore.
Oh, it was just one.
All right, it was
Okay.
Ben.
All right.
Ben's
just
got
admitted
he's
it.
got way too.
Look, guys, it was probably just hooked on somebody's.
I gotta go.
Whoa.
Run away!
That's a bad question.
We will surely get to the bottom of this mystery.
Yes.
By the end of next week.
It wasn't me, to quote the famous Shaggy.
And that nail went on to win Game of the Year.
That ferret's still here. The ferret statue that I put in the little cubby hole.
Yep.
Wait,
That
I'm
you
happy
did
to see that.
That's
yeah.
that's not a real ferret, is it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wait,
Somebody
that thing-
mailed to
that's
me
an
that
actual
was
taxidermied
yes.
ferret?
Somebody mailed that to
I
me
saw
and it
that
freaked
and I
me
was
out.
like-
I knew you put it there. I didn't know it was real.
I thought that
Yeah,
thing was fake.
I think it's real. Somebody mailed it to me and I was freaked out. And I was like,
Who
and
would
so
make a
it's,
fake ferret?
it's when they were building it down here. I was like, I'll see how long this lasts. And I thought it would
It's
last a
still
week.
there.
going to last forever.
It like
Years.
works with the aesthetic though.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
You should go put it on top of the badger in the bedroom. Just like
Oh
like,
yeah.
place it up on there.
I think it's time to end this podcast.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
What, no
Wow.
corrections?
We got a bunch of Game of the Year stuff, but I'm not going to read
We
it.
don't get things wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the
Should try it sometime.
is Battlegrounds coming out?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck. Oh, no.
Yeah, it turns out it's coming out.
We were going to
Great.
talk about that. I
Well,
totally
if it's a-
forgot
if
about
it's a
that.
2017 release.
Oh boy.
It is, as is Gang Beasts, which
Yeah.
just got announced
Yeah.
today for
Wait,
December
this-
12th.
Wait, that wasn't
there's a
already
real
out?
release?
No, it's been in
Yeah.
early access for like 3 years.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
they're
The
declaring
newest
it
version
out.
looks pretty
It's
good.
coming out on PS4 December 12th.
Yep.
They've made some changes that like.
I
make
played
it
a little
look-
this morning. Like
Yeah.
they've polished it up.
It's a match 3 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 3 matches. I think you read that wrong.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but so yeah, we will.
Wild.
Much like when Final Fantasy X came out in like mid-December,
Much like that.
Much like
and you know, like Game of the Year production was kind of like, well, that's a 20 whatever game, we're considering it. Battlegrounds is a 2017 release because they're putting it out this year. They're like, we should see if the test servers are still up. You guys should see the
Yeah, I wanna check out
vaulting
the
stuff.
vault.
Oh, yeah, I do.
because it's pretty fucking cool.
So while we're on that note, does that mean that I can also submit Fire Pro Wrestling World for some stuff? Because that's definitely not hitting 1.0 this year.
No, because that's early access.
yeah.
That's-
You're saying that
That's the discussion we were supposed to have. Is are we going to finally
don't-
break
no,
that
that-
wall down?
I think we should break that wall down for next year at the beginning of the year and go a full year with it because there's no reason to do it.
I mean, there's some reason if we're all playing a game that's early access that touched us.
I'm just saying I wanted Fire Pro for best prize. That I just in that conversation.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not talking about top 10 or any of that. I wanted in that conversation.
Like, I think my feelings on it are that for a lot of these early access games, like, I don't know how you are with Fire Pro, but like, you probably will never, or it's not going to have the same impact for you in 2018 when it releases early next year or whatever.
Right.
So like, it won't get talked about in the next year's.
It's kind of the Gang Beast thing, honestly. It's like the game's come out in
Yeah.
December, and I'm just like, oh right, that thing. Like it's a really cool game, but like I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
The flashpoint of our interest in Gang Beast was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that would be when you would talk about it.
Right.
Totally. I think that yes, I think the rules need to be changed. I think we should change them starting January 1st. And if you want to put stuff on your personal list, that's always been open for whatever.
Hey man,
Where does that-
we didn't change the rules. They changed the rules on us.
Where does that leave PUBG again?
I believe
coming-
it.
It's
it
coming,
means-
it's coming out in December.
We are taking them at their word.
and if it doesn't, well,
if it
then,
doesn't,
you know what?
I don't know what. Then fucking, I don't know what that means. If there's a last minute
Asterisks.
delay
Asterisks.
and something, yeah.
What it means is that we will have changed the
More so
rules
less
anyway.
means.
We just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
something.
Game of the year.
Game
Stick
of
around.
the year.
Stick around
Hooray.
if you're watching live,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Call-in show happening after this?
yeah.
Yes, we'll take your calls.
Are we gonna have any?
I think
guests?
we'll see if anyone wants to stick around. And
I think I'll stick around. Hey, happy 10th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Welcome back.
Great. Yeah. No, it's good to be back. I've got a meeting later today. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
weird.
what the
Okay.
Whole thing.
We need to
with
wait
that
for
is,
HR to get here.
but- Okay. Well, shit. I'll just get a drink and hang out then.
I'll meet you at the wine bar.
Yeah. Is that wine? Was that wine bar still there?
I don't know.
No way of knowing.
Sausalito, right?
Yeah. Sausalito. Yeah.
All right. On that note, let's end this podcast and get out of
Wow.
this hot, steamy room.
My first bombcast. I
Yeah?
did it.
You did
You
it.
made it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now get
It's
ready
easy.
for 42 hours more
Yay!
This
Sitting
room.
in this room, yeah.
of this room.
It's a nice room.
It is a nice
It is.
room. Thanks, Jan.
No problem, guys.
Thanks, Jason.
Wherever you are.
No problem.
All right. Thanks for
That
listening.
was a pretty good Jason.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.